Hello and welcome into the YouTube stream for everybody tuning in. It is so good to have you in here with us today. We're going to hop into the debates with the Trump supporters. In fact, we already have the first Trump supporter of the stream on the line. Detail 13, the first thing he said when he joined was, "Man, child, calm down." Do you mind expanding on that comment?
Bro, you just seem like you're getting super upset about nothing.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't really feel too upset right now. Do I look like I'm upset right now?
As far as what I viewed, yeah.
That's interesting. That's truly an interesting perspective. Thank you so much for the Galaxy
So
Clerk.
profound.
So I'm going to go ahead and assume that you support Trump, right?
No, actually.
So you don't support Trump. So you voted for Kamala Harris?
Fuck no.
Ah, okay. So I feel like you actually do support Trump, but you're just unwilling to say that you do because you know you can't debate me. Is that a fair observation, sir?
Right, so you have to throw in hypotheticals because that's how you debate.
I actually didn't throw in a hypothetical. I asked you a very
Yes, you
real
did.
question.
You obviously assumed that since I didn't vote for Kamala Harris, therefore I support Trump.
No, I
That's,
didn't make an
yeah.
assumption. I asked you a question. How could I be
Dude,
assuming
that's
anything when
literally
I'm
an
asking you a
assumption.
question?
You said, since I didn't vote for Kamala Harris, therefore I support Trump.
That was not a statement I made.
I
It
think
was a
that Trump
question
was a
that I
better
asked.
option.
Ah, there we go. Okay, tell us why.
Why?
Yes,
Have you heard Kamala Harris talk?
I have.
She's fucking drunk, dude.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So, a woman is worse than fascism. Okay, tell
Okay,
us
so
about this.
now this is what you guys do too, is you automatically play like I didn't vote for her because she's a woman. I would
tell you
love
why.
a woman president.
I'll tell you why. Like the automatic assumption that she was just always drunk. For whatever reason, I see like an odd correlation between this baseless conspiracy theory and misogyny.
Oh, bro, you fell off a coconut tree.
Let me ask you a question. If she was always so drunk and so bad at speech, how come she absolutely railed Trump in the debate they had? It was so bad that he
Railed
started
Trump.
spouting conspiracy theories too, like the idea that she had an earpiece in and she had other people feeding her answers.
No, I agree with that. Like that's some bullshit. And I like there are some wide ass claims that the conspiracy theorists put out there.
Right.
Some of them are right. You have to admit that some of them are right, but
Well,
there are some of them that are wild claims.
I mean, you hit a baseball with a baseball bat with your eyes closed. I mean, 1 in 1,000 times it's going to go through House's window. So it's just purely chance. But regardless of that, I think that the response that you think that Trump was better than Kamala Harris.
Bro, the
because
only
she was-
difference between a conspiracy theory
So,
and fact
bef-
is a couple of months.
Before you interrupt me, let me finish speaking. Thank you. So you told us that the reason that Trump was preferable is because Kamala Harris was drunk all the time. So that's not true. That's just a random assumption, a really odd one at that. Do you mind engaging your brain and giving us a reason that isn't just like pitifully intellectually lazy?
Dude, don't stop with the personal insults, bro.
I mean, you could call that an insult, but it's true regardless. Like, do you want to talk about maybe Trump's policy compared to her policy? Maybe something that Trump has done in the last
Dude, he's
120
doing
days
a
that has been
great
good?
job with all the tariffs that he's done. Like, you can't debate that.
Really? So
Like, he's done a great job with what he's doing with China and everything else and all these other countries that he's doing.
yeah, okay. Could you go ahead
Like,
and
the stock market's doing fantastic right now. And all you guys were complaining about it with it dipping and everything.
yeah, why did it dip?
Because it was a strategic move.
Ah, okay. So it was because of his tariffs. And then why did it rebound?
Why did it rebound? Because he obviously pulled back and
Yeah,
it was a
perfect.
strategic move. But you guys can't understand that.
Perfect. So, I mean, I think that you just kind of answered it great. You said that the stock market dipped by 7% because Donald Trump's policy caused it to dip by 7%. And then the market rebounded when he reversed his policy. I mean, it just sounds like Trump is a chicken. He implemented some policy that he thought would be good. Turns out it was terrible. Turns out it was bad for the stock market. Turns out it was bad for GDP growth. Turns out it was bad for investment in American industries.
guys are so
then he
short-sighted.
started feeling the pressure, and then he pulled it all back.
Oh
That's
my
what I call a taco. Isn't that right, sir? And you said that the stock market was performing great. So Trump has been president for a little bit over 120 days. Did you know that he hasn't even broke even in the S&P 500? It is still 2 days lower than what it was on January 1st. Go ahead and tell me how stagnant growth in the last third of a year is just great. Please, take it away. I'll give the mic to you. But you do have to unmute yourself. Click on that little picture of you without a shirt on. Click the icon of the mic. You'll be back with us. There you go.
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, so tell us how you think that like the stock market performance has been great because of Trump, but he hasn't even broke even in the S&P 500 since his inauguration. It's lower today than it was on January 21st.
Right. And the stock market goes up and down, as everybody knows, right?
Okay, but like obviously this isn't going to be great performance as you described.
Oh my God.
Like, I mean, you know that I'm saying is true, or else you wouldn't be like freaking out over it, saying, "Oh my God!" Like you know what I'm saying is true. Like
I'm just
no
trying to have a
growth in
conversation.
120
You keep on
days is
throwing out,
obviously
all
not
these
great.
personal insults.
I'm not giving you a
Like
personal insult.
dude, it's so funny. Like every time I listen to your guys' live, you guys sit here and throw little jabs or like throw little passive aggressive comments. Like that's why people are so intolerable of you.
What
Like
is the first thing that you said when you joined this live stream?
dude, shut the fuck up, bro.
Okay.
You guys can't have a common
Yeah.
conversation without throwing personal jabs.
Okay, sweet. What was the first thing you said when you joined the stream?
Called you a fucking man child.
Thank you.
Because you are, bro.
Do you not see the hypocrisy?
Oh, I see the hypocrisy.
Great.
100%.
So do you want to respond to what I said? I mean, you made a comment. You said that the stock market growth has been great because of Trump. And then I responded to that by saying that he hasn't even broke even on the S&P 500 in 120 days in office. How's that?
Bro, it's called a strategic move, bro. Like it goes up and down. How far down did the stock market go when Biden was in office?
How did Biden cause the stock market to go down?
He didn't cause it. Like, of course, everybody blames the president. Like you're doing the exact same thing. Do you not see the hypocrisy?
I'm actually not
Like
doing the
you're
exact
doing
same
the
thing.
exact same fucking thing.
I'm not, because you...
Yes, you are, bro.
I can explain how I'm not.
This is why you're a fucking man child, because you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay. Get angry, get pissed. The only man
I'm
child
not
here is
getting
you.
mad. You're just
Obviously
annoying.
you are. You were raising your voice and you're about to run. I feel it. I sense it coming on.
All right, let me calm down again.
Great. Please do. Please calm down. For my mental health, for the mental health of everybody watching, calm the hell down, sir. Now, you accused me of something that's not true. You said that I'm making a baseless association between the performance of the American stock market and Donald Trump just because Trump happens to be the president. That's not true, since I can qualify the economic policy that he has implemented to cause a reduction in consumer confidence, and which has caused dips and
What are you
slowed
reading?
growth. I'm not reading anything.
Okay.
Do you think I'm reading? I'll show you. First of all, even if I was reading something, I'd just be reading facts. And then second of all, I'm not reading anything. I'm actually looking at myself.
Okay.
You know what? I'll prove it to you. I love this game. Are you ready?
Yep.
If I could prove to you that I'm not reading off of anything, will you give me $50?
No.
Okay, great.
You're fine. You got enough followers, bro.
I'm going to do it anyways. So I have a blanket over my head. I can't see through this. You can't see through the blanket at me. Okay, I'm going to go and pick up where I left off. You told us that I'm making this baseless association between the performance of the stock market in the last 125 days and Trump just because Trump's president. That's not true, as I could qualify the policy of Trump's, which has caused the dips in the market and caused the stagnation as well. Damn, he left during blanket time. That's crazy. Dude got cooked so hard by a fucking talking blanket, he ran away. Who's the man child? Okay, I'm not scared of some fucking fabric, okay? Terrible, truly. All right, next guest. If you're in that queue, make sure that you're MAGA. We are just running through the guests. This is... Boy, all right. Let's go and get that next guest up here. If you're in that queue, make sure that you're MAGA, everybody. But also, let's see here. Marika, thank you for the $14 over on PayPal. Madison with the $10 on PayPal. Angelica with the $15 over on PayPal. Show some love to Angelina, Madison, and Marika, guys. Thank you so much. What's going on, Brittany? Do you support Trump?
Queen of STDs.
Okay, I honestly kicked them. I think they said Queen of STDs. I don't know what that could possibly mean. We just kicked them because I was scared. Hello, Isaiah. Are you MAGA?
I did not mean to join, my bad.
No worries at all. How about this? If you are MAGA, let me know down below in that comment section. We're going to pull you up onto the live to have a conversation with us right now. We're looking for that next Trump supporter. And for the 11,000 people that have joined us, welcome in. It's good to have you in here with us today. We are going to be cooking up some Trump supporters, and we're going to be having some fun as well. I mean, let me tell you, these debates have become a walk in the park for me because of how terrible Trump is. I seriously think that he has become an absolute indefensible president. But nonetheless, we are still inviting Trump supporters up here. If you want to push this live out to more people to get some debates going, just double tap on that phone screen, share that live. Logan, thank you for the $10 over on Super Chat. Everyone, shout out to Logan. What is going on? Do you support Trump? Oh, they dropped as well. Look at that. I always just find it hilarious how we could like very seriously have like 11,000 people in here, then not one person that wants to debate. It will always beat me. It'll always beat me. It just doesn't make any sense. Where are the Trump supporters hiding today? What is going on, Carpenter? Are you MAGA? See, they left. They ran just like that. Look at that. I swear to you guys, they don't want the heat. They don't want the heat. Look at that, dude. I swear to God. Aiden, are you MAGA? They don't want it. I swear to God, I'm not kicking these people. Okay, I went live for debates. These people are leaving. They're running away. I just can't make it up, man. We got Jackson loading in. Let's see if Jackson does the same thing as the last, I don't know, like 4 guests. Come on, guys. I mean, listen, there's like 11.2 thousand people in here. You all have a great opportunity to prove that Dean Withers is a fraud that doesn't know shit. All you got to do is come up here and debate me. I mean, I wonder why there's not more people that are taking me up on this offer. I wonder why. Let me know if you're MAGA down below in that chat. We're going to get you up here right now. What's up, Craig? Are you MAGA?
Oh, I like Trump.
Oh, Craig, Jesus Christ, man. Tell us, take it away. Take the mic. Tell us why you like this fraud, okay?
I like Trump because he's actually running the company, not the company, the country the way I think it should be ran for a while, like a business. Because we've had too many presidents in there that just give stuff away in this country. Mm-hmm. We need someone that's going to take it by the, excuse the pun, by the balls.
Oh.
And do what he says he's going to do.
That's right. Well, fun fact.
Don't vote for somebody that you like because they say what they're going to do, but then when they become president, you say, "The hell with that! You're not going to do that."
Right.
Why vote for him?
Well, fun fact. Let me share a cute little fun fact with you here. I disagree with treating the country like a business, but I'm going to agree with you for one reason, just for this debate. If the country was a business, Trump would be bankrupting this business, and it's not just me that's saying this. It's the richest man alive, Elon Musk. Fun fact, Elon Musk came out against the big, beautiful bill because it's going to add $3.8 trillion in debt-related spending to the American economy just so we could redistribute wealth from the poor to the rich. That bill is going to decrease the after-tax income for 80% of Americans and cost nearly $4 trillion in doing so. This pissed Elon Musk off so much that he publicly spoke out against it in an interview, and then this morning he left the government.
I was just gonna ask you, did he leave because of that?
Well, listen, at the end of the day, it'd be speculation if I said so, but I think it's oddly funny and quite coincidental that it wasn't even 5 days ago that he was going on an interview speaking out about this big, beautiful bill, saying it costs so much goddamn money and that a bill can't be big and beautiful simultaneously. Well, I'm using Elon Musk's talking points to refute what you're saying. Isn't that dystopian? That Donald Trump's right-hand man is agreeing with me?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's just, I like him, but then there's some stuff that he does that I don't think that he should be doing, but that ain't for me to say.
Okay, but this isn't just like one small thing. This is like the biggest accomplishment.
Right. I understand. There's big things that he's doing that he shouldn't be doing.
Right.
But like I said, I can't really say nothing because I voted for him.
Is there any other reasons why you like him?
I just think he's an overall good guy. I mean, I really don't see him doing anything wrong. I think he's a great dad. He's a good grandfather. I've always liked Trump because of how he came up, I guess, in his life and how he made his money and all that. Yeah. I mean, that's about the reason why I like him.
Let me ask you, how old are you?
I'm 62.
62. So you're a little bit younger than Trump. Maybe around the age that Trump was in the early 2000s. Let me ask you, would you be a great guy if you liked to perv on naked teenagers while they were changing?
No.
With Trump?
I can't answer that because I'm not Trump. You know? So I can't answer a question like that because I'm not him.
Okay, are you Jeffrey Dahmer?
No.
Was Jeffrey Dahmer a bad guy?
What he did was bad because he had a disease, but an overall person, I think he was confused and he wanted help and didn't get it. But actually, I think he was probably an actually okay guy if he'd got the help he needed.
Okay. Well, that's insane to say, but we're here to debate about politics, so I'm going to let the audience draw their own conclusions on that.
Okay.
That's probably
fine.
one of the craziest things I've heard all day. Keep in mind, chat, in order to defend the position that Trump is a good guy, you have to be willing to concede that so is Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Let's make it crazier. Was Hitler a good guy?
Who? Hitler?
Yeah.
Um,
Come on. Come on.
I'm just
You're doing the
See,
calculus, you're running
it's
the
not-
math in your head?
no. And there's no need to be getting rude or anything about it because
I'm sorry if I'm
being-
coming across rude. It just
being
seems
nice.
like the answer should be common sense. The
right.
answer-
But some people, but some people look at it different. Some people look at it as he's a human being. He made bad mistakes.
oh my god.
We've
This is
had
insanity.
people that have made bad mistakes, even though his are worse, killing millions of Jews and all that. And true. he
Oh,
was a bad guy.
it all that. Yeah, just only killing 12 million people in a
Well,
systemic
I don't mean
genocide.
it that way. I don't mean it that way.
So, what's the conclusion? Is he a bad guy?
but I would say yes.
Oh, great! I'm so
On-
glad that
on-
we could agree. I'm so happy we could
Only
agree
be-
on that basis.
Only because of what he did to millions and millions and millions and millions of people that didn't do anything to him.
Okay, yeah, we could agree. He's a bad guy because he slaughtered 12 million people in a systemic genocide. Yeah, great. Okay. So here's the thing. The reason why I asked you this question is because earlier you told us that you cannot make a conclusion about if Donald Trump is a bad or good guy since you're not Trump. Okay, but now you're forming that conclusion on Hitler even though you're not Hitler. So seemingly, we can observe the actions of others, and if the actions are bad, then so is the person committing the actions, and that's what you just demonstrated to us. Now, can we agree that it's like really bad to like perv on changing teenage girls?
Whole life insurance with no medical questions.
Now that's a question that,
Come on, man.
to me, explain your question a little bit.
Is
Like-
it
like,
is it a
I'm
really
not-
bad thing to perv on and look at naked changing teenage girls?
No, you shouldn't be looking at them.
Esvet, thank you for the sports car. I appreciate you for that. That's insane. So we could agree that's a really bad thing to do, right?
Right. And if
Right.
I've never heard about it, but if Trump has done it, he shouldn't be doing it either. And I'm just saying,
if
I've
Trump-
never heard of anything.
So-
I've never heard anything like that about
So
him.
it's
but
because
if he has.
it's because he hasn't. Okay, this is merely a hypothetical. It's a thought experiment. If Trump hypothetically did do that, keep in mind he hasn't. Don't listen to the crazy liberals in the chat saying otherwise. Would it be fair to say he's therefore a bad guy?
Yes, because he's doing something that he's not supposed to be doing, and he knows he's not supposed to be doing.
Okay, Craig, guess what? You know how I just said that it's not something he's done? Well, I lied to you. It is something he's done, and he's boasted about it. We'll roll the clip. Here we go, Craig.
Of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with the vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what-
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting.
Right,
I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
So remember how you said he was a good guy? Well, turns out he's not.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you have an actual video of him talking? Because that didn't sound like Trump. I'm not saying it is, or if it isn't, it just didn't sound like it was Trump.
In what world did that not sound like Trump? So, no, this is
Well,
coming
because
from
there
the...
are, there
listen.
are actors out there that do Trump impersonations that do
Yeah.
it pretty damn
Right,
well.
so So I would give,
I'm not saying if it wasn't, if it was. I was just asking if you happen to have a video of him.
so I'm not
actually-
willing to give you any credence. Do you want to know why? Because
Go
do you know who the other voice was in that recording?
No.
That was Howard Stern. In fact, this recording comes from, listen to me. This recording comes from the Howard Stern radio talk show, which was recorded live in person on April 11th, 2005. And this wasn't, his only appearance on Howard Stern's radio talk show. He actually went on there quite a bit and sometimes even did in-person appearances with him. And I mean, Trump has talked about his time hanging out with Howard Stern, and Howard Stern has talked about his time hanging out with Trump, not to mention that this was aired live. And I mean, we can even verify his claims. He did own a Miss Teen USA pageant, and there's testimony from who at the time were young teenage girls who are now women. And they'll tell you about how Donald Trump would walk backstage and perv on them while they're changing. And in fact, we even have one of these women come around the live every so often. Her name's Victoria. And if she were here right now, she'd tell you how this is something Donald Trump did to her personally. So we could definitely confirm that was him.
I'm not disagreeing with you or saying you're a liar or anything. I love listening to you on here and everything, but I have got to go to work. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to let another mega come in and chit chat for a while.
That's right. I guess we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box. I guess he's heading out. He's hitting the road for the day. I say we get a handful of people up in the stream. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute. Oh,
What's up, bro?
Oh, what's up, Red Hat? You got a little bit of background noise there.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, yo, grand old party dude. You've been up here before, right? Okay, he went on mute. Okay, Red Hat, it's just you. So
Oh, my bad, dude. I was trying to go where it wasn't noisy.
no worries. We got true red, white, and blue Patriot Trump supporters on the live. Let me tell you, that's great. We're about to have a great conversation, the three of us. That's great. Now, before we do, I got to thank a handful of people. Zachary, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. And Laura, thank you so much for the $75 on PayPal. Holy shit. Laura says, since MAGA isn't coming out lately, please consider having more debates where you explain to conservative Christians how you could be Christian and liberal, and in fact, how it would contradict conservative views. I would love to have that conversation today. Thank you so much for the $75, Laura. Let's get 750 Laura W's down below. As well as I'd like to thank Grady for the $1 on Venmo, and let's see, Ingrid, that is ENGRID, for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, support the stream, my Venmo, my PayPal are in the link tree in my TikTok bio, as well as in the pinned message over on the YouTube stream. I get 100% of the proceeds, and you get a shout out. You could even attach a message that I'll read off. But let's hop into the conversation. Are you guys patriots?
Yeah, I would say so, but I just wanted to discuss what you were talking about with the teen pageant stuff just a few minutes ago. I think it's important to note that the Howard Stern interview was talking about Miss USA and Miss Universe, not Miss Teen Pageant, right? So the notion that you're trying to link him to saying those things, which he publicly said did not happen, are two different instances, correct?
So
just want you to go on record with
so
that.
you're saying that he...
What the fuck are they paying you for, though?
Hang on. So just to clarify, Dean, what you were talking about is not the Howard Stern interview had nothing to do with Miss Teen USA pageant and everything to do with the actual Miss USA and Miss Universe pageant.
And why do
I
you
just want you
say
to
that?
verify that. Because that's what it was. I remember that interview specifically.
According to what?
So I made a claim, and I want you to fact check me on it. Go ahead.
I know, but like,
Please.
What reason do you have to believe that he only perved on the adult women, not
Well,
the
no,
teenage
I'm not
women?
saying that, right? Like now we don't know that for a fact, but you tried to link the Howard Stern interview to a teen interview with the last person.
I am.
Which
I
is
am.
categorically
that is
false.
True. Okay, so I'm asking you.
Okay, so just for the record, I just want you to clarify that it had nothing to do with teens, and he was very public and denied all allegations made about that teen stuff. The Howard Stern interview was all adults, correct?
Well, I'm asking you for your reason to believe that. Do you mind sharing the reason?
The reason to believe that is exactly what, if you watch the entire Howard Stern interview, which I'm sure you have, you know that there was no mention of anything Teen USA. It was all adults, consenting adults, correct?
Okay, so did he say that it was only the adult USA pageants that he did this in the clip?
Yes, the interview was only about Miss USA, not Teen USA. So just for clarification, it could be an error, but it had nothing to do with teenagers. It makes it sound a lot worse, right?
Okay, so
and then I wanted to talk about
I have a quick
Elon.
question. Why do you think it'd make it sound worse if they were teenagers? Is it because teenagers can't consent?
Well, That is correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So basically,
That's-
if there's an absence of consent, then it's wrong. And obviously, the teenagers can't consent. Well, here's the thing. Even though adults can consent, were the adult women at the USA pageants consenting to having Donald Trump perving on them while they were changing?
well, we would have to ask them that, right? But it'd be far worse if they were minors, correct?
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
we
sure they did. They did
can
consent
we
too.
can we
They
assume
consented.
can we assume that women in a women's changing room aren't consenting to men being in there?
No, you can't.
We would
assume
have
that,
to ask
dude.
them,
You
right?
got to read that. You got to read
Wow.
the paperwork.
Okay. So then, how do you guys know that women in women's changing rooms and restrooms don't consent to trans women being in there? Because you like to run this point all the time. When it's about a trans
So, I
woman,
mean-
guess what? It's World War III. It's an infringement upon women's rights. None of them consent to trans women being in the space. But when it's a 65-year-old ugly white guy, oh, the women are perfectly fine with it. Isn't that insane?
All right, so there's a difference if you're talking about just a restroom and you got a woman trying on lingerie in front of a man, dude. I mean, those are real two far away circumstances that you're trying to compare.
Okay, well, guess number one left. Now we just have guess number two. What the hell are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to compare fucking girls won in the bathroom, but then you're trying to say that the lady didn't have consent. And who was talking about Trump? He was in a changing room with her, and she was trying on lingerie in front of him.
No. So funny. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
talking
what the
about
fuck
is
you
how
doing?
Donald Trump would walk into the changing rooms of teenagers at Miss Teen USA. We have Victoria, who was one of those teens, to
All right,
verify
but
that
now
as
he
well as
just
this
he
clip.
just said that didn't happen. So now what?
So Donald Trump has never said this didn't happen. In fact, we have the testimony of those teenagers to say it has happened.
No,
Plus
but
his own
people
admittance
lie.
of.
I'm not saying they're lying, but I'm just saying how that guy who was
So I
just up
don't.
here
I don't think
before.
that you have an argument to say that he's lying when he's admitted to doing it.
Well, I ain't never heard him doing nothing. No teenagers.
So were you listening when I played the clip of him boasting about walking into their changing rooms?
Well, I just got in here not too long ago.
Would you like me to play it for you?
Yeah.
Sounds great. I'll play you the clip. Here we go.
Talk about the conflict a little bit later
The
on.
question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these
All right, I got
incredible
you.
women.
All right, so what I got to say to that is, my personal opinion, dude, is it's not something I would do, but them folks signed up for that shit that he owned, and fuck, they signed it up and it's his, dude. When it's yours, you make the rules, and I'm not saying it's right, or I wouldn't do it, or I don't know what he was doing in there. But hell,
Have you ever been to Walmart?
It's his fucking business.
Have you ever been to Walmart before?
Yeah.
Does Walmart have a CEO?
Do they have a CEO? Yeah.
Would it be okay for the CEO of Walmart to go to any random Walmart location in America and walk into the women's restrooms?
Into the women's restroom. So again.
No. Do you think that the women that go to the women's restrooms
listen,
in American Walmarts are signing up for the CEO walking in on them?
If he had an all woman skating rink, then he could walk into it. So you got to compare to something like that because they're not.
And an all women's skating rink. In an all women's skating rink, are women skating naked?
Are they skating naked? I don't know it depends on what kind of skating rink you go to.
So the answer there would be no. Okay. And then also, when we see like all women's skating rinks, gyms, etc., like 99 out of 10 times you'll see them owned by females. And if they are owned by a male,
but
then
we're
the
not
male
talking
doesn't
about
just go
that. You
into
keep
them.
on going.
I know. We're
sideways
talking
about
about
shit.
literal changing rooms, right?
So no, dude. Listen, yeah, but you're comparing it to like these weird circumstances, dude.
You're the one that brought up an all women's skating rink. You're the one that brought up.
No,
that
yeah,
weird
yeah, because what I'm
circumstance.
saying, you keep on going to the bathroom. What the fuck? Like, why do you keep?
How is a
mentioning-
bathroom not comparable to a changing room?
because it's a. So when you're at a pageant, though, have you ever been to a pageant?
No, I haven't.
All right, so in the background, like in the back, it depends on is it wide open or do they have like little cubicles? It all depends, like what the fuck's going on. And on top of that, dude, a lot of pageants they go right there to the side of the stage, behind the curtain, in front of everyone already, and change for the next fucking runway.
So let me give you the facts that we know about these changing rooms. We know that these changing rooms were all women. There was no men around, and we know that in these changing rooms there was naked women. In the circumstance of Miss Teen USA, naked teenagers, and we know that
and
Donald Trump.
They felt violated.
Yeah,
Like what they say?
that they felt violated.
Yeah, but that's what did they say though?
That's what they said.
That's it.
Well, I'm sure that they could expand more on that feeling of violation, but that's a really good that's a good sentence takeaway. I think that's all like we need to know. I mean, it should be obvious.
All right. So explain to me about the rooms you're talking about.
Sir, are you sentient? I just hate the
No,
fact.
listen,
Like,
no,
let
you
me
was
let
just
me
telling me. Let me
let me
explain
let me
something to you
explain to you
about
how
these
dystopian
fucking
this
rooms.
feels. I cannot believe that I'm sitting on a live stream in front of 11.4 thousand people explaining to a grown man why it's wrong for another grown man to walk into women and teenage girls' changing rooms and perv on them while they're half naked. I'm perplexed that I have to explain that like to you.
No, but what
You
I'm
tell
saying,
like,
dude,
do you just
what
have
I'm
a complete
saying,
and total disregard
I
for
said
privacy,
I thought it was.
for
I said I thought it
safety,
wasn't
for
right.
like
I said
women
I
and
thought it
girls'
wasn't right. I
safety?
wouldn't do it.
Is it just do you have like a chip in your brain that prevents you from saying
Let
or
me
thinking?
talk. Let me talk, dude.
I'm going to mute you because you're going to let me talk. Do you just have a chip in your brain that prevents you from saying or thinking anything negative about Trump? I just feel like
Okay.
there's just a total implosion of all brain activity the moment I say Trump's name. He's a god in your eyes. He is a infallible,
No,
perfect,
he's
all
not.
good God. And if you didn't have this perception of him, if you weren't a member of this cult, well, then you wouldn't have me explain to you as a grown man why it's a bad thing for another grown man to be perving on naked teenagers without their consent. Imagine that one of those teenagers was your daughter.
Right. So let me. Can I answer? Because there's a couple things I want to say. So when you told me that, I said I didn't think he was right and I wouldn't do it. Right.
So you think it's wrong? So we could agree that Donald Trump's a
Okay.
fucking
Okay.
weirdo.
Yes.
We could agree that Donald Trump is a
So
fucking bad dude. He's
so
a
if
threat to
he was in there
women
preying
and a
on
total
kids, that is
weirdo.
completely fucking wrong.
Glad we could agree. So why did you make this weirdo predator president?
I feel like he was a better option than Kamala Harris.
And why is that?
I feel like she was someone right about her though. She liked to switch her ways. She didn't have integrity, man. She didn't,
Tell me
she.
about it. Tell me, explain to me why you don't think that the attorney
I
had
mean,
integrity,
if you,
but
all right,
apparently
we'll
the
just start
weirdo
real
pervert
broad.
does.
Okay, look, we'll just start. Okay, now we're talking about the president. We're not talking about and like I said, it's not acceptable or whatever. We're not talking about the dressing room shit. Let's talk about the person to move our country forward, though.
How is he moving this country forward?
I mean, first of all, you could agree that fucking Trump is a better businessman than Kamala. You could agree that
Kamala is how you pronounce her name, sir.
do what?
Kamala is how you pronounce her name.
All right.
So you think he's a better businessman? Well,
Yeah,
so
I think and at the end of the day, dude.
at the end of the day,
Like,
Kamala
there's a
Harris
lot of
is.
shit in between, but this country it runs on money.
I have a
runs
question.
on
Who's a better businessman, Trump or Elon Musk?
Trump or Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Which one's a better businessman?
Yeah, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk or Trump?
Hell, dude, Trump.
So if Trump's a better businessman, why? Okay, why do you
I'm
think?
just saying that because he's got more. He's got more. He's been in the game longer, though. That's it.
So it has nothing to do with like net worth. It has nothing to do with the fact that Elon Musk is worth like 150 times more than Trump, and he's been able to do that in less time. Wait. Actually, so Donald Trump has been in the game for longer, and he's been able to make less money in a longer period of time. Elon Musk has been able to make more money in a shorter period of time. Obviously, Elon
And
Musk
we'll
is
see.
going to be
We'll
the
see
better
how it goes,
businessman.
though.
Why?
We'll see how
So
it
why
goes.
would
We'll
you
see
say
in
that
15,
Donald Trump
20
is a
years.
better businessman than Kamala Harris?
Oh, because someone who's had their business open for 20 years and someone who's had their business open for 2, I think the person is a better businessman
Okay.
just off of their.
So it just all has to do with how long they've had their business open. So let me tell you a story about my great uncle. So his name is, I'm not going to give
No,
you
no,
his name.
I don't really give a fuck about your
Well,
great uncle.
it's
to be
relevant to our
honest with you.
conversation. So my great uncle he's older than Trump. He's 87. And for the entirety of his life, he's been a business owner. He opened his business when he was 18. So he's been a business owner for longer than Trump has. Does this mean that he's a better businessman than Trump?
He could be.
So he is. So you'd prefer Dean's great uncle to be president over Trump since he's a better businessman?
Again, I didn't say that.
Well, I mean, you said that you'd prefer him to be president over Kamala Harris because he's a better businessman.
Well, that's one of the reasons, though. And I also
I mean, I
stated
honestly
that
reject
you
that.
were.
And the reason why I reject that is just by evaluating their economic policy. Donald Trump's economic policy is a disaster. Like that big, beautiful bill.
Listen, though.
Listen to me. It's a disaster, that big, beautiful bill. Okay. It costs $3.8 trillion and it redistributes wealth from the poor to the rich. Even Elon Musk has distanced himself from Trump, left the federal government, and called that bill terrible.
That's okay.
So
let me explain something to you, right?
Okay.
Okay. So Miss Harris, she went. One thing that really got. There's a few things though. She always went back on her word when she seen people didn't like it. So like what she wanted. And
Yo,
everyone else
LVZ, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you for that love. Also, Desi, thank you for the $10 as well. Shout out to LVZ and Desi. Also, Noel, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Noel says, Dean, thanks for all that you do. Please consider focusing on policy over character. We talk about both. I think it's important.
No, we don't either.
And thank you,
No,
Noel.
we don't.
Everybody, let's get 250 Noah W's down below. I really appreciate that. As
I
well
don't.
as
Can
S
you
for the
not interrupt
$35 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love, S. I do really appreciate that. Thank you, S, for the $35. Holy shit. Shout out to S. Shout out to Noel. Shout out to LVZ. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, so like I was saying, though, she don't stand her ground. She kind of just switches with whatever way the tide's going. She just flows with it. She wanted to end fracking, and then she said she was for it.
Okay. Is anybody else? Should we move on from this, guess? I'm sorry. I'm just mentally stimulated.
If you do or don't.
So I'll respond to this claim. So that's not true. It's called being a good politician and being able to work with what you got in order to do what you want. And when you're serving in the executive branch of our government, like she was as vice president, she had to work with the Republicans in Congress to achieve her goals, and she recognized that wanting to ban fracking just simply wasn't the way to attain a higher level of reliance on renewable energy resources. So.
No, but you're not understanding, though. It's not like she made this decision to change over years, though.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and skip you because you interrupted me, and honestly, that conversation wasn't going anywhere. Hello, user not found. Are you MAGA?
I don't know. No, not really.
Okay, I also think that you're a child, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Johnny, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat, saying many Miss Teen contestants have alleged that Donald Trump entered their dressing rooms while he was changing in 1997. He walked down unannounced while some contestants were as young as 15. That's right. In fact, like I said, we have a woman who was one of those contestants come up onto this live quite frequently. It is true. And yeah, I thought that him admitting it would be enough, but nothing's ever enough for Trump supporters, right? What's going on? Are you MAGA?
I like Celebrity Apprentice.
Okay, I don't know what you said, but I'm pretty sure that you didn't say that you're MAGA, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Once again, if you're watching and you'd like to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal, and link tree in my bio. Oh, Jesus Christ, I appreciate you for the love, but only looking for debates with Trump supporters, so I hope you have a great rest of your day. Also, if you're one of the 11,000 people in here, make sure that you're double tapping. Let's try to get up to 2 million likes. We are nearly there. And hello, are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, you sound like you're British. What time is it?
It's 5 p.m.
5 p.m. What? Oh, fun fact. It's only 5 p.m. in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Cookie King won't you, mate?
Get out of here, buddy. That's what I thought. Skedaddle, pal. We're going to move on to the next guest, Gavin. Everyone, just give us a minute to get that next guest up in the box. We got him loading in as we speak, everyone. Just do give us a minute, y'all. We got Gavin loading in, and Gavin left super quick. 11,000 people. Really hard to find one person that's like, you know what? I support Trump. I'll debate Dean. Oh boy. Oh boy. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that comment section. I'll bring you up here. Honestly, finding these Trump supporters to debate's hard. What's up, Ethan? Are you MAGA? Ethan is swimming in the ocean. Okay, we're gonna kick Ethan because he was swimming in the ocean. Hello. Hi there. Hello, Frank.
I don't like voting for Trump because it hurts.
Get out of here, okay? Where are all these, dude? These Cookie King fans are, dude, fucking leave me alone. Joseph, my man, what's going on? Do you support Trump? Joseph! I don't think Joseph is here. That's very unfortunate. All the bots, you know what? Hey, if you want to come up, let me know in the comment section. We'll get you up here. We're going to skip going to the queue. Brendan, are you MAGA?
Yeah.
No, Brendan, why is that? Tell us why.
It's just, I feel like Kamala Harris was kind of a puppet, you know, like she read the same speech like 5 times off a card.
How many times have you heard Donald Trump talk about building the Great Wall between America and Mexico and sticking the bill to them?
But he used his own words. He didn't read the same exact speech word for word like 5 times in a row during his campaign.
I don't think that repeating a sentence like 5 times makes you worse than the fascist.
It wasn't a sentence. It was like the whole thing. You could look at videos. She said the same thing word for word like 5 times at 5 different campaigns.
So, I mean, if this is true, I don't think that this is comparably as bad as Trump. Like, I'd prefer like a president that has like scripted speeches and even repeats them sometimes to a president that is like actively infringing upon the human rights of 66 million American women and launching us into a constitutional crisis that also happens to fulfill all 14 defining characteristics of fascism that in 2020 tried to rig a presidential election. Do you understand?
Are you talking about getting rid of illegal immigrants? Is that what you're talking about?
So, in getting rid of undocumented immigrants, he's violated some of their constitutional rights, and I'd consider those human rights, at least some of them.
Like the guy with the MS-13 tattooed on his hand, is that what you're talking about?
I don't think he had MS-13 tattooed on his hand.
Well, it's a symbol. It symbols MS-13.
Okay. Well, that's Buck Angel. Wrong thing. Go ahead
and
describe
he went
to
to
us.
Court, and he had due process.
Could you describe to us the MS-13?
Well, he had the skull stands for the S, the weed stands for the
M. Wait. Drop and then come back. Drop and then come back. So you can't say WEED on TikTok live. I'm sorry that I had to boot you, man. I'm sorry. I should have given you the heads up. I really should have given you the heads up. I really want to talk to you, bro. Please hop back in that queue for me. You just can't say WEED on TikTok. And it's like, I knew that was coming too because it was like one of the tattoos. I'm really sorry, man. I should have given you a heads up. Please just join back in the queue. I'll get you back up in here. God damn it. All right. I guess we're going to try to get somebody else up in here in the meantime. But Brendan, please re-request. If you re-request and I see you in the queue, I'll bring you right back up. That'd be great. Let's go and get Justin up in the box. That was the shortest debate of the day yet. My apologies, everybody. My apologies. Okay. All right. Hey, what's going on, Jacob? Are you MAGA? Looks like Jacob isn't here. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute, y'all, while we're getting that next guest up in the box. Let me know if you're MAGA down below. We'll pull you up on the stream, everybody. Everyone, just do be patient. We got Meg loading in. Look at that, everybody. We are looking for that next guest as we speak. Everyone, what is up, Meg? Are you MAGA?
Yeah, by the way,
How old are you?
I'm on my I'm a guy. I'm on my girlfriend's account.
Okay, how old are you?
19.
Ooh, I don't believe you. That's a lie. You're not 19. Get the hell out of here. Thank you for the fireworks. I appreciate you for that, Alyssa. Show some love to Alyssa. Yeah, that is obviously a child, everybody. That is obviously a child, chat. Least obvious child ever. We got Country Kid 466 loading up into the live right now. Real quick, while Country Kid 466 is loading up, Clay, thank you for the $25 donation over on Venmo. Clay says, "You're a good human. Keep up the good fight." Clay, that is so incredibly kind of you guys. Can we please get 250 Clay W's down below? As well as I'd like to thank Vanessa for the $10 on PayPal saying, "Dean, will you come to my birthday party in August?" I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but I appreciate you for the $10 and happy early birthday. And then Lupin, thank you for the $3 over on PayPal. What's up, Country Kid? How old are you?
What flavor is your vape?
Oh, well, I don't vape, okay? It's anxiety, Pin. And you are obviously underage. You're not of a age to be up on this live. Whoa, thank you for the cool disco gift. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, looking for the next Trump supporter, everybody. Where they're at. Let us know if you are a Trump supporter down below in that comment section. We'll get you pulled up here. And Karen, holy fuck, Karen. Oh no, I'm dropping. Karen just hit us with a $100 donation over on PayPal. Jesus. Karen, oh my God, thank you, Karen. I want to see 1,000 Karen W's for at least the next 5 minutes in the TikTok and YouTube live comment section. Thank you so much, Karen. Show some love to Karen down below. That is so incredibly kind of Karen. They didn't leave a message or anything. Just know that I appreciate you. That is so incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much for the love, Karen. And Johnny, what's up? Are you MAGA?
I voted for Trump because it hurts.
And it's another kid. Okay, guys, you got to be at least 18 to be on this live. But hey, let me inform you guys on a silly little trend that we're seeing here. There's more children that are willing to come up here and defend the position that Trump's a good president than adults. So for all the MAGA adults out there, all right, come on, have a little bit more of a spine than the 13-year-olds. Hop in that queue, spam MAGA in that chat. We're gonna get you up here. All right, it is a sad day when the kids are showing up and showing out more than the parents, right? So let's try to turn that trend around. Demonstrate the spine to us, everybody. It looks like Brendan is back in that queue. We're going to get Brendan back up here. We'll continue that conversation. Brendan, I had to kick you out because you said WEED. Just don't say the names of any.
My bad, bro.
You didn't know.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know the rules.
Yeah, don't even apologize. There's no reason why that should be a rule. It's a pretty stupid thing about TikTok TOS. Yeah. We're going to pick up where we left off. You said that Abrigo Garcia was not illegally deported, right?
Well, I had seen what was his name? The guy you debated, I can't remember his name. He was talking about the symbols on his hand stood for MS-13.
Okay, well, first of all, I'll have it known that even the Supreme Court views that as an allegation. You're just saying that it stands for MS-13. It's not like we have any compelling reason to believe that it actually does. But listen, well, like you did say, I just want to clarify on something that you said before I had to remove you. You said that Abrigo Garcia was given due process in a court of law, so you do not believe that his removal was illegal, correct?
Well, in 2019, he went before a judge, and the judge said that he could be removed or picked up at any time.
So you don't believe that his removal was illegal, correct?
It was because he wasn't supposed to go to El Salvador, but...
No. So his removal was illegal because they violated a withholding order forbidding his removal and did not give him a hearing in front of a judge. And it's not just me who says this. It is the United States Supreme Court. So right now,
what I've seen was that it's he wasn't supposed to go to El Salvador because he was scared of the gangs there, is what I
Can you read this for me?
On March 15th, 2025, the United States removed Argano Garcia from the United States to El Salvador, where he currently detained in the Center for Terrorism
Confinement. The United States acknowledges that Abrigo Garcia was subject to a withholding order forbidding his removal to El Salvador, and that the removal to El Salvador was therefore illegal. So yes, he was illegally removed from this country, and I do indeed believe that for that reason, the Trump administration violated his human right to due process, and that would be his constitutional right as well.
Do you think illegal immigrants should get constitutional rights?
No, of course I do, because I think that constitutional rights overlap with human rights.
I guess that makes sense.
Clint, thank you for the $10 over on that YouTube super chat. Just saying, just stumbled on your site, dude. You rock, love your show. Thank you, Clint.
I had a question for you though.
Really, take it away.
So what if you don't agree with everything a Republican says, but you also don't agree with everything a Democrat says? What would that make you?
So that'd make you a reasonable person, okay? But reasonable people also vote for the lesser of two evils, and I just find it absolutely crazy for you to believe that Donald Trump was that. Like, tell me, why do you support Trump?
It's not that I support him, but I just felt like Kamala Harris was a puppet, kind of, and I feel like she didn't get elected to run for the Democrat Party. She got appointed, which isn't very fair in my opinion.
Okay, so once again, you are unable to describe why you think she's a puppet or how this would compare to Trump. And then you said that she wasn't elected; she was appointed. So she was elected by the electors of the DNC. That's a fact. She got over 50% of the vote. So, why do you think that she was a bad candidate? Does it have anything to do with her policy or character?
I
Or
feel
just kind
like
of
she I
speculatory
feel like she
nonsense?
switched up on her policies a lot. Like she was for fracking and then she wasn't for fracking
Okay.
and then she was again. And
Okay.
then she couldn't figure out
So
what race
that's
she was.
she forgot what race she was. What could you possibly mean
No,
by that?
I didn't say that. I said she was like
Yes, you
she
unironically
kept,
did say that. I just quoted what you said less than 10 seconds ago. You said, and I
I said
quote, she forgot what
keeps
race she
forgetting
was.
what she keeps forgetting what race she is
Okay,
because
what do you
she'll say
mean?
she's Indian and then she'll say she's black and then
Oh.
she'll act like she's Hispanic.
Okay.
So I feel like she was trying to get the
So
votes of
let me
like
ask you a
the
question.
minority.
Let me ask you a question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
How many parents do you have?
Two.
How many parents do I have?
Two.
How many parents does Kamala Harris have?
Two.
Two parents. Now let me give you a crazy idea. Okay. So we got a mommy and a daddy. Now, what percentage of our genetic code do we get from our mommy?
50.
And what percentage of our genetic code do we get from our daddy?
50.
Okay, perfect.
Yo, Dean, be quiet.
Muted.
What the heck?
So now that we have determined that you get genetic code from mommy and daddy, you said that one day she said she was black, another day she said she was Indian. First of all, Indian's not a race, it's a nationality.
Yo, why am I in here?
Because you
Yo,
requested
Dean,
to
what's
join. Are you
good?
MAGA?
What?
Are you MAGA?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so then just wait your turn. But how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. All right, just wait your turn, man. Wait your turn. We'll get around from you. All right? So you said, well, on some days she was black.
Yo, don't be muting me.
I'm gonna mute you. If you unmute yourself and interrupt me again, I'm just gonna kick you.
No, don't be removing me.
All right. No, I'm just gonna kick you. So to go back to what I was saying after that guy interrupted me like a billion times for no goddamn reason, is she's both black and South Asian or Indian simultaneously because her father's Afro-Jamaican and her mother's South Asian.
What about when she had like the Hispanic accent during one of her rallies?
I'm unaware of a Hispanic accent during one of her rallies, but can you respond to what I said?
Like, I know that she's half, but she was not representing the other half until she started running. Like, she just wanted the votes, I feel like.
Oh, what half wasn't she representing until she started running?
The black half.
Oh, okay. So she was running for president when she was in college because she went to a historically black university, Howard. And in Howard, she existed and
my
was a
dad
member
went to
of an historically black
university.
sorority. That wasn't her representing the fact that she was black? Going to Howard and being a member of an historically black sorority? No?
Oh, you muted me, my bad.
Because you interrupted me.
My dad went to a historically black university and he was white.
Okay.
I don't think that means anything.
Did your dad also, was he a member of an historically black fraternity?
I don't believe so, no.
Right. So she went to Howard and she was a part of a historically black university. And then also, obviously, she represented the fact that she was black because she is a black woman. And I just want to put it out there that, the arguments that you're using, saying that she didn't know her race, she didn't represent the fact that she was black. Well, I mean, this is just a covert way to use a black woman's blackness against her. Because you're basically saying, although like Donald Trump has shit economic policy that redistributes wealth, although that Donald Trump is a fascist, although that Donald Trump, called for a complete and total cessation of all new Muslims coming into the country, although that Donald Trump was held civilly liable for rape, has violated the Constitution 5 times and called for its termination, at the end of the day, he was still the lesser of two evils. Because guess what? I'm now going to imply an argument that covertly uses Kamala Harris's blackness against her by claiming that she only represented her blackness when running for office to appeal to the base, and that made her a bad person. Do you see how this is a very contorted position that ultimately amounts to racism?
I feel like you're trying to call me racist, and that's not what I'm about at all.
Well, I'm saying that your position ultimately amounts to racism because it does. You're using a black woman's blackness against her to discredit her qualifications and claim that the white man's better at doing the job than her simply
discredit her qualifications.
Simply because of an argument in which weaponizes her blackness against her.
I just felt like she was a puppet, kind of, and it
What do you mean?
wasn't
She was
fair.
who was her puppeteer?
I don't know, the
Oh,
fucking
then how do you know she was
CEOs.
a puppet? Oh, CEOs? Wait, so you think that she's more like corporation? She's more pro corporation than Trump?
I wouldn't say she's more, but I feel like there's
Oh,
someone definitely in her ear telling her what to say and what to do.
okay. Who?
I couldn't tell you that. I'm not
Oh,
all
so it's just
knowing.
so this is what we call conspiracy theory, kind of like the flat Earth conspiracy theory or the Bush did 9/11 conspiracy theory.
Well, it's just kind of intel I've gathered and feel like it's true, and
Well, yeah, exactly.
everyone
You
has
feel
their
like
own
it's true
opinion.
without evidence. People do that all the time. See, when I form my political beliefs, it's based upon fact, preponderance of evidence, and a realization of what is true in the world around me. When you form your political opinions, you kind of scroll on Facebook for 10 minutes, look at a meme, and then believe it to be true with no reason.
Well, I can only go by what I see on the news. Like, I'm not in Washington, D.C. and know
Wait,
everything.
you've seen on the news that she's a puppet?
Well, in social media, news, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. You see it on the fucking Facebook, fucking main page on Facebook.
I
You're
don't
in your
use
little like
Facebook.
MAGA group chats, and they just post about how she's a puppet, and then that's why you go into full fucking brain rot cult mode and vote for the grapist. I'm gonna move on because you're not giving me anything.
All right.
We're gonna go to get the next guest up in the box. If you're MAGA, let me know down below. What's going on, T? Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
How old are you? That is a
Meager.
child. And the child said the N-word. Running the script. Apologize, you guys had to hear that. This guest is driving, so we're going to move on from Lewis. Everyone, just give us a minute. Let's go to get that next guest up in the box. Everyone, just give us a minute. Laura, thank you for another $25 over on PayPal. Laura says, donated again because someone said that you needed to focus on policy over character, but I wanted to say that there's a difference. Looks like that gas left too. All the Trump supporters are running and focusing on personal failings and character. When you're critiquing character, it's a pattern of repeating personal failings in which can be enumerated and demonstrated through policy. I agree with you 110%. Character is obviously very relevant, and I think that character can portray itself through policy. Thank you for the $25, Laura. What's up, Arms? Are you MAGA? It looks like Arms is leaving too. Where are the Trump supporters that aren't scared to talk? Where are they at? Okay, I guess more than just...
I'm here.
Oh, hi. Hi, man. Are you MAGA?
No, I just want to say all politicians suck. They all suck.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're looking for people that think that Trump is good. So let's go to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute, y'all. Where's that next Trump supporter at? If that's you, if you're the next Trump supporter, if you want your time to shine to come up here and prove I'm a fraud, let me know down below in that chat. I'll get you up in here. But Lillian has a little bit of an echo, so I got to kick Lillian to find the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We're going to try to get that next Trump supporter up in the box. Where are they at? We got Zach83. We're going to try to load Zach83 up. But everyone, once again, please show some love to Lauren down below. Hi, how old are you? Zach, you're in the live.
32.
Oh, are you MAGA?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Are you driving?
I guess you consider me MAGA.
Okay, are you driving?
I am driving, yeah.
Okay, well, can't be driving on TikTok Live, Zach. Do you want to
Yes,
stop?
I'm driving.
Okay, I'm going to go and kick Zach. You can't be driving while you're on TikTok. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got Emily Hannah loading up into the box. Here we go, everybody. If you're one of the 10.7 thousand people in that chat, let me know right now, and I'm going to load you up here as long as you're MAGA. What's up, Emily? Are you MAGA? And Emily went goodbye, guys. Holy fuck. Why is it so hard for me to find a single Trump supporter? Where are you guys at, man? Where are you at? Where are you hiding? I gotta know. Hey, what's up? Are you
Yeah,
MAGA?
what's up, bro?
Are you MAGA?
Yeah, what's up?
How old are you?
23.
23. Before we hop into your discussion, I got to thank Abigail for the $40 donation over on Venmo. Abigail says, I'm such a huge fan. You're my favorite TikToker ever. Made a Venmo just for this. Abigail, that's so kind of you. Show some love to Abigail down below in that comment section. Let's get at least 500 Abigail W's. But Mr. Robs, take it away. Tell us why you're MAGA. But W, Abigail, seriously.
No,
thank you so
I
much.
want to know your point of view on everything first. Who do you support?
Well, I definitely don't support Trump. In the election, I supported Kamala Harris.
Oh, you say you supported Kamala?
Yeah, Kamala in the election for sure. She was a great candidate.
Can you
better
tell
than
me
Trump.
like at least 5 things that Kamala Harris would have done better than Trump?
Kamala, for sure. Okay, well, we will tell you 5 things. The first thing that she would have done better than Trump was her economic policy. Right now in America, we have levels of income inequality that are equivalent to France before their revolution. Donald Trump's solution to this was there was a beautiful big bill, which further increases those income gaps by cutting the after-tax income for 80% of Americans. Her solution was to cut taxes for 100 million American workers, the low and the middle class. So that's one point where she was obviously better. She was also better for humanitarian concerns domestically. Example one would be women and girls' access to abortion. I think that it's a human rights violation to infringe upon a woman or girl's access to elective abortions in the first 20 weeks of pregnancy. Donald Trump allowed the states to do that. Right now, there's 66 million American women who don't have that access. She would have wrote that wrong by enacting federal protections. So there's a second way she's better. A third way she's better, she respects the Constitution. All right. Donald Trump has a track record of calling for its termination in December of 2022, violating it 5 times in the last 120 days, telling a news reporter from ABC that he doesn't know if he has to uphold it. And in the last election, 2020, he tried to rig and change the outcome when he lost. So there's a third way that she was better. A fourth way that she's better is her character. Okay, she's not a rapist. She's not a felon. She's not a fraudster. She's not a racist or a misogynist. Okay, she hasn't perved on teenage girls while they were changing. She hasn't called her own daughter hot. And she hasn't cheated on 3 of her spouses, 1 with a P star, and that's just a start. So there's 4 ways that she's better. The fifth and final way that she's better, because you asked me for 5 ways, will be, let's see, foreign policy. So she was better for Palestine, but it was slightly. She was still pro-Israel, just in contrast to Trump. I mean, she did things like supporting humanitarian aid. He didn't. She didn't want to personally send the United States into the Gaza Strip to ethnically cleanse all 1.2 million Palestinians that were living there. So she was the lesser of 2 evils in that regard. Then as it relates to Ukraine, she was just infinitely better. She supporting them. Donald Trump said he could end the war in 24 hours and revoke their humanitarian funding. Now we're 120 days into his term, and guess what? Putin is dropping their biggest bombs yet on Ukraine. He's begging them to stop, and he's saying that Putin has a sudden change in character. I could have told Trump about this last year. So there's 5 ways that she's better than Trump, and all 5 of those ways were incredibly specific. And at this point in time, I'm going to ask you the same question. Give me 5 incredibly specific ways that Donald Trump was better than her.
Am I unmuted?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my first question before I get into the 5 things: do you support illegal immigrants coming into your country, raping and killing children?
Wow, man. You know, what a really genuine, good faith question that you're asking here. I have a question. Are you a natural U.S. born citizen?
Yes, I am.
So you're statistically speaking 2 times more likely to rape and unalive children than undocumented immigrants. My source is PNAS. Also, you don't care about grape. You voted for a grapist. If you are willing to allow grapists into the Oval Office, it seemingly you'd be willing to allow them to come
let's
into the
be
country.
honest, if that was
so
true,
the only
bro,
person who is likely to allow grapists to come into America is you.
was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
No, it'd be you, because you want.
No, it was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's a fact, dude. They were all in New York. Why was New York filled with immigrants?
Okay, okay. At this point, you're asking good questions, getting the incredibly bad faith. I'll debate.
Exactly. Look, you're stumbling over yourself, dude. You can't even answer these questions because
oh my god,
those
okay,
people
you're so
that were running.
Insufferable.
All right, bro, just kick me. It's fine.
No, I'm not gonna kick you. It's just like I'm trying to just like say real quick.
No, my point though is it's crazy. I can Lake and Riley, bro. Look up her name. There's multiple people that have been unalived by illegal immigrants that have came to this country.
Yeah, do you know who Molly Tibbetts is?
Kamala Harris.
Do you know who Molly Tibbetts is?
Molly Tibbetts, yeah.
Who is she?
Molly Tibbetts.
Yeah, go on pause, go to Google to look up her name. You fucking virtue signal all goddamn day long about Lake and Riley, as if you care about a woman getting brutally murdered by a man. You don't give a shit. That's why you don't know who Molly Tibbetts is. Molly Tibbetts was an American citizen who's murdered by an undocumented immigrant in Donald Trump's first term. You have no clue who she is, and you don't care because this is all political propaganda to further your narrative that A, Democrats suck, and B, undocumented immigrants are the enemy. I am sick and tired of the lie that undocumented immigrants are victimizing American citizens, and my evidence is the fact that they're 2 times less likely to commit violent crimes than American citizens. They contribute $300 billion per year to the American GDP and pay $100 billion per year in taxes. But you don't know this because you've fallen for the propaganda. And oh God, I don't want to hear it about harm to women. Sir, you put an adjudicated rapist via a 9-0 jury decision in a court of law into the Oval Office. I don't want to hear it about treatment towards women. I could sit here and play play you a 35-second clip of Donald Trump boasting about perving on changing half-naked teenagers, and you wouldn't give a shit. You still think he's Jesus 2.0. I could give you the facts that he's cheated on 3 of his wives, one of the porn star. You don't give a shit. I could show you another clip of him sexualizing his own daughter, Ivanka Trump, or telling a 10-year-old girl in 1992 that he'd be dating her in 10 years, and you wouldn't give a shit. The only time you care about violence towards women is when you can propagandize it into further unifying prejudiced white people against undocumented immigrants or the Democratic Party. Who's stumbling now? I guess you're still silent, so I'll say one more thing.
Dude,
if
I'm
you
muted. How
really
the fuck
cared
am I gonna
about
defend
Border
myself
Patrol,
when you mute me?
if you really cared
How
about
am I
Border
gonna
Patrol
defend
and
myself when I'm
slowing
muted?
undocumented
How am I gonna
entry,
defend myself when I'm muted?
you're not. That's why you unmute yourself.
No, but you just muted me, bro. Stop lying.
I muted you while I was speaking.
I can't defend myself when I'm muted, bro.
Well, you're unmuted now, so go for it.
No, it's funny, bro. It's so funny. You want to talk about Trump being a rapist, but I mean, it's so clear. It's been what year is it? It's 2025, right? And bro ran when in 2019, and who's your president? Exactly. Why is he still your president? Why is he still your president?
I just want to ensure that your response to everything I just said was doesn't matter, Trump's president. Really?
No, I'm not saying what you had to say. I'm saying you had me muted. I couldn't defend myself. But my point is, if he's so bad, why is he our president?
Because people like you exist. I don't care.
No, there's people like you exist that are illiterate and think you're right, bro.
Dude, that was the best response I've heard all day long. You absolute incompetent idiot.
Dude, you're incompetent. Name everything. What did Joe Biden even do as a president, bro? Besides shut down the pipelines? No, it's funny. Keep laughing. Kamala wasn't even the president, bro. It was Joe Biden. So what the fuck did Joe Biden do for our country?
Well,
absolutely
how about
nothing.
this?
He fell on his ass multiple times, bro.
Right. So, hey, I just think it's cute that you did the thing that all the Trump supporters do. When I absolutely fucking grill you on immigration, I prove you wrong.
You didn't grill me on immigration. Immigrants came into our country.
Let me know when I can speak without you interrupting me. You know, this is why I
and they were
you.
receiving free EBT from Kamala and Joe Biden, over like $2,000 worth of money, and free cell phones. While we're Americans and we're over here fucking starving and we need food and shit like that and free phones. That sounds cool. But let's just hand that to immigrants, right? That want to kill our people, right? Okay. How does that make sense?
Well, it doesn't make sense because it's not true. Don't interrupt me while I.
It's not true. Look it up.
Oh, well,
I'm done for the day. I would rather.
Oh, so you're gonna run away because you know what you're saying is false. You just said that the federal government, Biden and Kamala Harris, were giving EBT and SNAP benefits to undocumented immigrants. So the federal agency that controls benefits like EBT and SNAP is called USDA. So it's funny because you're talking about looking shit up. So, I mean, if you look up USDA.gov, you could read on their own website how undocumented immigrants are not eligible for federal SNAP and EBT benefits. So why are you telling me to look things up when you haven't even gone to the website of the agency that controls federal EBT and food stamp benefits to read in very clear text how they're not offered to non-citizens? You're not going to respond to that. Let me guess. As soon as you unmute, you're going to whine and complain about how I muted you, even though you interrupted me, forcing my hand, and then you're going to go back to talking about Biden, and then you're going to run away. Come up with some spineless excuse to leave without responding to what I'm saying. And guess what? When you do that, it's going to look terrible for you. Okay? We have 13,000 people in the TikTok live stream, 3,000 people in the YouTube live stream, 16,000 people are going to laugh so hard when you unmute, get pissed, ramble, don't respond to anything that I said, and leave. I predict the future, chat. Watch this.
He predicted the future, chat. No, it's just funny because you want me to break down like since 2019 to 2025. There's so much to talk about, and you want me to break it down, and I just met you. I just found this live. I don't even know who you are. This is my first time meeting you, seeing this live, seeing you ever. So just to break down everything all at once is just ridiculous. You think I can break it all down all at once? No, it's okay, dude. Because it's funny. I love this, and I love you as a person because you're just like my brother, and we were very different growing up. And somehow he ended up being liberal and had his own views, which is fine.
We're on the
but dude, I'm just telling you, like, there's too much to break down. If you want to invite me and have a podcast, that would be great, and we can break down all of this. My advice to you is go talk to Charlie Kirk.
We're
bro.
still on the ramble part. Now do the get pissed and leave part.
I'm not pissed. I love you. I hope everything works out for you in your life and
Oh,
your
we're gonna
life.
do it. Look at this.
But
I'm
my
a
point
future
is
teller.
fuck Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
And then you're gonna leave.
And it's Trump, baby. Trump 2028. I hope he wins
Get
again.
pissed and leave. I know you're doing.
And go ahead and kick me, bro.
Ah, dude, how did I know? Oh my god. Come on, bro. I literally told you exactly what you're gonna do, then you did it.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Like, bro, come on. Like, you know, you can, like, there's no way that you can like look at yourself in the mirror after this and be like, damn, I got
Fuck Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Fuck Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Very cute. Could you tell me 5 reasons why Trump is better than Kamala Harris, like you said you would at the beginning of this discussion?
Okay, where do you want to start? Bro got rid of the illegal immigrants in our country. We have better border policies. 2, 3, he lowered the tariffs that we had. I don't know why that's a big propaganda. You want to bring up propaganda. Same with Walmart talking about the tariffs are rising and that because of that, the prices are going to go up, which is actually false because the prices went down thanks to the tariffs. What else?
How have prices gone down thanks to tariffs?
That's 3. The egg prices. What are you, dumb? Have you not been to the store? Eggs were almost $8 and now they're down tremendously.
Explain to me
They're
how that was
almost
caused by
$4.
the tariffs?
That was caused by Joe Biden when he was in office. Everything went up due to inflation.
Okay, I disagree with that too, but I first want you to explain how the reduction in the price of eggs was caused by tariffs.
I didn't say that. I said it was. I said it went down because of tariffs.
Right. So, could you explain to me how the price?
That's just how it works. When we're not self-sufficient and we get everything else from other countries, and it's tariffed and it's taxed, why do you think it's more expensive to get stuff imported?
Okay, so it's actually more expensive for a lot of goods to produce them in America. That's why we import them in the first place. And B, you've yet to explain me how tariffs have reduced the prices of eggs in American grocery stores.
I'm not a fucking president, so I don't know how that works. I'm not gonna.
Okay,
I just know that we're lower the prices.
Okay, but you do know how Biden caused inflation. So how did Biden cause inflation?
Gas prices, literally everything from eggs to milk.
So
all
how
the
did
way
he
up.
increase the price of gas? We'll start there.
I don't know. Just being a shitty president.
Oh, so then how do you know that he caused it? Because it increased
Because
while he
it
was
wasn't
president?
up. It wasn't crazy before he
Right.
was president.
Right. No, I hear you. But the issue with your argument is that it's a logical fallacy. The specific logical fallacy would be a correlation causation fallacy. What that is you're basically associating two variables with one another because they happen at the same time. You're saying that because Biden was president when inflation occurred, it was therefore Biden's fault. However,
Okay,
that's
here,
not
let me
the
just blow
case.
your mind real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna blow everyone's mind. So let's talk about September 11th, right?
Oh, that is
when all that shit.
Thank
when all
you
that
so
happened,
much for like allowing me to finish explaining to you how your argument that Biden caused inflation is false
Hey,
without
I just wanna
interrupting
talk
me and
about
pivoting to
Trump.
something completely
You know who
irrelevant.
was there on ground zero the day that happened? It wasn't Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. It was Donald Trump. And you know who helped rebuild everything? And who gives a fuck about this country?
You know who bragged about his building being
Oh my God, is
taller?
this Parker? There is no way.
You know who? You know who after that happened bragged about his building being the tallest building in New York now? You know
Trump?
who did that? That was Donald Trump.
Okay, but that's not my point. My point
Hey, one
is
second,
who was
Jason. Thank
there?
you. Wait.
Who
I'm so
was
sorry.
there
Wait,
the
I'm so
day it
sorry.
happened?
Hey,
Was it
Rob,
Joe
I'm gonna
Biden
have
or
to
was it
ask you to
Kamala
stop
Harris?
talking so I could thank the donors. Darius, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Raven with the $5 as well. Shout out Darvis and Raven, as well as Jason. Thank you for the $10. Jason says watching on the TikTok side. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Jason. And Aaron with the $5 calling this guy a DMUBASSS. Let's go, Aaron. Shout out, as well as Linda. Thank you for the $25 over on PayPal, saying that you're the best. Thank you for the love, Linda. Let's get 250 Linda W's. Vincent with the $10. Alana with the 5 and Vanessa with the 10. Guys, thank you so much for the love over on Venmo and PayPal, as well as Clint with the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Same thing with P. Clint with another 5. Clint with another 20. JB with a 10. Johnny with a 10. Thank you guys so much for the love. Real quick, Robs, can you please say thank you to all of
Yeah,
those
guys,
donors?
thank you for all the hate and support. We love you. Thank you so much.
Great, God.
All right, so when it comes down to it, I'm gonna head out of here soon because I got other things to do besides sit here for 8 hours a day
listen,
and just talk about stupid stuff.
I just don't think that you
So-
can
So
debate.
mad. Why are you so mad, bro?
Oh, but also,
I'm not mad, bro.
Also, I
I just have
appreciate
things to do.
that you realize that Trump is stupid because I talk about
No,
Trump. and
I
make sure
didn't
that
say
talk
Trump
about
was stupid.
stuff.
I really agree that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is stupid. But my
Kamala.
point is when it comes down to it,
Yeah.
who supports our country more?
Definitely.
Who cares
Harris.
about our values?
Oh, definitely not
more?
Trump. I could explain to you how, because the Constitution is going to be a backbone of America and core American values, and and Donald Trump doesn't care about it. He called for
Okay.
its explicit termination. Don't let me cook. In December of 2022, he said, get rid of it, terminate all rules and regulations. In 2020, he tried to coup and rig our civil electoral processes. If he was successful, he would have silenced the voice and the vote of 200 million American citizens. And then most recently in this term, he's told an ABC News reporter that he doesn't know if he has to uphold it. And the SCOTUS has been adjudicated 3 times now that Donald Trump has done unconstitutional things, violated individuals' constitutional liberties, and he doesn't give a shit. So obviously, he doesn't care about core American values if he doesn't care about the Constitution.
And where did you get all these facts?
I mean, for sure,
you-
like from SCOTUS.gov.
No,
for
where did
instance.
you get all these facts? Yeah, pull them up.
I told you.
And is this just
I already-
propaganda that the news pushes forward so it makes people believe certain things? You know what
so
I'm
this
saying?
actually isn't from the news. This is from SCOTUS.gov. So this is a ruling that was made unanimously by all 9 justices, including a predominant majority of conservatives. 6 conservative judges signed on to this ruling, including the 3 conservative justices appointed by Trump. This is a SCOTUS ruling that particularly detailed his deportation of Abrigo Garcia as illegal and in violation of Abrigo Garcia's constitutional rights. Donald Trump's response was to say, don't care, never coming back, and that he told an ABC News reporter.
So you're
that he doesn't know he has
defending
to uphold the
a gang
Constitution.
member from El Salvador. is
What?
you're
You have
saying.
no evidence that he's a gang member.
And in fact, it's funny
Bro,
that
are
you say
you
that now.
dumb?
Wait,
It literally says gang
Robs.
MS-13.
Robs, it's funny that you say that he's a gang member now, because if you read the last sentence of the SCOTUS ruling, it literally says that it's a mere allegation that he's a member of MS-13 and that Abrigo Garcia has denied this.
Dude,
by
I'm so
stating that
glad
he's
you
never been
brought this
charged with a
up.
crime.
I'm so glad you brought this
So
up,
let me ask you a question. Why are you willing to accept an allegation as a standard of evidence as it relates to Abrigo Garcia being a member
Dude,
of
you
MS-13?
gotta be as dumb as a boxer rocks if you don't think.
And
that
I mean,
he's
you
a
gotta
gang
be
member.
annoying as a 3-year-old.
Listen to his point here.
And you gotta be annoying as a
Listen to Dean's point.
And you gotta be annoying as a 3-year-old toddler if you want.
Thanks for the galaxy, bro.
That didn't even go to you. That went to me. Holy shit.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Rob, listen to his point here. He's making a really good point. Listen to this.
So why are you willing to accept a mere allegation against Abrigo Garcia
Dude,
being a... Okay,
you
Rob,
are
stop the
backpedaling.
interruptions.
He can't do it. He can't do it.
Are you
He can't do it.
incapable of listening to me?
Rob's patience.
Patience.
Okay, Parker, I'm learning. Fuck.
Patience.
So why are you willing to accept a mere allegation against Abrigo Garcia as being a member of MS-13 when it wasn't adjudicated by a court? Once again, it's an allegation. But then as it relates to Trump, he was not only alleged of raping E. Jean Carroll, but then she proved it in a civil court and convinced the unanimous jury of 9, and that's not enough evidence. Why do you hold
Okay, can I
such
speak?
different standards of evidence?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, this is perfect. I'm glad you said every word that you said. And if anyone is actually listening to this live, you use the word allegations, and I'm using the word propaganda. So when you put 2 and 2 together, who are you to say that these allegations about this MS-13 guy isn't real or is real, but then say that allegations against Trump are real? If they're just allegations,
I
right?
think that you weren't listening to me because it wasn't an allegation. It was like proved in a court of law.
That bro was not guilty.
That he was guilty of raping E. Jean Carroll.
No, I'm talking about Garcia.
Oh, I'm talking about E. Jean Carroll. You said that I believe allegations against Trump. Well, it's not just an allegation. It was a claim that
Yeah,
was
but that's
proved in
one
law.
allegation. I'm talking about the multiple ones you're accusing him of.
So right now I'm just talking about like E. Jean Carroll proving that Donald Trump raped her in a civil court.
I know, but right now, if I went on online and tried to say that you raped somebody and it's just an allegation, but you had to prove your innocence, right? But I'm sitting here and the whole world's going against you saying that you raped everyone, but you know you didn't. It's just an allegation, right?
So if you took me to court and found me guilty, would it still be an allegation?
I mean, if he was guilty, wouldn't he be convicted?
So he was held liable and he had to pay her $87 million. Yeah.
I mean, $87 million sounds like a nice chunk of money to me.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously she took that and left, right?
I mean, I don't know if he's paid her yet, but I guess my point here would be is that he was found guilty in a court of law. So it's not just an allegation, it's a proved claim.
Well, honestly, with that being said, I feel like we all make mistakes, especially us. And I mean, growing up. and,
Really?
like,
Have you
throughout
also
life,
you've
we all
also
have
raped somebody?
decisions, right? No, I'm just saying.
Wait, but
in
I thought you
general,
said that
like,
we've all made that quote unquote mistake. So
I didn't say about
rapist?
raping people. I'm saying we all make mistakes in
Do
life.
you think that grape is a mistake?
It just depends. Not really. No, I don't think any
Great.
sort
So then
of
it's not a
rape
mistake
or-
because then when you call grape a mistake, you're just downplaying the seriousness of the action and the harm in which it perpetuates. Like you're basically saying boys will be boys. We all make mistakes. We shouldn't judge Donald Trump for being a grapist. Instead, we should look at the own bad things that we've done. While I think it's incredibly clear that grape is not just a mistake, we shouldn't downplay how serious it is that only perpetuates more violent attacks and more grape against women, and that we should probably be incredibly critical of this fact, not just because it's grape, and grape in a vacuum he's incredibly bad, but also because he's our goddamn president. And earlier in this conversation, you were railing in hard to me, accusing undocumented immigrants of raping citizens and how terrible that was. In
Dude, you
fact,
can just Google
you even
that.
told me to keep Laken Riley's name in my mouth. Why won't you keep E. Jean Carroll's name in your mouth? Why all of a sudden when it's Donald Trump that is the perpetuator, not an undocumented immigrant, it's no longer as serious and it doesn't matter as much and you're willing to write it off as a mere mistake? Why are you such a fucking hypocrite? That's my point, Rob.
I'm not the person that has any say so in any of this. I mean, it has to go through all these certain things, right? People have to find out what's real and what's not. And when they get down to the bottom of it, I mean, honestly, I truly don't give a fuck. If he rapes someone, he deserves to be punished. That's a valid fact. Just how you're saying, you know what I mean?
Are you punishing him by voting for him for president?
No, I'm saying in general. Look, dude, there's things that people don't hear about certain people when things come out. So it's all like word of mouth. You got to hear these things. You got to learn what's happening. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, when it was 2019 up to 2020, I was voting for Trump. All right. Things come out, people learn certain things, but I'm definitely not voting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's just my, you know what I mean? You have two options.
You have two options: Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Tell me.
And I chose Donald Trump.
What's so specifically bad about Kamala Harris that makes Donald Trump better?
It's
than
their
Kamala
values,
Harris?
my guy.
What
And
values?
if you guys have different values, that's perfectly fine.
What
But to
values?
me,
What
I like
values?
guns. I love guns. I love my freedom of speech.
She owns a gun, doesn't she?
No,
I have a
but
question.
they
Out of the
wanted
last,
to ban.
out of
They
the
wanted
last,
to
out of
ban
the
guns,
last
right?
two administrations, what is the only administration to not just pass gun control but unconstitutional gun control?
Are you asking?
He said my guns, not rats.
Yeah, I am asking you. Out of the last two admins, Biden and Trump, what is the only admin that passed unconstitutional gun control?
Unconstitutional gun control? I don't know what you're asking.
Gun control that violated your Second Amendment rights.
When did this happen?
You're not answering my question. Which one of the
I
two
don't
last
understand the
administrations?
question.
Okay, out of the last two administrations, Trump's first term and Biden's first term, which one of those administrations passed unconstitutional gun control that literally infringed upon your Second Amendment rights as determined by the Supreme Court?
I guess your answer. You're expecting me to say Trump, right?
Well, I wasn't expecting you to give a response at all, but the answer is Trump. Yeah, Trump passed a bump stock ban, and SCOTUS ruled that violated your Second Amendment rights. Biden and Harris passed nothing. So if you're so concerned about your guns, maybe Trump isn't.
Okay, and let me
be all
continue
good guy.
with the values.
Not to. Oh, sure. Go ahead and continue. Just to
Yeah. So the whole thing with whatever how Parker likes to pronounce it, Kamala or Kamala, whatever Harris.
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala, whatever, dude.
Can you say Harris? Can you say Harris?
Just call her. Just say Harris. So
Rob,
Harris and
Rob,
Biden.
it's really not this difficult.
Dude, Parker, I just want to say it's nice meeting you, bro, and I'm glad we're talking because I actually know who you are, but unfortunately, I do not know who Dean is. But back to what I was saying.
Why? That's crazy. Okay,
What I wanted to say was, dude, yeah, that's actually amazing that you're here. Like, I honestly was not expecting to see you, but it goes back to value. So when it was Joe Biden and Harris, right? What did we see on the mainstream media? Hey, if you want to be transgender, if you want to be gay, you want to be all this and that, that's perfectly fine. It's not my values, all right? My values come from the Bible.
Wait, how are your values against being gay as itself?
Yeah.
It's just against my religion. So
Wait, your religion does not say it's wrong to be gay.
Yes, it is.
No,
if you're a
doesn't.
Christian, if you are a real Christian, you know exactly what I'm talking
Rob.
about.
Hey, Rob, I have a question.
I'm just saying, let me finish. So when they pushed their values, all it was let's support Black Lives Matter. Let's support
what is this guy doing?
and that.
Hold on.
Just let him finish. Just let him finish.
No, my whole point is it was nothing to do with what was serious in our country as of our borders, immigration, things of that sort. They didn't care. They had different
Black
values.
lives
different
are not
sides.
serious.
Just let him finish, Parker.
Gay rights aren't serious.
Let him rap.
No, they're not, dude. I don't care about No, they're not. In my opinion, no. I will speak on that. That is my value.
That's
I
actually
have that right.
You've got to be
It's my
trolling.
freedom of
No,
speech.
no, fuck off.
I don't
fuck
care.
off.
I don't.
Yeah, that
if
was
you want-
Nazi shit. Shut up. That was
Nazi shit?
That was totally
Dude,
Nazi shit. What are you
No,
talking
it's
about?
not. This is the United States of America, bro. If you read your Bible or learn anything,
I'm sorry, Dean. I got him off, but that was crazy. That was an insane thing to fucking say.
I'm still here.
He cut you
No
off
shit,
and
you're
he
still
spoke over you. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, I'm here. What?
Yeah, did God design the biological processes of your body?
God created you in His image, and I hope you know that, Dean.
Can I
God
get a-
loves you,
Hey,
Parker.
hey, Rob.
And one
Hey,
day,
hey, Rob.
no, listen, I will
I'm
finish
not gonna
off at
listen.
this. I'm done
I'm
talking
not.
to you
I'm not
guys.
gonna listen.
Don't mute me, bro.
You're on mute because you're not answering my question. Did God design the biological processes of your body? This question can either be answered with yes or no. Fucking kids, man. Children, let me tell you, I am so beyond qualified to become a kindergarten teacher after doing this shit for 4 hours a day. Click on
You
your
could put this in your resume.
I know, for real. Click on your profile picture of that shitty little rim. Click the icon on the mic. Unmute yourself, buddy. Come on, Rob. There you go. So
I guess I'm just stupid and don't know how to do this.
Did God
but
design
yeah,
the biological
the answer
processes
is
of your body?
yes.
Okay,
God
so
created everything.
great. Is God perfect?
Yes.
So God perfectly designed the biological processes of your body.
If that's what you want to say, yeah, I'm not
Well,
going to say
that-
anything God did was wrong.
All right, perfect. Well, guess what? Being gay is hard-coded into the biological processes of some of our bodies. My evidence for this is
That's false. It's a mental health issue.
So there's not okay, real quick. Name one institution, medicine or science that would consider being GAY as a mental health issue, bud.
I'm not going to name a science. Like I said before,
Because
we're
you don't
all
know
stand-
shit.
Great, well, I will. So the World Health Organization, the American Psychiatric Association, the American Medical Association, the Endocrine Society, the British Psychological Society, the Royal College of Psychiatrics, the Canadian Psychological Association, the Australian Psychological Society, the European Society for Sexual Medicine, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Academy of Family Physicians, the American Counseling Association, the American Public Health Association, alongside with every other major and reputable institution of medicine and science, have unanimously agreed that no, being gay is not a mental health issue, and have detested such ignorant and false claims since the 70s. In fact, it's only 70 IQ white boys like you that work in cars all day that think you're qualified enough to make a claim that the professionals that got degrees over the course of 12 years and work for 6 figures a year in these conglomerates with hundreds of thousands of them for 50 years of their life each detest. Listen, man, I understand everybody has their special interests, but I think that your interests are simply not that of the physical health of others, and or declaring that being gay is somehow a mental health issue when you're just simply not educated enough to make that determination. The individuals who are educated enough to make that determination call what you believe in an abomination and anti-science. See, the only reason why you say that is because you're prejudiced and dumb, a very harmful combination for humanity. In fact, this combination has hurt humanity so fucking much, and I'm so glad.
Is there even a way that Rob can respond to this? Like, I'm sorry, Rob, your only response is saying that you're wrong. Okay.
No, my
That's
only
it.
response is you're racist. How are you going to sit here and call me white when you're white? You both are white. Like, who the
What?
fuck are you
How does
calling
that
white?
make you racist for
Bro,
saying that
what?
you're white?
You literally just said I'm a white prejudiced who builds cars. Dude, that's a piece of shit car outside that I don't give a fuck about. It's
Sorry for calling you white boy. My apologies.
No.
Now respond to my claim. I was able to
Stop
name
muting-
17 institutions of
Stop
medicine and
muting me and
science.
let me talk.
I was
Let
able
me-
to name 17 institutions
let
of
me
medicine and
talk.
science in which vehemently disdain and absolutely disprove and refute the claim that being GAY is any type of a mental illness. In fact,
My
it's-
cousin is transgender and he has the most serious mental health issues. And why?
Okay, well, your cousin's not going to be catching us straight. We're not talking about trans individuals. Being trans is also not a mental illness, and these same institutions reject that claim as well. But right now we're talking about gay individuals. So you said that being GAY is a form of a mental health issue. I was able to disprove that, respond to my refutation.
Okay, if you'll let me talk and not mute me,
Yeah.
I can finish my sentence.
Go ahead.
So can I talk?
Yep.
My belief, these are my beliefs. They're my values. I'm not saying I'm right or you're wrong. I'm just telling you what I believe.
I'm saying that you're wrong because your belief isn't rooted with any reason, fact, or science, bro. Listen,
Why do you keep muting me, bro?
Yeah.
Because you're objectively wrong.
I'm
like
sorry.
literally, like
you're
by
just-
every sense of the term.
Right.
You guys are saying-
exactly right, Parker. You're just so
Saying I'm wrong and won't let me talk.
You're just so wrong. Okay, fine.
You
I'll
won't let me talk.
I'll let you talk. Continue.
Because you're wrong.
My
Like you're literally
values-
just wrong. Like,
Go ahead.
My values as a human being here in the United States is what I'm telling you.
Right.
For my values as a Christian, people who are gay, transgender, whatever the LGBTQ goes on.
What verse of the Bible says that being gay is a mental illness?
Bro, I can just bring up Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's Genesis 1:19, correct?
I don't think it's Genesis 1:19 now.
wait, so do you
It
think you
is.
should do the same thing that God did in Sodom of Gomorrah? You think that you
I
should
don't have to do
execute?
anything. God's going to judge humanity by himself.
I'm gonna-
And each and every one of you guys in this live will kneel before God
Yeah.
one day, and he will go over your life and review your sin.
I'm cutting off the yapping because I want to respond to the Sodom and Gomorrah claim. So Sodom and Gomorrah is a story in the book of the Bible. It starts at Genesis 1:19. Anybody could fact check me. It's true. So the story of Sodom and Gomorrah is used by homophobes all the time to say that the Bible hates gay people, and it's simply not true. See, you like to make the claim that God destroyed the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah because of gay intercourse. However, that's not true. The men in Sodom and Gomorrah were literally graping angels. That is described in the text. God destroyed those cities according to the Bible because the men in the cities were graping angels, not because they were engaging in consensual intercourse with one another. But of course, you're going to misrepresent and misinterpret your own fucking text to yield whatever conclusions that you want because you think life is a fairy tale that you can make whatever you want and your beliefs dictate reality, not that reality dictates your beliefs, man. Yeah, oh, please misinterpret this text that was written 6,000 years ago by a bunch of people we have no clue of. And that's the reason why most Christians today call the entirety of Genesis 1 and 2 parabolic, and explain to me how these misrepresentations have any bearing on reality and or truth, because they don't, bro. But anyways, I also just want to point out what my other argument was before. You said that God designs the biological processes of our body. You said that God designs the biological processes of our body perfectly. And guess what we know about our goddamn bodies? We know that our sexual orientations are hard-coded into them. What's my evidence for this? What about a twin study done on 400,000 men, okay? Guess what? There was a special association seen in the genome of the gay men in this study, particularly upon the XQ23 chromosome. Well, if God designed our biology perfect, and our chromosomes are a part of our biology, and the association along those chromosomes in the XQ23 one, in which are only seen in gay men, are perfect, guess what? That means that he designed them to be gay. Now, you may say, oh, Dean, that's not enough evidence. Well, it is, but guess what? I still have more. Gay men also have a larger interior commissure on average compared to straight men. You have no clue what that is. That's the nerve lining between the hemispheres of your brains. God designed that too, under your view. As well as they have differing attributes and traits in the AI and NH3 subsection, the hypothalamus, and differences in neuronic hormones such as FSH. That is all a part of our biology, our anatomy, our neuroanatomy, our physiology. These are clear and distinct differences in which hard-code our sexual orientations into us. And if you want to believe that there's a perfect God that exists that designs our biology, well then all of a sudden you must also concede that he designed the biology of gay men in an order in which was conducive towards them being gay. So guess what? You actually can't argue that there's anything inherently wrong with being gay, else you risk saying that there was something wrong in the design that your perfect creator employed.
That's false. And I can tell you right now why.
Good.
Because it's not just about God. Unfortunately, there was someone who else wanted to be God, and his name was Satan, right? And when he got kicked out of heaven and brought down here, where's here? Here's earth. So on this earth, there's corruption and sin. And because of that, people get possessed by demons. It's not as simple like the horror movies. It's not like that. Don't laugh. It's not a joke. People have these things that get entered in when you watch movies like that. When you touch tarot cards, when you touch Ouija boards, you allow evil spirits to come into your house. I'm not saying people touch these things and become gay and stuff like that, but when you allow evil spirits to come into your house, when you allow evil spirits to come into your house and into your body, into your mind, you start doing other things and you start feeling other ways.
Yeah,
and that's
so
why I
people are
believe it's a
born with
mental
these
health
differences.
issue.
People are born with these differences. That's the issue with your argument. You're saying that demons get into people. Okay, well, they're born with these differences. Well, so this is just all fake fucking fairy tale make-believe bullshit nonsense. Not to mention, you can't indicate a single verse in the Bible that tells us that being gay is wrong. I dare you to try.
I don't know what happened to the lie.
You think you're summoning demon spirits by using tarot cards? Come on, bro.
He's deluded. He's far gone. So can you indicate to us a verse in the Bible that says being G-A-Y is wrong? No, he's going to go on pause, Google it. While he's Googling that, I would love to thank some of you guys for your donations. Thank you so much, Chloe, for the $20 over on PayPal. Chloe says, don't let him find out I'm a lesbian Etsy witch. Yo, W Chloe for being a lesbian Etsy witch. Hell yeah, Chloe. As well as Ansgar with another $10. Ansgar, sorry. Thank you for the $10 saying Trump also championed red flag laws. That's right, he did. Allison, thank you for the $5. Okay. 1 second, I'm still thanking donors.
No, you're good, you're good.
Susan and Keith, thank you both for the $50 over on PayPal. Let's get 500 Susan W's, 500 Keith W's. Keith says, Dean, we talked yesterday. You told me to donate to charity instead of you, but I am. Oh, well, I appreciate you for the love, Keith. Let's get 500 Keith W's. As well as Susan, thank you for the $50 over on PayPal, saying, OMG, this guy is a pompous ass, and he still hasn't come up with things that Trump has done. Dude, W Susan. Oh, hell yeah, Susan. That's what I fuck with you,
W Susan.
As well as Christian, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal, saying how much to kick guest. He is not the one who attacked me, but he knows. Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, well, Christian, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal. Show some love to Christian down below in the chat. Don't worry. We're going to get rid of this guy as soon as I just expose him for being an absolute.
Yeah, dude, expose me. I don't care.
So I really appreciate you for the love, Christian. Seriously, guys, let's show some love to Christian down below in the chat for the $100 donation over on PayPal. Like, holy fucking shit, dude. I really appreciate you guys for the love. Then also, Brandy, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Shout out, Brandy. AMAR, thank you for the 10. Lindsay with the 10. And Noel with the 25 once again. Thank you so much for the love, Noel. And Tyler with the 25 as well. I really appreciate you guys for the love over on Venmo and PayPal. You guys are so incredibly kind. But go ahead and run it. Tell us a verse in the Bible that says being GAY is wrong. I'm going to hear you out. Can't hear you when you're on pause, buddy.
Well, that's a rip.
But seriously, guys.
Everyone tap the screen. Let's get to 4 million likes, everyone. 4 million likes today.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Can't hear you now. If you can't see me, I can't hear you.
I can see you. I don't know why. It's Leviticus 18.
18:22.
Yeah, see, you know it.
Right. So you do accept the book of Leviticus as revealing God's true moral ideals to us, right?
Because I have a great verse in Leviticus that I think you would love.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Let's talk.
So it's not great. It's
no, my question
fucking
to you,
disgusting.
Parker. So when you couldn't go up against Charlie, you decided to come up against other people on TikTok, right?
Wait, so you've heard me say this to Charlie before, and yet
no,
you
I'm
still
asking
didn't?
you in general. So since you couldn't win a debate against Charlie, you came on TikTok to argue with other people, right?
I've been debating on TikTok for years.
He's rage
bro.
baiting.
Okay, that's
he's
fine.
Parker. He's
That's
And I
rage baiting.
didn't lose to Charlie. What are you talking
Bro,
about?
run Leviticus 25. He's rage baiting you.
Yeah, Leviticus 25, 44 through 46, God says you can own people as property and pass them down to your children as inherited property for life, as long as they are not Israelites, as long as they are from the nations around you.
This is perfect. So I actually had this problem yesterday when someone brought something up and, oh yeah, I was in a live where people were trying to prove that Christianity was wrong and that Hinduism was actually right? So I was in there and he brought up Deuteronomy. Well, first of all, Leviticus and Deuteronomy and all those books of the Bible are the Old Testament. So it's not the First Testament.
You just cited Leviticus 18, 22.
No, I know.
What are you talking about?
That's just a verse
What do
in
you
the Bible.
mean it's Old Testament?
Those are the old laws.
Is that a reason as why you don't accept it for something?
They're old laws.
So
Rob, is that a reason as to why you don't accept it?
No, but there's a New Testament.
Right.
Do you understand the reason why Jesus died on the cross?
Rob, do you understand the reason why we're even referencing Leviticus 25 where God says it's slavery? It's okay. It's because 60 seconds ago you referenced Leviticus 18 to
Yeah, I
justify
know,
that
but
being
do you
GAY is
understand
wrong.
that
So
that's
please
the
tell
old
me
way of
why.
living?
So please tell me why you get to reference the Old Testament to justify your moral beliefs, but we don't get to reference the Old Testament to demonstrate your hypocrisy and your cherry picking.
It's a reference. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. It's there. It's the word of God.
Okay, so give us a different reference because you clearly don't use Leviticus.
Okay, so I'll use the New Testament. Just
Go
give me
ahead.
a second to find a verse in the New
Go
Testament.
ahead, take your time.
Okay. Enjoy.
Yo, Lick, thank you so
your
much for the
shout-outs.
meteor shower. I appreciate you for the love, Lick. That is
You're
incredibly kind of you. As well, Sarah, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo, Sarah. That is SERAH. Show some love to Sarah. Sarah says, as a trans person, he doesn't understand who the galley were, let alone probably met a queer individual. Honestly, I'm happy that he probably hasn't met a queer individual, and I'm happy in a sense that he hasn't been able to personally take this out on anybody IRL, because this guy's fucking gross, dude. This guy's gross. Also, yeah, Christian.
It's Romans 1:26.
Oh, there we
Wait,
go.
which one?
Romans 1:26.
Yeah, and where in Romans does it specifically say that being gay in of itself is wrong?
I mean, it says that
It just refers to homosexual acts and that it's
Right.
wrong.
Right. I have a question. What society was Roman 1:26 written in?
What's what?
What society was Romans 1:26 written in?
A long time ago.
So it was written in the Greco-Roman society. And who was it written by?
Yeah, just because we have new laws, dude, it doesn't make it right.
So I would appreciate if you'd listen to what I'm saying. Who was it written by?
What, the Bible?
No, Romans.
By his disciples?
Do you know who specifically?
One of them. One of the disciples.
Yeah, one of them.
Paul wrote Romans in Greek-Roman society. And the reason in which Paul wrote Romans to include this idea that, like, quote-unquote homosexual acts are wrong is for this reason. In Greco-Roman society, there was a whole lot of peace-tuition, particularly peace-tuition, where old men would pay to pretty much grape younger boys. Okay, they do the same as it would apply to younger girls and women as well. Right? So when Paul is writing Romans 1:26, we must understand and acknowledge the historical context of him referencing literal peace-tuition where old men would pay to grape little boys. Right?
And what's
so it is
changed
not,
since the Pope?
It is not consensual same-gendered intercourse in which Paul is detesting as morally abhorrent in Romans 1:26. However, it's rather unconsensual peace-tuition.
So what's changed in the Catholic Church with the people touching children?
What?
I said, what's changed in the Catholic Church and them touching children?
Brandon, thank you so much for the galaxy. Does anybody understand like the question or like the relevance of it? I'm not.
Have you
so
not
sure I see the
seen
connection.
that recently?
Like Catholic fathers like
No.
doing things to kids?
Yeah. Catholic churches, them groping children and getting away with it, preachers.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's wrong. How does this respond to what I said?
It's in the Bible. It's against homosexual acts, but you said that's old laws, right? And it doesn't matter. But till this day, there's still people in the church groping children. But that's against God's will, right? His law.
So it is against God's will to grape children. And what does this refute about me explaining the historical context behind Romans 1:26 to denote the
You just
fact
said
Paul
that
wasn't shitting
because
on-
of. You said because of
Then
Paul
why
was talking
numbers
that.
does he say to take the virgin girls for himself? I don't answer.
Okay. Hey, Paul, what are the first 4 books in the New Testament?
Who's Paul?
Sorry, Rob. What are the first 4 books of the New Testament? Oh my God! Yeah, look at this good Christian, everybody. Look at this.
Can you name?
great
Can you
Christian.
name to me 4 of the commandments in the 10 Commandments?
My question to you is:
Rob,
if you guys
I'm serious.
much
Can you
about the
name,
Bible,
Rob, can you name to me 4 of the 10 Commandments?
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not have any other gods before them. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, so you should live a long life. Do I continue? That's 5.
Go ahead.
I don't want to, honestly, because I'm being put on the spot. So
And then also,
anxieties.
you said something about if you know so much about the Bible. So where were you going with that? Because I do know a lot about the Bible. I love to study
Yeah, so if you guys
Christianity.
know so much about the Bible and you guys are so educated, then why are you guys Harris and Joe Biden supporters?
What? Because that's what the facts support.
So A,
How?
it's because I don't think that I'm not a Christian, so I don't think that the Christian God exists. And like B, like even if we are to accept the teachings of the Bible as like the testament of a perfect God, like the Democrats are going to align with him better than the Republicans. Like for instance, we see like a pretty common theme throughout the scripture of like providing to those that are more needy than yourself, helping out the poor, and also like not taxing the poor. Like Matthew was a tax collector, and Jesus made Matthew quit his job as a tax collector in order to be a follower and disciple of his own. And it's like, what political party do we see helping the poor and lowering taxes on poor people? Okay, those are the Democrats. Who are the people that have never helped the poor and want to increase taxes on poor people? Those are the Republicans. Like if Jesus was alive today, he'd probably be even further left than the Democratic Party, likely be like a socialist. And there's other evidence to indicate that this is true apart from the trend in Psalms and the gospel that I just talked about. But also the fact that he says that like, it's just as likely for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven as it is for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle. Basically saying that all rich people are evil and are going to go to hell. I mean, like, what political party do we really see propping up messages like that alongside messages of like eat the rich and whatnot? Like, that's obviously going to be the Democrats and the leftists. So for that reason, I'd say that if Jesus were alive today, he'd definitely be a leftist.
I respect everything that was being said in this live to each point from when we started to now. I respect each and everyone's values as far as that goes. But like I said, I have my own values and I love to learn new things Hey, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We all got to make mistakes, like I said, and we got to learn. Because if you don't make mistakes, what are you going to learn from? So based off of my values and growing up, that's what I knew. I knew just off of my values and my rights and correlating the Bible, just seeing the left side and their values and how.
Sorry,
Thank
he was
you.
giving me nothing.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to move on to the next guest. If you're a part of the 12.8 thousand people hanging out in the stream with us here today, guys, make sure that we are double tapping away in that phone screen. If you're a MAGA, let us know down below in that chat, and we are going to pull you up and have a conversation. Also, if you want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal are in the link tree in my bio. If you do support me, I'll give you a shout out. You can even attach a message that I'll read off on live. A good example of this would be Amber, who just donated $4 over on PayPal. Amber says... Romans 1:1 refutes what he said. Thank you, Amber. That's incredibly kind of you. As well as Morgan, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying get a new guest that has more than one brain cell. And we are hopefully going to do that. As well as Jennifer, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo, saying love listening to Cook These Magas. Oh, dude, we're going to do it all day long. Don't you worry, Jennifer. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. As well as Audrey, thank you so much for the $7 on PayPal. What is going on, Seven Sins? Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
Dude,
how
why?
many rich people support the left versus the right?
More wealthy
can
people.
Can I thank some people real quick?
Yeah, for sure, good man. Go for it.
What's the difference between wealthy and rich?
Here, 1 second, Seven Sins. Let Parker think a handful of donations, and then I'll answer your question. But in the meantime, guys, make sure that we're double tapping, sharing that live. Y'all already know.
Yo, Chloe, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that. W's for Chloe for the $15. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. Thank you for the $1.29. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'll make sure to look into that. Leah, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. JG, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you. Kim, thank you for the $2. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Kim. JG, thank you so much for the $2 again. LVZ, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Brian, thank you for the $5, and then I read, thank you for the $5 as well. Thank you.
So, Seven Sins, you asked me a question. I mean, what's like the proportion of rich individuals that support Dems compared to Republicans? So, I'm pretty sure that more rich individuals support the Democratic Party compared to the Republican Party. So, why do you support Trump?
Yeah. Actually, I want to ask you a few questions about this first because there were some things that you said. Okay. So the wealthy and the inflation thing that went on under Biden. Do you know what goes up during inflation? What kind of asset goes up during inflation?
I mean, like asset goes up. Definitely like interest rates. So individuals like that have a lot of money can.
No, what's the biggest one that would? What's the biggest one that would concern someone that would be wealthy?
I mean, like art, gold, jewelry, diamonds,
real estate.
Real estate. Sure. Okay. Right.
Yeah, real estate's
that was obvious. I don't know why I didn't
estate.
say that. You're right. Real estate. Yep.
Yeah, real estate would be the one that they're concerned about, and with them owning companies that, provide apartments and, I mean, buying up houses. We see it all the time with the banking, buying up these properties and such. And he didn't have an answer for you, but I mean, printing more money creates inflation naturally, right?
So that's one of the things.
Yeah. So then Donald Trump signed off on more debt-related spending, and under
that's
his
bad.
administration, they printed more money.
No, that's bad, buddy. That's bad. It doesn't matter who the fuck does it. It's bad, right?
So why do you support Trump?
Okay, so hold on. Wait a second. No, there's some things. I mean, you can smirk and you can laugh all you want to, but there were some things.
Don't worry, man. We're ready.
Okay, so also with this the Trump case, right? Is there a difference between guilty and liable?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I say
actually
no.
There actually is. Lawfully there is.
Okay. Well, the way that I define guilt,
not a relevant distinction. Though.
The way that
it is. It definitely is.
So the way that
definition.
So the way that I define guilt is just believing or concluding that an individual did something, and there's a different standard of guilt when liability is determined compared to a criminal conviction. However, I do believe that guilt would exist in both courts. But once again, man, I want to know why you think that Trump is a good president. Nothing you've said so far has indicated to us any reason why. So please tell us why Donald Trump is a good president.
I'm not trying to prove to you that you should think Donald Trump is a good president.
Would you please read this?
Oh, no, I'm up here because I was banned in chat and y'all can go fuck yourselves. I mean, I was
just an angry old guy.
He's
Why?
so mad.
Question, why are you telling us to go fuck ourselves? Where are the big emotions coming from?
Oh, big emotions. Is that how you play it? So you try to pressure somebody into doing what you want by emasculating or trying to emulate that they have
Wait,
feelings.
you think that it's
So I can't
emasculating you to
just
say
tell
that you
you.
have big emotions?
No. That's the whole fucking thing about the left, isn't it? I mean, you're scared, right?
Dude,
Oh,
you just
if
told
you
me
don't, if you don't
just
agree with somebody,
listen, man. You
Yeah,
just
well, no, you
unprovoked.
listen, motherfucker.
No,
if you don't agree with
listen.
someone, you're scared of them, right?
Bam, muted. Listen, dude. Obviously, you have big emotions. Unprovoked, you told both of us to go fuck ourselves. Those are big emotions. Okay? Blame reality. Don't blame me for interpreting reality.
What is up with this toddler temper tantrum? What's going on?
I don't know.
Temper tantrum. Oh man.
Yeah.
Next, you're gonna be telling me I'm scared and a bigot, racist, sexist.
How about
right?
you tell us
Is that where we're
why
going?
you support Trump?
I mean, I can see this escalating. See, like you did to that guy where you was like, "Oh, I can interpret what you're going to do after he told you he was trying to leave," and then you're like, "Oh, you're gonna leave now, and I can predict the fucking future." Let's do some of that. Let's do some of that. So y'all are
you're about to leave.
Okay, I'll predict the future with you too. Allow me to make my prediction. I'm going to ask you why you support Trump. You're going to ignore the question or say that you won't answer it and then continue.
Oh, because
to
I have
ramble.
already been. I've already ignored the question.
So do you intend to continue
Because
to ignore it?
you're predicting it after the case.
So
I already
So
told
no,
you
you're
I
just saying
didn't
it's
come up with
inductive.
it
You're
yet.
just saying it's
I already
inductive.
told you.
So why?
See,
So why
that's
do you?
like-
So why?
there's actually
Let me ask you a
people
question.
who believe your bullshit
why do
because
you-
they don't listen to the beforehand.
Why do you think that you are ignoring that question? Is it possibly because you're scared of answering the question based upon
Oh, there it
your
is.
response?
Scared. I said you was gonna say it. I said you was gonna fucking say it, and you did.
Right.
I said it.
Right, because I
Dude,
think
I'm
that,
a fucking fortune teller.
I think that you could acknowledge that you're scared, and you can also acknowledge that I'm smart enough to recognize that. Like, okay. Like, what other reasons can you possibly provide to
Are you fucking shitting me? Are you actually trying to twist it into a win for you?
I mean,
after I said what she was gonna do because you're a fucking liberal?
What other reasons could exist to explain why you're unwilling
Dude, you're playing by the goddamn liberal script.
What other reasons can you provide to possibly explain the fact that you joined a live with a totality of 15,000 people watching, with a background that says, "Why do you support Trump?" with you then intentionally ignoring me asking you to provide a reason why you support Trump? I think it's because if you answered the question, you explain why you support Trump, I'd prove you wrong, and you wouldn't have a response. Are you wasting our time? Kind of seems like it, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, you just came up here to bully, go crazy, accuse us of like being like assholes, and dude, okay, like, come on, we're adults. Use your adult brain, not your child one, if you have one. I don't know. Maybe I'm making too confident of assumptions.
When the fuck did I call you an asshole?
I mean, that's kind of been like the.
Oh no,
overall
that's your
motivation.
conjecture on it, right? Your interpretation,
That's
because
been
you're
your
trying
motivation
to,
of all-
you're
of
trying
all the
to
things that you've
manipulate
said.
the fucking
Michael, thank you for the
narrative.
fireworks.
Yep. That's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to manipulate the narrative that I came on here to bully. Are you bullied by someone online?
I think
Is that
that
what it
somebody
is?
online is trying to bully me, but obviously it's not.
No,
provoking
I'm
much
not
of a
trying to
reaction.
bully you because I'm a firm believer.
Wait,
that
wait.
works.
Are you saying that you don't believe in cyberbullying?
No. You can hit the
Okay,
mute button.
okay. So
You
you're
can
saying
hit the button.
that I could not possibly cyberbully you right now.
No, you can't.
Oh, are you sure about that one, buddy?
I'm just kidding,
dude.
Okay,
are you sure about that one, buddy?
Okay, all right,
You know
all
I
right.
can block you.
Hey, buddy, what's your purpose with being on this live? Because if it's not to tell us why you support Trump, why you're here?
I just want to talk to two people that got their asses kicked by Charlie Kirk.
What did I debate
name
Charlie
one,
Kirk
Name
on?
one specific point.
Oh, there it is. There, look how Parker got interested all of a sudden.
Yeah, we'll prove you wrong.
Hey,
What
Parker,
did
when
I
are you gonna
debate?
debate him again?
Hey, bud, what did I debate?
Hey, hold
Trump?
on. I'm talking. I gotta ask Parker
Right,
something.
right.
Do you think interrupting people makes you win? Hey,
Yes.
did y'all see that little British kid that got his ass kicked by Charlie Kirk the other day?
Totally demolished Charlie Kirk.
Now, please answer
Now,
my
can
question.
you name a
What
specific
way?
point that I or Dean lost on?
I just want him to tell me what I debated him on. I don't think he even knows.
Oh no! I saw you standing in fucking line trying to scream to get a debate.
So how could you know that Charlie Kirk whipped my ass in a debate if you don't even know what I debated him on?
Didn't you debate him at one point on that fucking Jubilee bullshit?
What did he debate him on?
Yeah.
Like what
I
specific
can't
topic?
even fucking remember.
He has
So
no
that was a
clue
while
what
back.
even. He doesn't even know
Was
what
that, like,
topic.
February or
It's not even
December?
that he
Right.
doesn't know an argument or doesn't even know what was said.
Right.
He doesn't even know the topic of
So
discussion.
you think I'm supposed to like record?
Definitely. If you're gonna say
Have
that
memory? Yeah.
If you're gonna say that he whooped my ass in a debate, like hopefully you should like know what he whooped my ass on, right? Like because when you don't know what I debated him on, you don't remember anything about it, but apparently you know that he whooped my ass. Like it just kind of demonstrates that you're a fraud with talking points, and that's about it. Like the idea that he whooped my ass. Oh, guess what? It's just a talking point. You know that he even disputes that. He said that I gave him the best argument he's ever heard, and then went on a podcast after I talked to him on Jubilee. And he said that I'm an incredibly intelligent young man and he'd love to talk to me again. So even Charlie Kirk disagrees with you, man. What a bad day to be you. Also, what a bad day to be a person watching. Everybody wants me to kick you and I just haven't kicked you yet because I'm having too much fun.
He's just an L, I tell you. He's just an L.
Yeah, do you want to unmute and try to respond before I kick you? I'll cave to the chat's demands. I'll be a good dean today. Good dean. That's right. It doesn't look like he wants to come back. What's up, Caden? You support Trump?
Yes, sir, I do. How's it going?
Oh man. Let me ask you a couple questions. But before I do, I got to thank a handful of people here. Alexandria, thank you so much for the $40 over on PayPal. They say, hey, think what y'all are doing is amazing. You're influential to your community. Thank you so much for the love, Alexandria. Can we please show some love to Alexandria down below in that comment section? Let's get 400 Alexandria W's, as well as Hisham. Thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, and AYLA, thank you for the $5 as well. I appreciate you guys. But Caden, is it possible that you could like go inside or get away from that win? It's just causing a little bit of a distraction.
My fault. Can you hear? Is it good
Can
now?
I also say thank you to some people real quick?
Yeah.
For sure.
Is it good now or no?
Yeah, it's totally fine. Danessa, thank you so much. I appreciate the $3. I'm doing good. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Aspen, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Susan with the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Susan. I really appreciate it. Give me some W's for Susan in the comment section for the $50 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Susan.
And then once again, if you're watching and you'd like to support me, keep the stream going for 4 hours a day, I got my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio. Get 100% of the proceeds. They all go straight to me. Only person who touches any of it is the taxman once a year. As well as you'll be able to add a message that I could read off on stream and give you a shout out. But Kaden, take it away. Tell us why you support MAGA Man Taco Trump.
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't want to argue or anything like that. You're corrupted by knowledge, and statistically, you can beat me 10 times out of 10. So I didn't really come on here to debate with you or argue with you or anything like that.
Huh. I'm interested. Why did you come up here then?
Well, I'm just a firm believer in God, and I just, like I said, I wanted to come over here and I want to talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, and then why being gay in the Bible is wrong.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I am here to talk about Trump. It's like you're wrong. You're very, very, very wrong. I would like highly suggest stop being a bigot. But one thing just before I move on is that you said I was corrupted by knowledge. Is that supposed to be a compliment?
No, it's a compliment. Yeah, that's like me. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to argue. I don't want to debate.
Okay. All right, Caden. Well,
I'm gonna tell you why though. I support Trump.
I'm sorry, Caden. I did kick you just because you explicitly told us that you do not want to debate us. But I would highly implore you to stop being a bigot. Okay, being gay is not wrong. Hello, Zach. Do you support Trump?
I believe I do.
Oh no, why? Wait, how old are you? Sorry, you sound like
I'm 21.
Perfect. So why do you support Trump?
So I live in Pennsylvania. It is a very farm area, very blue collar area, and everything around me is Trump.
Right.
So I am admittedly uneducated in the subject as much as I know. So just everything around me is pro-Trump, what he does well, and it's never really about what Kamala does wrong.
So
you're
not really here to give me an argument. You're more so just here to explain that you think that you've only been exposed to the quote-unquote good things that Trump has done, and you're maybe here looking for some more information.
Correct. I'm not sure if this is the conversation you're interested in today, but I
Zach.
feel like there's a lot of people in the chat that might be
Zach.
on the same. Yes, sorry.
That's the reason I host these lives. So you're in the wrong place, and I'll tell you why. So
Okay.
the better place for you to be as somebody that's just looking for more information is to watch the streams, man. Because what happens is we will have people with convictions and why they support Trump, which a lot of the times will be rooted in the same reasons that you might have been exposed to in your hometown. And I have an opportunity to debate and debunk them. So I think that kind of watching the stream is like the value that I feel like you could get out of this stream compared to like having a conversation or debate with me personally. But like what I'd recommend is just being critical of what you hear, maybe looking for alternative sources of information like AP or Reuters, and like hanging out in the box. But you know what I will say are hanging out in the stream and listening. So maybe you might be able to learn something from what I or Parker would say. But one thing I will say before I move on to the next guest is ask a question.
Well, when I started the live, I've seen you on TikTok here and there. I haven't joined a live before, but I'm constantly like, yeah, what is he talking about? This is bullshit, this, that, and the other. And just watching the other people in here who claim to support Trump, they are the strangest people with zero argument at all whatsoever. So you totally took me from Trump, 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 which is everything around me, to now I'm starting to question why I supported that in the first place. So my question is, everybody around, I mean, parents, friends, family, everybody, bosses, I work a blue collar job. It's very against the grain to even contemplate Kamala. Sorry, almost like Kamala.
Kamala is her name.
Kamala. All right, my apologies.
He corrected it. He corrected it.
I tried it. Where do I start? Honestly.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So here's what I would recommend to you if you're just looking for information that doesn't exist in like this pro-Trump echo chamber, is like lives like mine, lives like Parker's, and then maybe like there's a handful of like people on TikTok that will talk about the bad things that Trump does, or just the overall administration as a whole, which tends to be bad. Like a good example of this would be somebody like Aaron Parnas. I mean, he posts like 5 times a day about pretty much everything Trump does, and I think that he does a pretty good job about doing it in a pretty unbiased nature. So check out Aaron Parnas. Also, like PBS, AP, and Reuters are like more like media institutions, not like independent journalists that are worth checking out. And that's a great question. I appreciate you for coming up, and I honestly hope that you stick around and listen to a couple debates to hear what I have to say.
Awesome, thank you so much. I'm going to be in here for a while. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. You are honestly teaching the young minds, uneducated minds, as much as they can. And thanks to the chat. Thanks everybody. I appreciate you guys.
What a cool guy. What a cool guy. Honestly, sounds a lot like me when I was younger. The only difference is that he's a little bit older, so he's like more conscious of it than I even was at the time. So that's like pretty cool to see. I bet he'll end up being a pretty good dude in like the next 2 and 4 years. I have a lot of faith in Zach and people like Zach. We're gonna move on to the next guest. What is going on, Zachary?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a little bit of an echo. Do you have any Bluetooth devices connected?
Oh, hold on.
All right, while he's disconnecting that, I want to thank a handful of people here. Adam, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, as well as Ducky. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo. Ducky says, corrupted by knowledge should be in your bio. Dude, honestly, that's a fucking hard-ass quote. I'm inclined to agree with you. Let's get 200 W Duckies. As well as Dana with a $50 over on Venmo saying, keep up the great work. Thank you, Dana. Let's get 500 Dana Ws. That is D-A-N-A down below in the chat right now. Thank you so much, Dana. Now, I don't think that Zach is being able to resolve that echo, so I am just going to move on. But huge shout out to Dana. Dana, very seriously, thank you for the $50. That's incredibly kind. W fucking Dana. Hell yeah, that is so awesome. Let us know down below in the chat if you're MAGA. We'll pull you up here. We're going to have a debate. Right now, we are just looking for a next Trump supporter. Also, I just want to thank everybody for being in here and being active. This is the largest and most consistent stream I've had since the election. Which is like craziness. Like, wow, we've been live for 2 hours and we have 4 million likes on the stream.
Dude, there's something with the algorithm that switched, bro. I'm telling you. Or it's you got the studio on your main.
Yeah, I think it's just going back to the main account, bro. Like, we finally have access to like a platform to stream to like 3.2 million followers. You know what I mean? What's up, Sam? Do you support Trump?
Kind of, but please don't kick me.
I'm sorry. I kicked you because your mic was very low quality, and I think you might have even been driving. I'm sorry for kicking you, man. I really am. If you happen to get in a spot where you're not driving or have a better mic, feel free to re-request. What's up, Charles? Charles actually hit the road super duper quick. Andrew in the chat called me a fruitcake. Andrew, I invited you to come up. Love to chat. All right, guys, where is that next Trump supporter? Isn't it crazy that we could have like 12.6 thousand people in here and we can't find one person to debate? I always find that
is kind of wild.
To be a little wild. You know what I mean? That's a little wild. All right. If you want to help me load up a guest, feel free, Mr. Barker.
I got you.
Let's try to get that next guest up in the box, y'all. If you're
Crazy that it's harder to get a guest on your account than it is on mine, even though I have significantly less people in the live.
I know, isn't it wild? I think it's pretty wild. What's up, King Davis and Sam? Oh, it's you again, Sam. Sorry, Sam.
Did my audio fix itself?
Ah, it actually did. Sam, how old are you?
I'm so sorry. Is there like an age limit? I'm only 17.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You're 1 year away. You're 1 year away. What's up, King David and Isaac? Are you guys MAGA?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about you, Isaac?
Nah, and you can feel free to kick me, but I was.
Okay, I'm sorry for kicking you, man. Thanks for coming up, though. King David, how old are you?
20, brother.
Oh, and why would you ever support such a train wreck of a presidency? Donald Trump, out of all presidents ever. Why be on the wrong side of history now?
I feel like it's a better choice than Kamala. That's for sure.
Kamala. Why so?
Why so?
I don't know. I just I saw her switch up a lot. I saw her say one thing here and then, and
Can you give us a specific example?
every time she went to go do a speech, she spoke about the same thing over and over again. Like her script didn't even change.
Wait, that's a different point. I asked you specifically, what did she go back on that she said?
Back and forth.
Yeah.
There was one time where she changed like where she was from. She was like, "Oh no, I'm Indian," and then she switched back to not Indian. My fault.
Let me ask you a question. You're about to say, oh, she switches between being South Asian and black, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Question, King David. How many parents do you have?
2.
How many parents do I have? Biological parents. How many biological parents do I have?
I hope 2.
2. How about Kamala Harris?
I hope 2.
2. So, what percentage of your DNA did you receive from your mommy?
50.
What about your daddy?
100.
Oh my God.
50, right? So let me explain the craziest concept of all time. So just like you and me, Kamala Harris received 50% of her DNA from her mommy, 50% of her DNA from her daddy. So when she says one day she's black, one day she's South Asian, well, actually in both of those days, she's black and South Asian simultaneously because her father's black and her mother's South Asian.
Alrighty.
How do you feel about this new innovative concept of being biracial?
No, what do you mean by biracial?
Possessing more than one race. Bi would indicate 2, so having 2 races.
Yeah, no, I feel like she should I don't know. She should.
You feel like she shouldn't be biracial? Well, it's a fact of reality, man. Because guess
No,
what?
not by
2 parents.
not biracial, but I feel like she because then she switches personalities and everything.
And then switches personalities. So I haven't seen.
Now it's personalities. What personality difference?
Switching personalities. This is just so trivial compared to fascism.
Every time she spoke to a different group of people, she just switched to whatever they were like and whatever they liked.
Okay.
You get me?
Give me an example.
So I feel like he is probably meaning to talk about code switching. Like when you say switching personalities, are you talking about the way that she's speaking?
Yeah, and just things that she did in general.
Like
Okay,
what?
like maybe I don't. Maybe he's talking about code switching. It's possible that he isn't. Like, do you want to be more specific about what you're arguing here?
It's hard for me to read like.
Okay, that's
It's hard
fine.
for me to explain.
I bet it's hard to explain, and the reason I think it's hard to explain is because it's so trivial, and it's very trivial when contrasted with Trump. See, like your reason why you don't support Kamala Harris is like apparently switching personalities. See, my reason why I don't support Trump is because his economic policy costs nearly $4 trillion and cuts the after-tax income for 80% of Americans, right? Your reason is because she's biracial. Well, my reason is because Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist that launched the largest internal attack on American democracy when he tried to coup and rig the outcome of the 2020 election. So, like, why are you willing to take such trivial critiques that are utterly meaningless and treat them as if they're worse than, I mean, some of the gravest dangers America has seen since its conception?
She just didn't seem like a firm person, like a firm president, a firm leader in general.
What does that mean? What does it mean to be a firm leader?
Someone that is like strong in what they believe and like what's better like for the people. And like if you don't know what's good
for you personally, then I don't think you'll know what's good for.
How is Kamala Harris not strong in what she believes? If anything, Donald Trump's not strong in what he believes.
Do you think that
because he specifically had 30,000 confirmed lies in his first administration? He lied about the results of the 2020 election. He called for the termination of the Constitution. He goes back and forth on things all the time.
That's what
do you
every
think
president
that?
does.
Do you think no? Not every president has told 30K lies. Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
I'm sorry.
Do you think that men are better at leading than women?
Yes, when it comes to certain things, but not everything.
Yeah. Thank you for being honest. So obviously, like the reason why you're saying these things, like, oh, she's weak, she's not strong, it's because she's a woman. So why do you think men are better at leading than women as it relates to the presidency?
I don't know. Like they just.
You don't know, so that's what we call prejudice. Like the same type of prejudice that Nazis have, white supremacists, sexists. That's you.
No, I don't know. It's that men, I don't know. They just not feel. It's hard for me to explain right now. My fault.
Because it's unexplainable. Because it's prejudice.
Go ahead.
Like prejudice, definitionally
because you're
speaking,
such a
is
great leader
unjustified.
as a man.
You're just like, man, I feel like men are better at leading than women. Boo, L women. They see, dude, it's unexplainable. It's unjustified. There's no explanation. These are your feelings, okay? And we need to take your feelings and we need to change them because they're bigoted and bad and they actively harm and regress society in a direction. And
Can I ask you a question?
No. Actually, I want to
sorry.
ask you a question. You hate DI.
Yeah.
You hate DI, right?
I'm sorry. What is that?
DI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like Donald Trump hates DI, Charlie Kirk hates DI, so do you, right?
What does that mean? I'm sorry.
You've never heard of DEI?
Not DI. No.
DEI.
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay, I think this guy's a kid. I think he's underage. We're going to move on to Daniel Mack. If you're part of the 12.4 thousand people in the stream, guys, make sure that we're double tapping away on that phone screen. That guy's definitely underage, y'all. As well as, let's see here. Jaslyn, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Jaslyn says, thank you for spreading so much awareness. I want to watch you every day. I learn so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much for the love, Jaslyn. Guys, can we please get 200 Jaslyn W's down below in the chat? I really appreciate you for your kindness. That is awesome. Shout out to Jaslyn for the $20. And once again, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio, as well as in the pinned message on my YouTube stream. Hello, Braden.
Hey, Dean, how's it going?
It's going all right, Braden. Is that you with Mr. Trumpy Trump in your profile picture there?
It is indeed. Got a problem with it?
Well, I mean, it's less of like so listen, I actually don't have a problem with you like having a picture of you with Trump as your profile picture. I just think it's like very highly cringe.
Very highly cringe. Well, what about your buddy Harry Sisson having a picture of Joe Biden pinned to his profile? Is that cringe?
No, it's actually fucking based. Sorry.
So what's the difference then?
Yeah, like one's a rapist, one's not a rapist. One like fights for Americans and makes the material conditions of the average American in this country better. One actively fights to make them worse.
Who had higher interest rates?
Who had higher interest rates? Well, A, the presidents don't control the interest rates. B, the feds control the interest rates. C, Donald Trump put Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, in his position in his first term. And D, the interest rates as controlled by the feds are reactionary to inflation in America. And E, inflation in America under the Biden-Harris administration wasn't caused by them, it was caused by the pandemic. And F, how does it feel to get ate the fuck up? I don't know. Sorry. How old are you?
I'm old enough to vote. And I'll tell you, my vote is because the interest rates were a whole lot lower at Trump's first term and his term now.
So how old does that make you?
Interest rates relate to the Federal Reserve, has nothing to do with the President of the United States.
So how old does that make you? You're old enough to vote. What is your actual age?
19.
And what year are you born in?
I'm not going to start giving you my whole entire life story because you don't want to argue with me.
Buddy, you told us that you're 19. I could do the math in my head right now and determine what year you're born in.
Well, do it. I'm not wasting my time.
I kind of feel like he's not lying.
He sounds old enough.
Yeah,
like,
no. And like this whole I'm not going to give you my whole life story shit. I feel like a 19-year-old like brain rotted like MAGA cultist that has a profile
February
picture.
February of 2006.
I believe him. Sorry, chat. I don't believe you. Everybody's saying he's underage. I don't believe you. I think you're wrong. I think he's actually 19. So take it away.
I think he's like 50 or 40 years old, and he's like LARPing as a 19-year-old right now.
Nah, in his profile picture, he looks younger.
How
He
about
definitely sounds
DEI?
younger, though.
How about we talk about DEI then?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me ask you a question. Do you agree with the last guest? Do you think men are better at leading than women?
I think it depends on who it is. I'm not sexist.
Okay, okay. What about like the traditional family structure? The man going out and working and the woman staying at home and raising the children.
Again, I think it depends on the family. I think that
Okay,
it
very
depends
nice.
on
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
you
So,
can have
so why do you think
more
that Trump
power.
is a good president?
One, he is going through and he's defunding government programs that are benefiting other countries before us.
Terrible.
He's not funding Ukraine. He is defunding DEI.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So here's the deal. Do you know who Elon Musk is?
Yes, I know who Elon Musk is. I've been the same.
Would you say that Elon Musk is like a rather like intelligent guy, intelligent fella?
I'd say so, having as many billion.
Oh, I know exactly.
Right. And one could even argue that he's a better businessman than Trump, right? I mean, he's only the richest man alive, correct?
Yes.
All right. So Elon Musk said that Donald Trump is undermining his efforts at Doge. His evidence, or more so his reasoning for this point, is that Donald Trump is signing in significantly more debt-related spending than he is cutting through Doge, particularly the $3.8 trillion worth of debt-related spending that the big, beautiful bill costs.
Well, I think that Elon is correct whenever it comes to deficit spending. Whenever it comes to how much.
Apparently, are you 14? Did you lie to us? Did I defend you? I defended you, Braden. I said that you were.
There's no way
19.
you're 14 years old.
How about you finish the conversation first?
I'm sorry, that is a rough 14, bro. What? Why do you sound like you're like 40 or 50, bro?
How about you argue DEI with me?
If you joined my live and you told me you were like 44.
You are 14.
Dude,
this guy's 14.
Dude, if he told me that he was 44 when he joined my live, I would believe him.
Also,
Brandon, and I'm arguing this.
Brandon, you have me blocked. You have me blocked on X.
Proper.
So I'm gonna block you too.
What?
That was okay. I'd like to formally apologize to everybody that I told was wrong when you guys were saying he's underage. That's got to be like one of the craziest. Like, wow. Okay. Hello, three.
That was wild.
Hello.
Do you
I just have a.
Do you support Trump?
No, I just have a question.
I'm sorry, we're only looking to talk to individuals that do support Trump. Bro, that Seven Sins guy's like back in the queue. Like, what the fuck does he want? Okay. What's up, Lonnie?
What's up? How old are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you support Trump?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 25. Yeah, I support Trump.
Oh man, why? What the hell? Why? Ooh, no.
Why do I support Trump?
Yeah.
I believe that his ideas align better with mine than the current Liberal Party.
Okay. What ideals specifically, sir? Lay them on us. Let us know. What are the ideals that align with your beliefs?
Yeah, firstly, biological men and women's sports is one of them.
Okay, trans women. Okay,
you talk about that first.
Here's the deal. So I think it's funny that the first thing that you want to talk about is like 0.1% of the fucking population. It's like you guys never talk about helping everybody. You guys never talk about helping the average American. Your parties ran on hate, specifically platforming targeted oppression towards 0.1% of the American population. And it's like you guys have done this historically too. All right. Like, remember when like black women were segregated from women's restroom? Who was driving that? The GOP. It's all you fuckers could talk about. And like in 50 years, when from now, when it's no longer socially acceptable to just like bully and discriminate against 0.1% of the American population, your grandkids are gonna look at you and be like, "Holy fuck, why is my grandfather such a bigot?" Like, instead of talking about how he wanted to make America better, he just talked about tearing down 0.1% of the population that doesn't harm her or affect him whatsoever. And keep in mind, you even narrowed your scope even further by talking about trans women in women's sports. There is 16 trans women in women's sports. More women have accused Donald Trump of raping him. Donald Trump has been convicted of more felonies. All right? I just want to make that so incredibly clear. You would rather target discrimination against 16 Americans than tell me why this guy is making the conditions better off for the other 326 million.
I don't find it relevant that the percentage is low. I still see women being targeted.
Oh, you
in
care
this
about
scenario because
you care about women's rights.
Yeah, I care about women's rights.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, sir. How'd you feel if a real shitty dude, okay, was perving on changing naked teenage girls while they were changing in their locker rooms with no other men around. How'd that make you feel?
Yeah, that's wrong.
That's wrong. How? It's like pretty wrong. So this man, purely hypothetical, perved on these naked changing teenage girls in their locker room, no other men around, boasted about it, and then ran for public office. You would never vote for them since you're such a victim of women's rights.
I didn't vote for Trump, first of all. I know what you're trying to imply here.
So you know that Donald Trump has done this?
No, I mean, I don't know whether it's true or not, the validity of your statement, but I'm going to assume.
We can play you a video. Would you like to see the video?
Yeah,
let's
we
hear it.
could play him.
I'm not saying it's not true, but I mean,
Think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that. So you have done that. Now, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
So it's like, not only is everything that I've already said to you true, like targeting discrimination against...
I won't say that that's fake or not with AI and stuff, but I'm going to assume, like, for this conversation, I'm going to assume that that is a completely true video. I don't even know the age of the woman in the pageants he was talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So he did this to both
didn't
adults
discuss
and
that, so-
teenagers.
Say again, sorry.
He did this to both adults and teenagers.
Teenagers being like 18, teenagers being 13. I think that's a
some
big
as young
difference.
as 15. And I mean, I don't really think it makes any difference because in all circumstances, it was unconsensual.
Yeah, it's creepy, but there's a difference between creepy and illegal. And like I said,
So
I didn't vote for Trump.
If it's not illegal,
whether or
then
not I
you don't
support.
care? So remember
No,
when
whether
it
or not
was
I
legal
support
to marry
someone-
children?
I mean, at one point in time, it was legal to marry children, but that doesn't make it okay. I don't agree with it.
Okay, all right. So just because what he did isn't illegal, honestly, it even might have been. I'm not sure of what the law is. I just don't really care what the law is because it's wrong regardless. And I'd say that your classification is merely creepy is unfair. Like, that's not merely creepy. That's incredibly morally abominable. And it's funny that you don't recognize this because you just got done telling us that you would prefer to exist in a fascist country with a redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich just to prevent 16 trans women from competing in the NCAA. But as soon as that president attests to the fact that he would perv on naked changing teenage girls, it's merely creepy and you don't care too much.
From what I heard in that, he said that he could do those things. He didn't say that he did those things.
Oh, yeah,
he said
He was saying that he did those things.
Yeah.
You want us to play it again?
Yeah, like the first
Oh,
thing
no,
he
it's
says
fine.
is, sometimes what I'll do is I'll walk into the changing rooms.
He's protecting women's rights. That's what Lonnie's saying he's doing.
Nah, I mean, I didn't say that. You guys can make that implication if you want, but that's not.
That you said that you support women's rights, right? But
I
you're
do support women's rights, yeah.
So you're supporting women's rights by literally voting for a guy that undermines them, was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, bragged about grabbing women by the vagina without asking.
I told you earlier that I did not vote for Donald Trump. I do support Donald Trump, though.
Why didn't you vote for him? Out of
I'm
curiosity?
asking why you supported him.
I guess out of curiosity, I'm also just wondering, why didn't you vote for
Why
him?
didn't I vote?
Yeah.
Is that what you asked?
Yeah,
I'm from California.
Nah, it said
My
it-
vote for Donald Trump wouldn't matter.
Yeah, fair. I'm never going to say it's not fair to not vote for Trump. Anyways, what's next? So why do you support him?
So previously, I think it was like 2 guys ago, someone commented that. Hold on. Someone had commented that the reason why they support Donald Trump or voted for Donald Trump is because they do not support the opposition, which is Kamala. Is that how you say it, or is it Kamala? Sorry. Kamala. I know there's a correction all the time. I just want to make sure I said it properly. So because they did not support Kamala, so the reason why I support Donald Trump is because I do think he is a better candidate than Kamala would have been.
Why?
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 I don't think she did a very good job as the vice president.
Okay.
I think she honestly was a failure as the vice president.
Okay. Why?
She was in charge of the border, and I think our border was a mess.
Okay. So what was her specific authority over the southern border, and what was her task as designated by Biden?
I don't know the specifics. I just know that she was
Okay.
deemed in charge of the border.
I do. So the specific authority that she
Yeah.
had was to work on diplomatic relations with Southern Latin American countries to make the socioeconomic conditions in Southern Latin American countries better off. So there would be a reduction in the incentivization that individuals in those countries had to migrate to America. And she did so pretty successfully. Like, for instance, she decreased immigration from Guatemala specifically by upwards of 50% through those mere diplomatic relations. And like, most of the time when we hear that, oh, she's this border czar in charge of the border and she failed, it's kind of just a false propaganda talking point. I'm not going to lie. And that's me trying to be as unbiased and objective as possible.
Yeah, I mean, well, as a vice president, there was still an alarming number of illegal immigrants coming through our southern border while she was the vice president.
Okay, do you think that they opened
I
the
don't
border to
agree with
allow
that.
that?
Say again?
Do you think that she opened the border to allow that?
I don't know her reasoning behind why she did what she did.
So why would
No, what do you think she did to cause that?
They allowed the number to get that high. There's a reason why our current border crossing rate is much lower, and I think it's because Trump and the administration
So they
are
tried to
taking it
pass
more
a
seriously.
bipartisan border bill, and Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine that bipartisan border bill.
Was Donald Trump in office when this happened?
He called for people in Congress. He doesn't have to be in office in order to have that type of power. The same way that Obama doesn't have to be in office in order to have political power or influence over the Democratic Party.
Okay. I don't know what was in this bipartisan border bill and how it would have helped, but if you guys can inform me on why you think that would have brought the numbers down to numbers like close to what they are now, I would appreciate that.
Yeah, so the bipartisan border bill specifically, well, actually, even without it, even with just the executive order that Biden passed, it brought it down to lower levels of border crossings than what Trump had at the end of his administration. But specifically looking at the bipartisan border bill, it would have increased the amount of immigration judges. It would have limited how many people can go through in terms of encounters. It specifically would have granted power to Congress, or not to the Congress, to the president to be able to shut down the border, given that it crossed that particular threshold. Right, and it would have built more wall than Trump ever built under his entire administration. So those are things that Republicans were like really, 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 really wanted.
He left.
And then, okay.
He's gone.
All right.
Goodbye, I guess. Okay. All right. What the hell? You said goodbye. This guy's back. Are you ready to debate about why you support Trump? Yes or no?
Hey, why did you tell me to mute myself when you actually didn't allow me to unmute?
That was gibberish. Are you ready to tell us why you support Trump?
No. I wonder why.
Great. Then goodbye. Moving on to the next guest, everybody. If you're in the live, guys, make sure that you're double tapping away on the phone screen. I appreciate all 12,000 of you guys for being here. And if you are MAGA and you'd like to come up and debate me and Parker, let us know down below in that chat by spamming MAGA. We will get you up here. What is going on, Mr. Corey? Are you MAGA?
I would say so, for the most part.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Corey, so sad to hear. Well, let me thank a handful of people. Jasmine, thank you for the 6 pounds. Piss Out, thank you for the 5. Chris with a 5. And Jay, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Jay says, if you ever run for president, I'd be the first to vote for you. Here in Santa Fe, Parker could be your VP, or maybe you two should debate over who'd be the more effective leader. Yeah, maybe you'll see us in a Democrat primary stage in another 20 years. Who knows, right? Thank you for the love, Jay. Everybody show some love to Jay. As well as James, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. That is incredibly kind of you. And Alexandria, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. No need to read this out on your life. Okay, thank you so much for the love, Alexandria. As well as Nicole, thank you for the $14 over on PayPal, saying thank you for dealing with these incompetent, willfully ignorant cultists. Oh man, they never let me down. They never let me down with their incompetence. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Alexandria, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Will with the $11, saying that your stream makes my commute home a lot more fun. I'm happy I could help. Thank you for the $11, Will. And Odessa, thank you for the $10 as well, saying always trust the chat. I guess I got to learn. And then Alec with a C, thank you for the $10, saying psychiatric here. The fact that MAGA supporter thinking being gay or being a part of the LGBTQ plus community is a mental illness is insane. 110% it's insane. As well as Glade with a 5, Adam with a 5, and MAT with a 5 as well. I appreciate you guys. But Corey, take it away. Tell us why you're MAGA.
Well, I guess I'm more so in the middle, but I just wanted to touch on something that you talked about earlier.
Okay. Bills, thank you for the $15 over on YouTube Super Chat as well, saying, Dean, let me cook you. Head over to the TikTok stream and hop in the queue. Take it away, man.
So the U.S. pageant thing that you were talking about earlier, I actually looked into that. That was a Howard Stern interview in 2005, correct?
Yep. April 11th, 2005.
Okay, so There's nothing here that says like this. I'm fact checking now, and it straight up says he wasn't talking about the women. He's talking about the dresses.
Bro, he literally said that you see these amazing, beautiful, naked women.
He actually says, they're standing there with no clothes, which isn't necessarily naked. Is everybody okay?
Wait.
Well, so now moving the goalpost.
Wait. What do you mean by? Okay, if you don't have any clothes on, what are you?
Are you in underwear?
Are underwear clothes?
Hey, I mean they are, yeah.
Okay, so if you're standing there with no clothes, what does that imply?
Well, nothing here says that they are absolutely naked. Though. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, he said that they're standing there with no clothes. What is it? If you have no clothes on, that makes you naked.
Where does he say they have no clothes on? Though?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's at the what? If you go to the clip posted on YouTube, it's at like the minute and 42-minute part. We'll go ahead and play it.
Because it's been said.
Listen, you asked me where it says they're standing there with no clothes. I'll show you.
To do that. So you have done that. Now, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes.
He says, and I quote, they're standing there with no clothes. I actually say, we played that again, but in this time, 0.5 speed, just so you can let it sit in. Here we go.
I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes.
There you go, sir. You asked me where he said it. There's where he said it. Played it twice, one in full speed, one in 0.5 speed. Do you need me to play it again?
No, you're good.
Perfect.
So now I got a question for you.
All right.
For as far as the Israeli and Palestinian war, how do you stand on that?
Holy shit. Okay.
You're not going to address what he just said?
You're going to address
what
he said,
he's right.
please.
He's right.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
There you
go. Yeah, so I'm pro-Palestinian. But I would really appreciate you to answer the background. Why do you support Trump?
I don't know, man. I just, I felt like if the majority of America would be against the Democratic Party right now, it's probably a good standing point here.
Okay, so you're basically saying that A, you're wrong. So majority of America voted against Trump in the election, and B, it is the case that majority support doesn't indicate truth. Like a vast majority of humans on Earth for thousands of years thought that the Earth was flat. Didn't mean it was true. That's just an appeal to populace. It's a logical fallacy. Let's get something to substance.
Mm-hmm.
Rain, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. That is so incredibly kind. Rain says, thank you so much, Dean, for advocating for the LGBTQ plus IA community. Thank you for the $10, Rain. It's basic human decency, as well as...
No, I absolutely agree with the LGBTQ in a lot of ways.
As well as Maya, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal as well, saying education. Thank you for the love, Maya. That's incredibly kind of you guys. Show some love to Rain and Maya. Thank you guys so much. So what's the argument? Why is Trump a good president?
I don't know, man. I kind of like him more than I liked Biden.
Okay, well, your answer is I don't know. You're just not really giving us
I'll be
much
honest
substance.
with you. Well, here's my thing is Kamala Harris, I kind of just got put into the scenario, right? She wasn't voted or elected in my...
Sorry, I kicked him just because he said, I don't know. It pisses me off when people say that, and we have a lot of options. Hello, Noe, do you support Trump?
Hello. Well, I can't say I support Trump or I don't because I'm not a U.S. citizen, but I have a view on...
Appreciate you so much for coming up. We are looking for individuals from America that support Trump to come up here and debate with us, but I do appreciate you for your time. Let's go and get that next guest up in here. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat if you do know why you support Trump. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat if you do know why you support Trump. Everyone, just give us a minute. As well as Haley, thank you so much for the $13 over on PayPal. That is Hailey. Thank you so much for the love, Haley. Cookie King does not mock me, but do you support Trump?
Didn't you mug Cookie King on live today?
Cookie King does mug you, buddy.
No,
Cookie
he doesn't.
King does mug you.
Not true.
Yes, he does.
Shut
yes,
up.
he does.
Shut up, David.
He does mug you. He does mug you,
No, he
buddy.
doesn't, David.
Yes, he does. He mugs you.
Oh my God.
How does he not mug you?
Oh my God. Okay, goodbye. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that chat if you want to debate. Where are the Trump supporters at? That guy needs a job application, let me tell you. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, all right. Where are the guests at? He.
Nocturnal, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you for the $2.50. Yeah, literally though, Nocturnal.
And
Jasmine, thank you.
Gabrielle with a $10 over of him. I gotta read her message here. She says, "Aspirin for the headaches these magas must cause you." Oh, dude, thank you for the $10 to buy a bottle of aspirin. I will be putting that to perfect use later today. I absolutely do need a bottle of aspirin. Let me tell you. Oh, it looks like this guy's back for a third time. Hello, Elias. Do you support Trump?
Caroline, thank you for the $1.11.
You do. How do you?
What's up?
Okay. Are you finally ready to tell us why you support Trump?
Actually, I don't support any politician, but this was the first time I did vote for him.
Oh wow! Honestly, kicking you and bringing you back 2 times has actually finally got you to a point where you're ready to give us an argument. That's awesome.
Well, actually, no. I wanted to counter. I wanted to ask your points because on the
You're still not ready to tell us why you support Trump. Okay, you're gone for a 3rd time. Hop back in the queue when you are ready to tell us.
3rd time
why
is
you
a
vote
charm.
for him. 3rd time's a charm, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Daniel, thank you for the $3 over on Venmo for some chicken tacos. Yo, I actually love chicken tacos. They're probably among one of my favorite meals. In fact, maybe I'll get some for dinner. Thank you for giving me a dinner idea. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We got Darius loading up in. Everyone just give Darius a minute. What's up, Darius? Are you MAGA?
Yo, what's going on?
Are you MAGA?
Okay, so I wouldn't say I exactly am actually.
Okay, man. I hope that you have a good rest of your day.
Just letting everyone know, if you're joining up the guest box, you got to be 18 plus. You got to be voted for Donald Trump, support him, right? And you got to live in America. That is the rules, everyone. You got to be able to vote.
That's right, everybody. And people don't follow these rules, and it makes our lives very difficult because it is so hard to find guests. Let me tell you, Jack, thank you for the $6.44 on PayPal, and Jasmine with the $3.86. Thank you, Jack and Jasmine. And by the way, if you're watching and you'd like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio. I get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms. They go straight to me, and I can give you a shout out and read an attached message. Hello, Steele. Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
19.
19, and why the hell would you ever support the worst president of your life, the train wreck of an administration, Donald J. Trump?
I don't personally like him, but I do support some of the things that his administration has brought up, especially with the health administration. I like how RFK has definitely brought up some points with Red 40 and Yellow Dye 4.
Completely canceled out by him canceling all recommendations for all vaccines for children.
Yeah, that's another point, is that most of the vaccines that he studied
he hasn't
with
studied
different
anything. He's not a doctor.
sources. Well, he talks to people who studied with him, doctors.
RFK says don't take
they were
medical
given
advice
mercury in the vaccines,
Oh shit!
which have brought
RFK
many
says not
side
to take
effects to
medical
pregnant
advice.
women. And they've actually there's like crap. The Joe Rogan podcast. If you watch the Joe Rogan podcast,
Oh my
he talks
god.
about the
Okay, I understand. You watch Joe
It-
Rogan. Joe Rogan is not a good source specifically for.
But
right,
RFK is. He is a good
no,
source.
RFK is not a good source. RFK specifically, right, is not qualified at all. He literally says himself not to take his advice, right, because he's not qualified in making that type of determination about medical health.
But he
He's not a
does
medical expert.
he does bring up people that actually do know what they're talking about.
I'm so sorry,
And if you go
Steele.
to them,
I'm so sorry, Steele. I'm going to have to put you on mute just for a second because we have a very special guest. Conservative Mom, welcome in. Conservative
Hello?
Mom, unmute that mic. Come on, you just joined the queue. I would much rather talk to you than the crazy science-denying lunatic who thinks that RFK is a good source of medical information even though he says that he wasn't. Like, please. People like Steele, they actually cause physical pain to me. It just, hurts to listen to them. It's, my least favorite argument that anyone could ever give me. I hate it so much. This is my least, it hurts. Conservative Mom, please. Unmute your mic. Come on, Conservative Mom.
I don't think they're here.
No, that's unfortunate. Still unmute. Take it away. Don, he just left too. Dude, okay, that was probably my fault. I muted him. My bad.
And
Holy
you got him
shit.
to leave. Wow.
Dude, I don't know what's going on today. Sam, what's up? Are you MAGA?
No, I just love you guys so much. I'm sorry, but I love you. You guys are my favorite.
I appreciate you for the love. That is incredibly kind. All right. All right, everybody. Who's next? Let's go ahead and try to get that next guest up in the box. Next guest up in the box. I really wish that conservative mom would have chatted with us. Hello, do you support Trump?
Hi. I literally only agree with one thing he's done, and I'd really like not to. So I have questions.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 22. I was born in 2003.
Yeah, what do you agree with?
So literally the only thing I agree with him on is the transgender sports thing, and I'd really like not to agree with him on that because I hate the man, but I have questions about it because I am a female wrestler, and I've wrestled for 8 years. And when I wrestled men, like in contact sports, like it was very different from when I wrestled women. And so I'm just confused about like I get non-contact sports and everything. Like if you're playing freaking pool, it shouldn't be gendered. But I'm just confused about I don't know what the argument is towards the transgender policies.
Parker, take it away.
Oh yeah. So in terms of sports, right after multiple years of HRT, right, and or not going through a male puberty, those certain things wouldn't be true. Are you saying in those certain scenarios you'd be allowed of people playing?
Yeah, no, I'm more talking about contact sports and like the difference in actual like skeletal make and body and everything. Like men have a much higher
we're not talking about cis men. We're talking about trans women, right?
Yeah, no, but I'm also talking about transgender women. They still have, sorry, I did not mean to do that. Like they still have the same, like most of them still have the same skeletal make and everything, and the dense bones that they got through puberty. And I'm just trying to figure out how we would overcome that.
Hannah, didn't I just address this? After multiple years of HRT and or right didn't go through a male puberty, right? Those certain conditions wouldn't be true. In the
So they
context
actually
of,
just like they disappear.
In the context of taking multiple years of HRT, it does affect bone structure.
Okay, thank you. I just really wanted to know that, honestly. I love you guys. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, basically that's the position in a nutshell, is that given like a sufficient amount of HRT, no unfair biological advantage would exist for trans women in sports due to the fact that they're a male, right? And because no unfair biological advantage would exist, I guess individuals such as myself and Parker just wouldn't see a reason for segregation. And I feel like that's just kind of like the logical entailment from the position. We're gonna get that next guest up here.
Can I say thank you to Sid real quick? Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $100 on YouTube super chat for Hi Happy Thursday. Good to see you, Sid, as always. Can we get some W's for Sid in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate it. W's for Sid in the comment section right now. Thank you so much.
All right, so Kyle and Hannah, you guys are both Trump supporters, right?
Thanks for Sid. Sid, thank you so much.
Oh, and Hannah left, even though she said she was MAGA in that chat. Okay, Mr. Kyle, take it away. Tell us why you support Trump. I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna listen to you. Take that mic and speak.
Oh, well, he's been doing a lot of changes and stuff in general, and I don't, the government isn't really trustworthy, so we'll just see how those changes work out.
Okay, well, I think that we know a handful of things about the changes that he's implemented. It's that they haven't worked out so far. What reason should we have to believe that they will? Like, name one specific change that he's made that you support and defend it.
Well, how do you know that they haven't worked out? Like with the tariffs and stuff, stock market's going back up, and maybe over time that was the plan.
That's because the tariffs aren't going to be allowed due to the context of
Yeah,
the court
but
system.
they went down, they went up before that started.
This argument just
because
fucking
they paused the tariffs.
This argument pains me. Listen, I'm going to make it simple. He implemented tariffs. Market dropped by 7%. He rescinded the tariffs. Market increased by 7%. He implemented the tariffs. Official prediction of recession. He paused the tariffs. Official prediction of recession is taken away. Okay? he put a pressure point on the American economy with his tariffs that had negative implications. Those negative implications were immediately seen and forecasted. When he removed the tariffs, he removed that pressure point and market rebounded. But please, once
So
again, defend Trump by indicating to me the changes that
so
he has made that you
so
think will be good.
so are you an economist, or like how do you know all that stuff?
I have a degree in economics. Yes.
Okay, so then you just you're the knowledge. You're the one that knows all about it. Even though people argue about
I don't know all.
economics, even though people
Tell us
argue
why
about
we were wrong.
economics and
Tell
all
us
that.
why we were wrong. So you're not going to do this annoying ass
I,
thing where you're like, there's no way you
I'm
could be
saying
right because it's controversial. Tell us why
I'm
we're
not.
wrong.
I'm saying you don't know
Most economists indicate that Trump's tariffs are disastrous.
And I don't think
most,
and I
but
don't
then
even think that matters
there's
because
some there's
wait.
some
I'm so sorry. This is just
well,
such a no. I'm interrupting you.
so you
No,
can
no, no.
keep
Yes,
why
I'm interrupting you because this is like
I
a
said
very
why.
why I'm interrupting you because I think that this is an
Wait,
incredible.
I can't interrupt you.
All right, that's right. So right now I'm interrupting you because I think the way that you're debating
Okay.
is incredibly disingenuous, incredibly
Well,
dishonest, and one moment, and incredibly annoying.
yeah.
The reason why I say that is
Well, I
okay.
think it's
No,
incredibly
I'm
annoying that
actually
you
not
make
done
money
speaking
off
yet.
of this shit. It's kind of crazy that you guys
You
go
shouldn't
around
say
and
that.
you get all
You
kinds of
shouldn't say that.
donations for sitting up here and
You shouldn't.
rambling on.
It's a bad
And you
idea.
can up here
That's
get
a
up here and
terrible
ramble
idea.
on and just sit here and suck people's money away from them. That's
Kyle,
what this is all about. That's what it's all about. We know. That's why you're smiling. Yeah, that's
Kyle.
why you got your tacos. That's why you got your Advil. That's why you got all the money that you got is because you got on here and started rambling a bunch of
Nathan, thank you
nonsense.
for the
Are you
$5.
I
jealous?
believe you.
Thank
Are
you
you
for the
No,
jealous, Kyle?
thank you for
oh,
the
I'm not
five.
jealous. I
Oh my
think it's
God, I
absurd
can't
that
even get
all
a
these
fucking word
morons,
out.
I think all these morons are giving you money to sit here and ramble on
Okay, can
about
I speak
bullshit.
on my own live now?
Oh, well, I was just wondering, you were interrupting me, so I figured I'd interrupt you. But go ahead and spat some more babble at me.
Kalana, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo for the money for the
Yeah,
grifter. Thank you
there
for
it
the love,
is.
Kalana.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
Kalana, you're not a moron like
Keep
he says
sending
you are. Thank you for
keep
the love.
sending money,
The
morons.
the more
Keep sending
don't
money,
don't call them
morons.
morons. Don't Serenity with a
Don't-
$20 over on YouTube Super Chat
Yeah,
stopped working just to
yeah,
donate because of this guy. Thank you for the $20 Serenity. And
yeah.
Adam, thank you so much for
Way
the
to
$5
go.
over on Venmo. And
Way
Caleb
to
with the
go.
$5 over on YouTube Super Chat. And
So,
John with a $15 on Venmo for the moronic
right.
payment. Thank you for the love. And Saint
Yeah,
Cecilia with the
well, at least
galaxy.
you can
And
admit the
Thomas,
payments.
thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo, Thomas.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much for the
yeah.
love, Thomas. Everybody show
No,
some
you
love to
do.
Thomas down below in the chat.
No, I know you love it when they love you and give you money. That's awesome, ain't it?
Would you not like it if individuals donated money
Oh
to you?
well, I
Sorry,
wouldn't get on
gotta
here and
interrupt
spit a
you to
bunch of
thank
bullshit.
Gomez for the
Wouldn't get
$6
on here
over
and
on
just spit a
PayPal. The
bunch of
Big Mirror for the
bullshit.
$10 over on
Keep
YouTube Super
giving
Chat
them
just because it
money.
bothers him. And
Keep
Danica,
giving
thank you
them
for the
money.
$20 over on the
Keep
Venmo
giving
stream.
them money.
Let's get 200
Look at
Danica
him.
W's down below
Look
as
at
well
him.
as
He's
Owen.
getting
Thank you for the
pissed.
$5 over on PayPal, calling me a moron. And
Look
Robert,
at him.
thank you for the
Look at
$20
him.
over on PayPal just
Look
to
at
piss him
him.
off. Thank you for the love. It's
Look
Jen. Thank you
at
for the
him.
$25 over on
He's
Venmo.
getting
And with Coral
emotional.
with the $10 over
Look
on
at him.
YouTube
He's
Super
getting
Chat. And
emotional.
Carly
He's
with the
coming in with high
$5 over on
emotion.
Venmo. Guys, thank you so much for the
Got him
love.
with
Oh
this
my
high
God.
emotion.
And
Look at this
Sophia
high
with a
emotion.
$70
Look
over
at
on
this high
Venmo.
emotion.
Sophia and
Look
Sid
at
with
this highest
$100 on
emotion.
YouTube Super Chat.
Look at this
Thank you
high
so much for the
emotion.
love. Keto with a
High
$10 over
emotion.
on Venmo. Thank you so much. Shout out to Sid and Sophia and
Well,
Jacqueline with a
what?
$5 over on the PayPal stream and Hannah with a
And
$10 over on the Venmo stream as well. And Meg with a 20 pounds over on the YouTube Super Chat and Jasmine with a $12 over on the PayPal and
they're
Pav
giving you
with a
pounds and
$10
they can't
over
even
on the YouTube Super
reply.
Chat. What the hell? Hey, sir, I just want to point it out when you talk about
Can I
people donating money to me, they
can,
will only donate more.
can I ask you a question real
After
quick
I
before
thank
you start rambling on again?
after I thank Hannah for the $15 on Venmo. Thank you,
Okay,
Hannah. And I got to
just
thank
whenever
Angela.
you're ready.
Well, I also got to thank Angela for the $20 on PayPal from the moron. Thank you for the love, Angela. And
Just
Clay, thank you for the
just let me know when you're
$25.
ready.
I will let you know when I'm ready. Clay, thank you for the
Okay.
$25 over on Venmo from Kyle. And Courtney with the $20 over on Venmo saying proud to be a moron for Dean. And Michael with the $10 over on PayPal saying that we love you. And Kev with the $5 on Venmo saying stay mad, Kyle. Wow, man. Look at that. All these people are morons, right?
I'm mad.
Oh, you're
I'm mad.
pissed. Very pissed.
Oh, okay. But I do think it's funny that
Taylor,
you
thank you
started
for the
showing.
$10 over on Venmo, and Aubrey with the $10 on Venmo as well, and College with the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat saying, sucking my money away. I'm sucking, as well as Gabrielle with the $20 over on PayPal. Another moron here. All the morons, let's go. Ooga Booga with the $10 over on the YouTube Super Chat, and Michael with the $7 on PayPal, and oh my God, Erica. Oh, I'm sorry, not Erica. Elizabeth with $100 over on Venmo on behalf of Kyle. Thank you for
What
the
a
$100
stupid
fucking
bitch.
dollars. What the fuck, dude?
Stupid.
Oh my
What a
God, this
dumb
guy's
bitch.
pissed. Don't call. What the fuck are you doing? You're so mad that you've now resulted in calling women stupid bitches. Get a load of this absolute fucking joker. Get a load of this absolute fucking asshole. This dude, mask off, full hate, calling women stupid bitches just because you were so fucking pissed.
And by the
that
way,
individuals
Elizabeth,
watch
thank
this
you for the
content.
$100 on behalf of Kyle. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I appreciate the $100. Thank you so much. W's for Elizabeth in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Tara, thank you for the $10 from the DNC. Thank you so much.
Dude, what the hell is going on? Thank you so much
As well
for
as
the
Kim with the
galaxies.
$20. Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate it. And Mike with the $5. Thank you.
And Hannah with the $10, Bo with the $5, Alana with the $5, Michael with the $6, Snoko with the $10. What, dude? I can't even keep up. Odessa, thank you. What the? I literally can't keep up. Odessa, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Amanda with the $20 on PayPal for the first time donation. Lauren with the $15 on PayPal. Kimberly with the $5 over on Venmo on behalf of Kyle. Lindsay with the $20 over on PayPal. Amber with the $2 on Venmo. I literally can't keep up, you guys. This is insane. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo as well. Aubrey with the $10. Erica with a $1 over on PayPal. This is, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on, dude? Don, thank you so much for the $10 over on the YouTube Super Chat. Felix with the $5. Lindsay with the $20 over on the can't keep up. The chats are going to. I literally can't keep up. College with another $20 over on the YouTube Super Chat. Samantha with a $5 over on PayPal. Oh my God. Callie with the $5 over on PayPal. Lisa with the $50 on PayPal saying keep cooking this fraud. Oh my God, Lisa. What the fuck is going on? Kyle, you're seething.
Am I?
Yeah, are you kidding me? You come up here, you're like, oh, what the fuck are these donations? They're all morons. And then fucking next thing I know, I can't even keep up with the donations. You are
So when
seething. I'm so sorry that
So when I
happened to you,
say-
bro. I feel
I
bad.
really don't care.
Tiago, thank
I
you for the
don't
10.
care. You
If
already
you
made
didn't
it
care, then you
work.
wouldn't have called Elizabeth a stupid fucking bitch just for donating to me.
Well, she can be retarded. It doesn't mean I have to care about it.
Of course, buddy. Get out of
Yeah,
here. Get
yeah.
out of here. Yo, Lisa, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo for Kyle. Yeah, dude's pissed. As well as College, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Okay. And then also Art, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Shout out Art. Honky, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo saying thanks, Kyle. Savannah with a $1 on PayPal. Lorianne with a $5 over on PayPal. Thank you guys so much for the love. Hey. You know what, Kyle? Fuck you. We all agree. Fuck Kyle. I mean, what an airball. What a way for his anger to just blow up in his face. But on a real note, while we're getting the next guest up here, I don't even know what to say. Thank you guys for the love. I'm kind of lost for words. I just want each and every single one of you to know that I appreciate the ever-loving hell out of you guys.
Hello.
What's going on, man? Do you support Trump?
Can I catch up real quick?
Yeah. Take it away.
I've got just a few to catch up on. Kaya, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it for Kyle's high emotions. Thank you. Lauren, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much on behalf of Kyle. Thank you. I really appreciate you some W's for Lauren in the comment section. Amber with the $2. Thank you. Rain with the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Brittany with the $15. Thank you. I appreciate it, Brittany. Give me some W's for Brittany. Michael with the £5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Lisa with the $50. Thank you so much for being you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lisa. As well as Lindsay with the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I did just see that. I actually reported that yesterday. as well as Robert. Thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. And Samantha, thank you for the $5. Give some W's for everyone in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, y'all.
And then also I saw a comment that said, "Do they have to acknowledge every donation?" I thought I'd like let you guys know, like we do try to do that. That's something that both me and Parker have done since we were like incredibly like small creators, and it was something that I never intended to change. Like the larger that I grew, I know that it may be like more annoying for some of you, but like at the end of the day, I do try to express my generosity like to every single person, and you know, for those that like get annoyed by that, I do apologize, but like it's just, to me personally, it is very important. But what's up, Bodsters? Do you support Trump?
Hold on, can I think a few more people
Real quick, can I just say, Parker, can you please unblock me? I was being annoying one night and saying the Billie Eilish cat song, and then you blocked me. Can you please unblock me? I just want to watch your stuff.
I got you.
Yeah, free
Yo,
go.
Sid with the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, we're
Finished the
gonna-
school year today and won the staff award. Let's go,
That's awesome, Sid.
Can
Hell
we
yeah,
get some
Sid.
fucking W's for Sid in the comment section right now, as well as Elizabeth the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Give me some W's for
We're-
Elizabeth in the comment section right now. Thank you so much again, Sid. Though I really appreciate it. It's always good to hear that. It's fucking amazing to hear that. Love you with the $10, and then Ashley with the $15. Thank you so much to repair the holes in the drywall from Kyle.
Would
Thank you
help
so
us
much,
try to get
Ashley.
another guest up here?
Yes, I got you. W's for Sid in the comment section. W's for Elizabeth. I really appreciate it.
All right, guys, we're gonna try to get another guest up here literally right now, everybody. So do just kind of give us a minute. If you're MAGA, make sure to let us know down below. And then also Sid, thank you for the $50 over of Venmo from this stupid bitch. Thanks for not tolerating slurs. Elizabeth, I want to let you know you're not a stupid bitch. That guy was a complete and total fucking utter asshole. Can we please just get some extra love for Elizabeth because she caught that stray from that guest? Dude, show some love to Elizabeth down below. I mean that very seriously. What is up, Jack? How old are you?
18, mate.
Mate, are you from America?
Yep.
What time is it?
17:38.
17:38.
It's not even 38.
I say, hey, what's up? Hello.
Sabrina, thank you for the $10. Thank you. And then Amanda, thank you for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much for
Guys, we're going to try to get that next guest up in here. Let us know if you're MAGA double in that chat. We're going to get you up here, everyone. Dude, just kind of give us a minute to get that next guest loaded in as we speak. As well as Emily. I didn't even see this. Emily, thank you for the $50 on Venmo as well. Thank you, Emily. Dude, shout out to Emily. Emily says, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. What's up, baby? Are you MAGA?
Yes, MAGA for life, baby.
Oh, dude, why?
Bro, I have to support my boy Trump, bro.
Why?
Well, honestly, the reason is simple. It's just because he's the GOAT at foreign policy.
Oh, no.
That's primarily the reason. I'm a dual citizen.
Are you pro Putin? Or
fuck no. Fuck Putin, bro.
Pro IDF?
Hell no, free Palestine. That's actually one of the main reasons I support Trump, bro.
What the
Because he's the only one who has the balls to like criticize Israel.
Buddy, did you see that press conference that he did with Netanyahu where he announced his plan to systemically, ethnically cleanse the 1.2 million Palestinians remaining on the
No,
Gaza
but here,
Strip?
listen, I gotta defend my boy, right? Because he,
what the
he's
fuck?
you're
Trolling. AB,
you know,
AB,
he
tell-
slipped up.
AB,
He slipped up when he said that.
AB, be honest. You're a leftist that is trolling.
No, I'm not leftist.
So you just called
I'm
it
actually
a-
more of a centrist, if I'm being honest. If I got to talk about my political ideology, but like if I had to choose between Trump and Kamala, I have to choose Trump all the way, just because like I feel like Kamala would like bow down to Israel. She would probably be as trash as Biden when it comes to foreign policy. So
Okay.
I think
Yeah. Listen. So I agree. Kamala's pro-Israel for sure, but not as pro-Israel as Trump. Like she didn't have a plan to personally, ethnically cleanse everybody on the Gaza Strip and then give the land to Netanyahu.
no, but I think Trump misspoke when he said. I
Okay,
don't
that's
think-
obviously like a
What?
disingenuous false statement.
He engaged in an interview with Brett Bauer, where he said specifically that they shouldn't have a right to return.
Oh shit! Wait, but didn't he like criticize Israel like during this week or like last week? I feel like I read an article about that.
Nothing legitimately.
No, but like tensions were rising, and that's why Netanyahu actually made that.
Where is that gone? You should look back into that. Where is that gone?
Sorry.
You should look back into that. Where's that gone?
I'm not sure honestly. Like I could be mistaken there, but you know, like honestly, for me, it's because I'm a dual citizen and I'm also Saudi. Like, I feel like Trump is just like better for Saudi relations, and that's why, like the deal when he came down and had that thing with the wine.
I think he's trolling. I'm sorry, I kicked him. I think he's trolling. Like to say that he's pro-Palestinian, supports Trump. We talk about the plan for ethnic cleansing. He's like, oh, he misspoke. Like, get the hell out of here. Like he had to have been just like a troll, just like a total troll. Moving on to the next guest, everyone. Just give us a minute. Go ahead and put a MAGA down below in that
Samantha
chat.
and Riley, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Put a MAGA down below in that chat if you want to come up and debate, y'all. Put a MAGA down below in that chat if you would like to come up and debate, as well as college. This was a while ago, but I did want to thank you as well. Thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. That did come through a little bit ago. Thank you so much.
Hello.
As well as Lovey, thank you for the 5 on Venmo. Riley with the 5 on Venmo. Barbara, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Shout out, Barbara. As well as Ashley, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo to repair the holes in their drywall from Kyle. As well, Rebecca, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal as well, and Art with the 25, guys. If there's anybody that donated when Kyle is up here that I didn't thank, just know that I really do appreciate you. And I've tried to get around to every single donation. And if there's a handful that I haven't, just know that I appreciate you and I love you. And I'm so sorry that I didn't see your donation. Just know that I really do appreciate you. But what's up, Joseph? Are you MAGA?
I got a question. Honest to God, honest question.
Are you MAGA?
Yeah, I am.
I don't believe you.
I am in fact MAGA. No. I am Trump all the way. I will
Maxine,
die.
do you support Trump?
No, but my mom does, and I'm waiting for her to come home. So when I request, can you let me up?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Moving on to the next guest. Yo, Deviante North, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Appreciate that, Deviante. That's incredibly kind of you. What's up, Chip? Are you MAGA?
Oh yeah,
Thank
for
you
sure.
for the $5.
You are. Have I ever spoken to you before?
No, I just want to congratulate Parker on his coming out and his homosexuality. It means a lot to, stand on this platform and speak out about your attraction to trans women, Parker.
That's where I remember you from. Yeah, remember how I dunked on you? You came up here defining.
We respect you, Parker. We respect you and your attraction to trans women,
Hey,
bro.
do you mind if you let me finish?
The clip is on my page. You kicked me last time before we could actually have a.
Yeah, it's because you came up here defining sexual Okay, Chip.
You're a runner, brother. You're.
Okay, and you don't have the capacity to let another individual finish. for
No,
more
you
than
kicked
3
me before we
seconds.
could talk because you're scared, brother. You're scared.
Okay, you're insufferable. That's why I kicked you, and that's why I'm likely going to kick you again unless you could
So
let me
let's
speak
talk
for more
about
than
it. Let's
4
talk
words.
about it then.
There's no
You can't,
talking
bro.
if you won't let me speak more than 4 words. Like, you imagine that you're a toddler, you're crashing out, then your parents revoke your ability to
You
play the
gotcha
PS.
moment and then kick me because you're scared of a debate. That's what you're gonna.
If I'm so scared, why am I trying to talk to you? If I'm so scared, why are you interrupting me when I'm trying to talk to you?
This is what you did last time. You talked to me for about 20 seconds while I was mute.
I am so close
Then
to
you-
kicking you because I cannot get more than 2 words out. This doesn't make you look good. You're not convincing anybody that I'm scared or that I'm running when you won't let me speak more than fucking 4 words. That is like the
Go ahead,
worst
you have
way
the-
to approach these conversations.
Go ahead. You have the floor, bud.
Great, yeah. I dunked on you last time you came up here because you tried to define sexual orientations as existing in a plane predicated on the basis of sex, not gender. But then I showed you a picture of Buck Angel and I asked you if you'd be gay if you wanted to give Buck Angel back shots. And you said yes, even though Buck Angel is a biological female. So you conceded your own fucking view.
I didn't concede my own view. My original statement and claim was that a biological male being attracted to a biological male is homosexual. And here's how I can respond to your claim. Buck Angel could get pregnant. And Buck Angel is a female who can't impregnate somebody else. So there is another level to it of Parker is attracted to a trans woman, but
Parker, do you want to talk to this guy or just kick him?
There we
It's
go.
up to you.
I'm
Because
down.
owning
I'm
you,
down to
bro.
have you kick him. The thing is, like, are you attracted to like the masculine characteristics of someone who's a trans man?
No, I kicked him because you told me to. Yeah, last time he came up here, he got fucking dunked on. He got dunked on so incredibly hard. And he just detailed it again. Anyways, thank you so much for letting me dunk on you again, Chip. It's always a great time dunking on idiots. Always a great time. Thank you so much.
Person's so insufferable, bro.
Obviously. What's up, Kinsey?
Hi,
Do you support
Dean.
Trump?
I snuck on here. I'm sorry. I just want to say I love you, and you're really hot, and so is Parker.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Everyone, just give us a minute. Why did they say that like in such like a nonchalant way? Like that was kind of nuts. Hey, dude, I just snuck. By the way, you're so hot, dude. Scotty, what's up? Are you MAGA?
Trump freed young boy.
That's what we love.
So he did indeed.
That's what we love.
He did indeed pardon young boy.
4K Trey.
Listen, I have an idea, Scotty. Him pardoning NBA YoungBoy. By the way, I don't even know if NBA YoungBoy is guilty or innocent. Let's assume he's innocent and his pardon was just. I don't think that accounts sufficiently for all the bad things he's done, right?
Nah, you're right, but like he free young boy though.
Have a good one, Scotty. Have a good rest of your day, man. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, everyone, keep tapping that screen. Let's get to fucking 10 million likes, dude. How long do you have left?
40 minutes.
40 minutes? In 40 minutes, can we get 4.7 million likes, everyone?
Also,
First little crown.
For those in the chat that know about YoungBoy's charges, is he innocent or guilty? Like, did he actually what was he found guilty of? Nick, what's up? You MAGA?
Yo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Child. Chase, are you MAGA?
Yes, cause he free Larry Hoover, bruh. Like,
Don't even know who that is. Goodbye.
Odessa, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Haley, thank you so much for the $10. And then Kylie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $1. Thank you.
Are you the Enrique that I'm thinking of? Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
yeah,
How old are you?
18.
What year were you born in?
I forget.
Dude. Oh my God, Joel Patrick is back in the queue.
So we have like a really long conversation with him.
Yeah, we've talked to him before. Honestly, we talked to Joel Patrick a lot. He's kind of nuts, man. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of nuts.
Hey, Dean, it's Charlie Kirk.
Hello, Charlie Kirk.
How you doing, sir? I'm here to debate you finally.
Hey,
I've
Charlie.
stopped ducking you. I've stopped ducking you.
Charlie, I have a question.
What's up,
did
man?
you take money from Smile to promote the movie?
Of course I did. Of course I did.
Oh man. All right, guys. I only got a little bit left on the stream, y'all. Let me know if you're MAGA down below in that chat. We're gonna pull you up here. What's up, Cohen? Do you support Trump? I think that the Trump supporters are running quite slim. That's right, quite slim. We'll bring up the person whose name is Aura.
Yo, hello?
Hi, Aura.
Yo, Cookie mogs you, buddy.
No, he
Cookie
doesn't.
mogs you.
Get a job.
No.
Cookie absolutely mogs you, bro.
Boo
It's
on the
over
job
for you.
application. Boo! Did I scare you? Dude, he started burning up like the evil witch of the West. That's fucking nuts, dude. I appreciate the dedication to the bit. We got Morgan loading up in, y'all. Everyone just give us a minute, guys.
Give it a second, everyone. You keep tapping that screen. Let's get to 10 million, everyone.
Morgan age. Child. We're going to move on to Ryan. You want to help me find a Trump supporter?
I got you.
Thank you. As well, Spencer.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Thank you for the 10 pounds over in YouTube Super Chat, Spencer. What's up, Ryan? How old are you?
21.
Great. And you support Trump?
Yeah.
Crazy. Thank you so much for the galaxy. Why is that?
Because Cookie mogs your ass. Cookie mogs you, bro.
Job application. No. Job application.
You see Katie spamming in the chat? You don't want to talk to Katie?
I didn't kick her.
I invited her up, and she's been spamming in the chat that we fake donations.
Oh, like the Katie?
The Katie, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, it looks like you just accepted her and she left. Katie's like really insufferable to talk to. Like she has given me like actual migraines.
It's been a long time, so I actually don't even remember.
She's given me like actual migraines before. And Caitlin, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. Shout out, Caitlin. Edwin, what's up? Are you MAGA?
Sam, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much. I really
Galaxy.
appreciate it, Sam. Thank you. Of course. Thank you so much, Sam.
All right, bro, where are the Trump supporters at? I'm pretty sure that we've hit a point. Okay, this guy's name is Zach Fishing. If this isn't a Trump supporter, reality is fake. Oh, man, I thought that somebody just sent me $1,000 on PayPal. Turns out that they requested it. That's nuts. Oh, what's up,
rough.
Zach? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Zach, go get your father. Is it this Katie? Oh no, dude, Katie, have you learned anything?
Oh, they left.
Okay.
Learn nothing. Literally still spamming in the comment section that we are faking donations.
You are way harder than Cookie. I don't care what anybody says. It's true. It's true.
Okay. We need to.
Now you have supporters saying that you mog Cookie.
It's about
Bro,
damn
Cookie
time.
mogged you, bro.
Oh my god! What is the guest request?
Dude, I talked about him on stream once. Okay, his fan base, which is like incredibly galvanized against me, I took it, made edits. They got thousands of fucking like all of this bullshit. I talked about him on stream once, and now it's just like a straight out fandom warfare. Okay?
Yo, hello?
All right, and by the way, for all of the people in the Dean Team Dream Team, y'all gotta start fighting back against this mutiny. Okay, what's up?
Yo, I support Donald Trump.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20.
We need some pro Dean and Parker anti Cookie King edits. That's what we need.
Right.
That's what Dean just said.
Right, that is what I just said. Who the fuck is Cookie King? If you don't know, then good for you. Hello, Liam. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
What? How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Nice. And what time is it?
Well, Cookie King mocked you. You're a fucking bitch.
That's really low effort. That was really low effort. Oh, you're fucking bitch. Oh, okay. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Yo, Cookie King mogs you, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Dude, it's every guest.
I ain't gonna lie, dog.
It's every guest now, dude.
Well, I think it more
Jesus,
so.
yeah, half your viewers right now are Cookie King viewers.
I think it just more so like speaks towards like the lack of Trump supporters. Well, I think
It
that
does.
the Trump supporters are terrified right
Are
about
you adding
now.
up 7 cents again? Oh my.
Third time's a charm. Is third time a charm 7 cents? Galaxy.
Sure.
Oh, so
Who the fuck is Cookie King?
Don't worry about it, buddy. So are you, Nate boy? How do you?
Yo, what's your thoughts on Kurt Cobain?
Made some great music, I guess. Anyways, so starting from scratch, tell us why you support Trump 7 cents.
First off, again, I don't support Trump, but I did vote for him because I don't support any politician. I don't believe in it. They support us. There's a dynamic there that everybody gets wrong. It's like a celebrity fan base nowadays. It just like you
Do
don't
you
like
think that this politician is doing a good job?
No, because he still hasn't delivered on everything that he said he was going to, and his big beautiful bill.
This person is so annoying. You're so annoying. Don't rejoin the queue. You're so annoying. Forever, are you MAGA? Do you support Trump?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay, why?
Oh, sorry. I got a little distracted. But I support Trump for a variety of reasons. I think that his tariffs in the beginning were really bad, but I don't think that he's using tariffs.
Oh, wait. You were the person that came up on Parker's live last night, right?
Yeah, I was, but you guys cut me off so soon. I barely got the chance to talk.
Okay, talk to us.
Oh, yes, let's go. And wait, can I actually mention when I was arguing last night? Because you guys brought up that lady, and then the lady kind of just came on and then distracted you guys from what I was talking about. It's never really got my point across on why you guys value sentence.
What were you arguing on my live yesterday? Spark my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I should be a pretty familiar voice. You guys were,
I know. I've talked to you like multiple times, haven't I?
No, you talked to me last night, yeah.
Also, what lady?
No, I was actually joking about being familiar voice, but you did talk to me last night. You guys brought up some healthcare lady that was talking about like working in the medical field, and
Sid?
I really don't know what she was saying. Yeah.
So,
Sid, I think.
were you talking to us about abortion?
Yeah, I was talking to you about abortion.
Okay.
I've talked to this guy. I swear I've talked to this guy more than just
Yeah,
once.
well, I've talked to you last night.
Oh, wait.
More than just last night.
Are you the same
we've
person
already-
that's like requested up to join my stream that I've had like 5 conversations with?
No, I did talk to you guys last night, though.
Okay, just take it away. Tell us what you
Dean,
support.
I know for sure it is, bro.
Okay.
I say this every time, and then he gaslights us.
I trust Parker more than him, so
It's
goodbye.
I feel like it was the same guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll try the next guest.
And I have to convince you of that every single time the guy comes in the live. Do you remember that?
I do now. Hey, Aaron, are you MAGA?
Yo, Parker, Kai Cunningham mogs you, mate. Kai mogs you. Kai mogs you, Parker.
Nobody knows who Kai is.
Kai who?
Hello?
Hi, Stefan. You were saying that I was scared of you in the comment section.
Yes.
Do you believe that?
No.
right. Right. All right, moving on. What's up, Kai? You support Trump?
Yep.
How old are you?
20.
What year were you born in?
2004.
Why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because.
Oh, you've been up here before. The man, the myth.
You said, what did you say in the comment section just now?
What's up, guys?
What did you just say in the comment section?
MAGA.
No, you said something else. I added you up because you said something like really insane.
You're being a little bit of a jerk. You're calling us modern day panhandlers, but I digress. Do you want to tell us why you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I want all those sissy immigrants out of my country.
What time is
They're
it?
trolling.
What time is it?
6:44.
What state are you in?
Florida.
What's the capital of Florida?
1738.
All right. Do you want to? Okay, I'm gonna. I think. Oh, I didn't kick him. Okay, Parker. It is time for you to go to work to help us get a guest up here. I've been trying.
I've been trying to. Actually, I've tried to add up a few, and all of them are just not debating. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 24.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Why so?
I believe more so in his character than Kamala Harris.
Kamala? You think you think Donald Trump's character is better than Kamala Harris's?
Yes, I do. I personally do.
What makes you think that? That's like an indefensible view.
Okay, so I'm not as far right to the degree where I'm like a complete Trump loyalist, but I do, and I believe that a lot of people who have access to the wealth and status that he has are obviously going to do bad things with that power. But I don't trust Kamala Harris. I don't trust the Democratic Party. I don't trust Kamala Harris.
What did she do that makes her character worse?
I don't trust her. She lied to us about the condition that Biden was in physically towards the end of his term.
Okay, so lies. So just one lie.
That was definitely a lie, though. She told us that.
Okay,
she
so
assured the
Donald
people-
Trump had 30,000 confirmed lies under his first administration, including lying about the results of the 2020 election to say that he won, to convince 70% of the Republican Party that he won the election when he didn't win with no sufficient evidence.
I mean, 30 of those 30,000 lies, how many of those lies were white lies? Like, she lied about the condition of the sitting president.
Wait, Donald Trump.
You think all
what do you-
30,000, I'm saying all 30,000 of those lies held the same merit as lying about the physical condition and mental
I'll add
condition
on
of
here.
the
So I do think
President of the United States.
I think that your argument is like false, obviously, but I'm just going to steelman it by saying that Donald Trump has told larger lies than Kamala Harris, even as it relates to her talking about Biden's condition. Like, for instance, he lied about the outcome of the 2020 election, and he still is until this day. This convinced 70% of Republicans that it was stolen, decreased virtues of trust in the civil electoral processes, and then he used this lie as like big propaganda to justify his attempted coup on the outcome of the election when he tried to then steal it from Biden. I'd say this makes him the most untrustworthy president in modern American history.
I mean, okay, in terms of the election, there's always going to be resistance to the results of an election. This isn't a thing we see just in America. This is a thing we see internationally. I do think it was wrong. I don't agree with that.
Man, we haven't seen anything like this since like the Civil War, because it wasn't just resistance. Okay, he like tried to steal it. Okay, he installed fake votes for himself in Congress, type shit. He pressured Mike Pence into accepting fake votes and installing him for a term. He fucking tried to get the head of the DOJ to falsely announce widespread voter fraud. Like typical resistance is like taking like the proper legal channels of recourse to contest the outcome of the election, and that's fine. Okay, that's like what Hillary did. That's what Al Gore did. I don't have an issue with that. It's the fact that he illegally tried to like rig it, right? Like, that's more than just resistance.
I mean, in a way, wouldn't you say that Kamala lying about the condition of Biden is an attempt at a similar move, trying to get the election back in their favor by lying to the American people about the president's physical and mental condition and ability to lead the country?
He didn't even end up running for the presidency. No, that is not comparable.
Well,
because he literally tried to change the outcome. He tried to nullify votes. He like tried to coup the electoral college, man.
He didn't force anyone to. That was actions carried out by like willful, independent people who
No, he
made
called
that
it,
choice on themselves.
His argument in court was that his attempted coup of the election was an official act of his presidency.
Did he tell them specifically to incite violence?
So I'm talking about his plot to steal the election from Biden by installing fake slates of electorates in 7 key swing states to carry fake votes to the Electoral College to install him as president against the voice of the vote of the people.
Okay, I mean, I don't know too much about that specifically. I thought we were talking more about his resistance to the outcome of the election. That he didn't tell these people
So
specifically
I'm talking about the fake electorate plot.
You think he made his supporters incite violence on January 6th?
Bro, you're just not listening to me. If you continue to be this willfully dense, I'm just going to move on.
Okay, sorry. Explain what you
mean.
mean.
The fake electorate plot, okay? He installed fake votes for himself in the American Congress to install himself as president on January 6, 2021.
Okay, I mean, I haven't really heard too much about this fake electorate.
It's okay.
Okay,
so
I
just
don't
go to your
Actually,
research.
okay, wait. Can we pivot to something else? Is that fine with you?
Yeah, for sure. But first, I got to thank Hannah for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you for the love, Hannah. Anna says, "Hey, Dean, thanks for having me on earlier. Sorry, I sounded dumb. I was really nervous, but thank you for changing my mind." So, Dean, I'm not going to read that part on live, but thank you for the love, Hannah. Show some love to Hannah down below in that comment section, yo.
I wanted to talk about the weaponization of the justice system against Trump, particularly in regards to the what you keep calling Trump as a rapist, basically. And I want to explain why I thought that wasn't a fair verdict.
Okay, so how is it not a fair verdict for Donald Trump to be held civilly liable unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people for forcefully penetrating Jean Carroll's vagina against her will?
I keep hearing Dean saying that because he was held liable, that it makes him 100% absolutely guilty of this crime. Dean has said that he's certain that Trump has done this.
I'm sorry. I'm confused how that relates to
I
whether or
don't
not you
think
accept.
there's any certainty that Trump has done this.
You claim that you don't have certainty. You still have best reason to believe it, correct?
No, I don't have best reason. I think
well, most of the evidence indicates that.
I think the court was skewed against him. There's the story about the judge's daughter who was a member of the campaign for Harris. You know, the one she was raising money for the campaign of Harris.
Okay. You mean Jean Carroll?
No, the daughter of the judge who indicted Trump.
You mean $15? And that was not for Kamala Harris. It was for a different Democratic candidate.
I don't know how you can look at the situation, which has no physical evidence of the crime being committed, a crime that happened like 20 years in the past, suddenly occurring when he's being reelected, and say that.
I'm sorry. If someone raped a woman 23 years ago, would you be okay with that?
No, I wouldn't, but I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Well, he was held civilly liable. Why do you dispute that?
He was held civilly liable because the state of New York is being weaponized against Trump. The state of New York hates Trump.
Okay, so again, you say the state of New York is being weaponized against him. That's one where he chose to live. Two, as it relates to this, has nothing to do with the Department of Justice being weaponized against him. The jury determined this. You understand that the jury was selected by Donald Trump and his lawyers, right?
Yes, in a state where Trump is
So it was selected by him.
I just don't think that this is conclusive evidence that he actually
It is good reason. You haven't even looked into the case. How would you be able to evaluate it?
I actually was looking into the case
Okay, so
earlier.
tell me, where did Jean Carroll claim she got assaulted?
In a dressing room in New York, right?
What was that? What was the store called?
Okay, why does the significance of the store play a role in the in my opinion on this?
So you don't know the store.
The name
all.
of the store has no effect on this in any way. I know about the evidence brought forward and the verdict made, and the fact that he was indicted by a or a justice system that was weaponized against him.
Okay, so you said he was a justice system that was weaponized against him. How is the civil case weaponization?
This was a he said she said case. There was no.
How is the civil case about sexual abuse, right? Specifically, supposed to be political. How does that have to relate to? How is that weaponization?
Because it has to do with Trump running for connection to him running for the election.
So holding it has nothing to do with him running to the election. Has
It
everything
happened
to do
at the same time period.
Okay, so you're saying anyone who held him accountable at that time period, right? It would be just trying to weaponize the government against him.
It was a massively publicized case.
Regardless of the evidence that is provided against him, you still wouldn't accept it.
It was the evidence provided against him was 2 testimonies from our own friends. It was no physical like corroboration to the story.
Wait, what physical corroborate? Wait, what would you accept?
I would accept like any form. It's a he said, she said. I don't understand how you.
What
could
would you
lose
What
it.
would you accept? Answer the question.
I would accept physical evidence of some proof that they were together on the same day. Proof that they were like. There's no sort of proof besides
So like
the
a
key
picture
testimony.
of them together.
There's a picture of them together. Was it on the day of the attack? They have one picture together. I have a photo with Trump. I
Okay,
met
so
Trump as a kid.
you're saying a picture of them together would be indicative that she got assaulted under your view?
No, I think proof that they were together at the time this happened, in the store it happened.
Okay, so that's it. That's the wait. So maybe DNA evidence.
Is there any DNA
Yeah.
evidence?
So why didn't Donald Trump give up his DNA within the time slot allotted?
Because the case is ridiculous. Like what could they even match the DNA
It would have
to? This
proved
happened
it
20
would have
years
proved that
ago.
he wasn't at the scene of the crime, right?
It happened over decades ago. How would they find DNA on the crime scene decades later?
Because she kept the dress.
She kept the dress from the
Yes.
attack with
Yes.
preserved DNA. The dress
Yeah.
hasn't been tampered in any way in the last like 2 decades.
You're claiming that it was tampered, but how would they have Trump's DNA?
He probably just refused because it's a ridiculous request, and he knows that this justice system,
It's not a ridiculous request.
the justice
right?
system
The
is
reason
skewed
why it
against
would have been
him.
important is because it would have if he's innocent, it would have shown specifically that he what's it called? It would have shown specifically that he wasn't at the scene of the crime. But because he didn't decide to show the DNA, that's actually good reason to believe that he thought he was guilty.
You don't think there's anything weird about the fact that this case was drawn out for multiple weeks, massively publicized during
No.
the peak of his running for the election, 20 years after the crime?
Wait,
It was a he said-
2019 was after he already won for the first time. And he wasn't even starting his run yet.
No, when was the case like actually publicized? When did we see all the stories of the case? It was not in 2019.
So in 2019 is when she filed.
You guys try and like beat people with the like expansive knowledge of facts, but it's just like you neglect what people are actually seeing with their own eyes. We didn't.
What did I neglect?
We saw the case unfolding during the campaign.
Okay, what about the case? In 2019 is when it was filed. That's a fact. What do you dispute about that?
When were the hearings?
In 2022.
Yeah,
after
so
he
the
was
hearings in
after
2022.
Wait, in 2022, after he already lost.
That was when the case gained traction.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, so are you saying it gained traction after he
It was a
lost
massively
it? So
drawn
it
out
gained
public
traction.
event.
It gained traction after he lost the election. So then how would you say it's related to him running? Because he wasn't even running.
Excuse me, what?
The 2022 he wasn't even running.
In 2022, he wasn't even running. Yeah, but they knew he was going to run. Obviously, he's the Republican.
So why didn't they do this with his 2016 run or his 2020 run?
Because she hadn't come out then. She decided to come out now.
She came out in 2020. She came out in 2019.
I mean, they must have waited. Like, I really do believe that there was some sort of intervention in this.
Yeah, because you're a cult member and you'll believe that regardless of the
cult
evidence.
member. Okay,
you have
I think you misunderstood.
wait. Do you have any evidence to believe that?
To believe it, the fact that he lost the case. I think the fact that he lost the case based off of testimonies from her friends and no physical corroboration is the crazy. I don't think that's fair. I mean, like, if this was a different case, I think people would be looking at it completely differently.
No, that's not true. If this same case was
I
true
don't-
with
I
the
think if it
context,
was not
I'll
true,
give you an example, Josh. If someone was trying to immigrate to the country and they were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman with the same evidence provided in the case of Donald Trump, would you let them legally immigrate into the country?
If there were two friends who said that he had
Answer the question.
the same evidence was brought forward to me, and I was asked if I
Yes,
would let
same
them
evidence.
into the country. I mean, it depends on my relationship with the people. It
Would you
depends
let
on-
them legally immigrate into the country? Yes or no?
I don't know the two people who are telling the story.
Okay, so essentially you're trying to say no, right?
I mean, it depends. There's motives. There's ulterior
What does it
motives
depend
to all
on?
of this.
What does it depend on? In what
Because there's
context would you
ulterior
let
motives
someone?
at the end of the day.
And in what context would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people enter the country legally? I thought you were about like securing the borders so that there
Because
wasn't
this
violent
isn't
crime and
a-
people who commit crimes like rape.
I don't have the limited knowledge of something like the case you're discussing, the hypothetical you're discussing. With something with the Trump case, you can actually look and see facts.
I'm not
You
even
can
giving
look into
I'm not
evidence.
even giving a specific case right now. You
If
just said you
someone
looked at the case
presented
and
the
there wasn't
same-
good evidence.
If someone presented the same evidence to me, I got to see everything. I knew the people who were involved in this.
So you
I knew-
haven't yet.
Huh?
So you haven't seen everything.
No, in your hypothetical situation.
Everything that you've seen already, specifically about the Trump case, right? Is that
Points
good enough
me
reason?
to the fact that he is innocent. That is what. all the
Okay, so
evidence
then would
points
you
to.
let them legally immigrate into the country?
Yes, I guess so. If I
Okay,
knew the
okay.
same thing.
Let's say the victim was a child. Would you let them legally immigrate into the country?
If the victim was a child,
Yeah, the
and
same
there was
evidence.
no
Victim.
conclusive evidence besides someone
No,
saying
listen,
he did this.
listen,
Someone,
listen.
what if I just
I'll
accused you of
give you.
something?
I'll give
Parker,
you.
what if I accused you of the same thing? That doesn't make you guilty. I could accuse you of doing something similar, and you wouldn't be. That wouldn't just make you guilty automatically.
It's not just an accusation. We've already gone over this. It's in the context of a civil court. Listen to this. If you want to address this, right, you're not listening. I'm asking specifically the same set of evidence, right, given in the civil case, specifically that held him accountable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll, right? If E. Jean Carroll were a child, would you accept the evidence? Would you say that you wouldn't let him in the country then?
You know, I think I would, because I wouldn't believe in ulterior motives for a child accusing him. I don't.
Why not?
Because they're a child. I don't see it in the same way that this radically feminized woman who
feminized
woman. She has been very vocal about her hatred of Trump prior to this.
Okay, if the child had a hatred of Trump.
What? Like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old
Wait,
child?
I'm so sorry. I just have one thing to add
didn't
on.
like
So
Trump?
real quick, I know that you think that she was not telling the truth. Assume that she was telling the truth. Assume that she was raped by Trump.
It's just okay.
Wait, 1 second.
Can
Let me
I
speak. No, Josh.
Yeah. Sorry.
I haven't
keep
spoken
going,
this
dude.
whole time. So assume that she was telling the truth. Assume that she was raped by Trump. Under your review, wouldn't it make sense for her to be like radically anti-Trump when she was raped by him?
Yes, I do think so, but I also
Right.
think
So then,
it's
by like pointing out the fact that she's like anti-Trump before like the proceedings, I don't think that discredits the position that she was like raped by him. If anything, it like grants more credence to it.
I feel like you guys are kind of misunderstanding me. I don't think Trump's a good person. Okay.
Why you support him then?
I support him because I don't support Kamala. And I think that there is definitely, the world is trying to force Kamala onto us.
Okay, so what did Kamala do? What did Kamala Harris do that's so bad that it's worse than the held civil?
Can I keep explaining what I'm saying? I think the media, I think this court case, it's all just designed to force Kamala onto us. I think these are kind of baseless accusations, and I think it's just designed to keep Trump away, to keep Trump out of the public, in good light, in good faith with the public. It's the same thing with like CNN, and the same thing with the New York Times now. Like, I used to read the New York Times frequently, and it's just like, it's gotten ridiculous, some of the stuff they say. Like, it's obviously become opinionated. It's all designed to stop Trump.
Listen, how about this? When you like take on this perspective and you treat it as like this foundational truth, and then you kind of build your perspective of reality around this foundational truth, that anything the media or courts say bad about Trump is not true, it's just them merely attacking him. You're basically saying that you won't ever accept that he's done anything bad, right? Because like regardless of what the courts could ever say, what the media could ever say, guess what? They contradict that that foundational value that you hold, that they're just trying to attack him. I mean, it's just kind of like justification for you to like write off anything.
That's why I called him a cult member.
Yeah.
I think Trump has
like that's
done bad.
definitely like cult like tendencies for sure.
I
But
think
I'm gonna
Trump
give you
has
like
done
another like
bad.
5 minutes to talk to Parker, and then I'm probably gonna.
Dean, I do think Trump has done bad. I don't doubt that Trump has probably groped women in the past. I don't doubt that he's said inflammatory things. But I think all of these people have. I think everyone in positions
Wait,
of
when has
power
Kamala
know
Harris?
that.
When has Kamala Harris done that?
Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did
Okay,
when did she grope anyone without their consent?
I'm not trying to refer to Kamala Harris specifically. I'm talking about like okay.
You said any of these people
No,
did
you're
this.
thinking of people like Bill
Josh,
Clinton.
you said any of these people did this, right? I'm asking for an explicit example of when Kamala Harris did this. If you can't provide that, well, then you have better reason to believe that Kamala Harris is a better person comparative to Donald Trump.
Well, there's okay. I don't want to go too into this because I don't have good knowledge on the subject. But the Kamala Harris, the whole thing with her having the affair with the man, I don't know. I need more context on that situation.
You're talking about Willie Brown. So first of all,
I'm talking about Willie Brown.
If the reporting was true, then he would have been having an affair on his wife, not her on her husband. But that wasn't the case. She was single, and so was he.
Okay. I mean, do you really believe her motive was out of love for this man? Like, I don't.
What reason would we have to assume it wasn't? I mean, honestly, that
Because
like,
it helped her gain position of power.
So, I mean, I think that we see partners help partners all of the time, And I'd actually say that you don't have strong evidence to indicate that that is true.
I was watching you argue the other day.
Do you mind if you
against,
allow me to finish?
Yeah, continue. Sorry.
So I mean, I think that we see partners help partners all of the time.
Yes. All the
but
time.
like for you to even indicate that he somehow helped her as an ex-mayor of one city win a statewide race, I think that help would be minimal if it is the case. But like once again, like you only really assume this for women. You know what I mean? Like you don't assume
No,
this for men.
I don't.
You
I don't.
assume it
I
to
would say the exact same
women.
thing about a man. I would.
Give me an example.
Of a man who's done this? Well, I mean, not any of the men we're discussing. Like, I can't think of a man besides this situation specifically in the exact same as Kamala.
Really?
And I saw you arguing. I saw you arguing on Jubilee the whole thing about the like 4.5 million votes, and you were saying, like, oh, she didn't sleep with all 4.5 million people. But I think sleeping with this one man put her into a position where she was able to acquire these votes more so.
Why is it specifically sleeping with someone
Or
that
even,
you're referencing?
or even, yeah. Once you answer Parker's
Because
questions, just explain to me
it's
how.
power in exchange for like sexual favors.
Well,
Like,
one second,
Wait,
sir.
why do you assume that it was because of the sexual favors and not because of the relationship they had as people?
it could be.
And
It
then,
could
and
be.
then also,
but
I just
are
wanna
you sure?
can I just make an argument real quick?
Yeah.
What state do you live in, Josh?
In Virginia.
Yeah. Is there any like nearby towns that you know of?
Yeah.
Name one.
Well, I'm very close to Washington D.C.
Okay. Well, in Virginia.
In Virginia, I mean, I don't want to like give out exactly where I'm
Just
close to
name a
Blacksburg.
Okay.
Blacksburg.
Do you know who the mayor of Blacksburg is?
No.
Great. My point. Okay.
I'm like okay. I'm
Right.
like 2
What,
hours
well, now
away
let me
from
let me ask
Blacksburg.
you another question. What about the ex-mayor?
Of Blacksburg? No, I don't.
Even further off, like who the fuck is that? Okay, well that's who Willie Brown was. He was the ex-mayor of San Francisco, which is one city in California. And apparently, you're telling me that sleeping with this ex-mayor of one town was able to get her 40 million votes for AG in the entire
I
United
just
States. It's
think
just
it
like no.
adds-
Listen to what I'm saying. It's an incredibly
Yeah.
outlandish claim, and my analogy just proved it. You can't name the mayor or the ex-mayor of a town 2 hours away from you, but then you're expecting me to believe that 40 million people in the state of California not only could name Willie Brown, but could attribute him as an influencing factor insofar as why they voted and supported Kamala Harris in the race for AG. Make it make sense, bro.
It definitely gives her some.
Also, Josh, if the same thing happened the other way around with a guy, where a guy specifically got into a political position because it is the case that his significant other knew someone, you
Yeah.
wouldn't assume it's because he slept with them that he
How
got
do
into
you,
that
how do you
particular
know I
position.
wouldn't assume that?
Because I guarantee you wouldn't do that. I promise you wouldn't do that.
I'm not like I'm not MAGA exactly. You
Also-
guys,
Yeah, I 100% can 100% say with certainty that you would not say that. You would not attribute it to the fact that
I think I
he
would.
slept with her.
If someone emerged out of nowhere, the husband of Nancy Pelosi's like 20 years younger, no political experience, and suddenly he wants to run for election.
Wait, you're
like,
saying that Kamala Harris had no political experience?
And then
Okay,
also,
yes,
like
Kamala
it's
Harris.
important.
No,
it's
Kamala Harris. Okay,
Oh, I would also love to.
little-known
I'd also love to
politician.
point out that like you're more likely to like exist in relationships and like be partners with individuals that are like in proximity to yourself, right? Like for instance, if you go to med school, okay, you're more likely
Yeah.
to end up marrying a doctor. If you know, if you live in a town,
Yes, but did
chances
she
are you're
marry
going to
this
end up being with, dating, and marrying somebody from that town. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even need to explain this concept. Well, she was an attorney, then became the DA. Who is she in proximity to? Court officials. Who is she in proximity to? Politicians. Who is she proximity to? Maybe an ex-politician of the city that she lived in, San Fran, okay? Maybe they met at a party and hit it off, and then were dating for a while, and then they stopped dating. Then a little bit later, she herself became a politician. And it's like, you want to blame it all on the goddamn ex-mayor, say it was his fault she won, and she was just sleeping with him to achieve that. It's just so annoying. But Conservative Mama, you've been yapping in the chat. Would you speak up?
Yeah, I think y'all are babies.
You're calling us babies.
Wait,
you
wait,
were
wait.
saying-
Wait, hold up. Can I address that? You call us babies, right? Both Dean and I, right, are over the age of 20. Donald Trump said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, right? Did Donald Trump say he would date a baby?
What?
Yeah, did Donald Trump say he would date a baby?
No, I just think y'all are pretty young.
Yeah, I understand. Did Donald Trump say that he would date a baby?
Terrible.
No.
No, but like the 20-year-old after 10 years would be old, or I mean younger than both Dean and I. Did
This
you know
is
that?
like the easiest argument to beat, and they just don't
But y'all
know
are
how.
babies.
Okay, so then you seriously are saying that Donald Trump wanted to date a baby, and you're
Let me-
totally okay with voting for him?
I didn't necessarily vote for him, but let me tell you, like, I'm just saying y'all are
Demon
like,
Slayer, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat.
Y'all
I
are-
Support him?
appreciate you for the love, as well as Alicia. Thank you for the $10 over there
I
as
know.
well. And 1 second, guys. Camellia, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that. I gotta catch up here real quick. Di, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo from 20 minutes ago. Thank you. James, thank you for the $25 saying fuck Donald Trump, so real. James, thank you so much. Adam with a 5, Sky with a 5, Jolly, that is Jolie, Jolie, sorry. Thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo. Jennifer, thank you for the $25 on Venmo. Jennifer says, hey Dean, so glad to see you back. Hope you enjoyed your time off. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you for the love, Jennifer. And KERRY Carey with a $20 saying for obvious reasons. Thank you guys so much for the love. Huge shout out to all the donors.
But yeah, do you want to address that? Like, do you consider Donald Trump saying he wanted to date babies enough of a reason to not support him?
like, I'm not going to try to, like, debate people because it doesn't do any good. Like, nobody's going to change their minds.
Are you debating that right now?
What? That nobody's going to change their minds?
Did you just give an argument that no one's going to change their minds as a reason as to why? Like, you just gave a debate point as to a reason as to why debates are not valid. I never understand these critiques because you are literally positing an argument in the context of a debate type setting to convince other people that they shouldn't debate.
And just at
Like,
the
you're
bare
trying
minimum,
to engage in debate.
People can
to
do whatever
convince
they
them to
want.
not debate.
Yo, and at the bare
Y'all can
fucking
do whatever you
minimum,
want.
at the bare minimum, Katie, because I know it's you, just stop whining in the chat.
Y'all
if you
can
don't
do
wanna
whatever.
debate.
Like, people can debate, but when it comes, like, you guys, do you have kids? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have all
I have
the-
10 children, yes.
Okay. I'm sure.
And also,
But-
I literally do.
I have a mortgage as well. You know, I have children.
You have a house?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do.
See that wall?
Mhm.
I pay a mortgage on it. Okay. In fact, I've been paying it for the last 35 years.
I'm just saying, like, what life experiences do y'all have?
I have 10 children. I have my own business, right? I have a beautiful long-term relationship.
Okay, that's one thing, but like you just I don't like you guys are just young. 22 is young.
Yeah, okay, well, okay,
30 is
we're young, but not the 20-year-old that Donald Trump wanted to date.
Okay,
I'm not
Katie,
talking about. I'm tired of them.
Hear me out.
Like,
hear
I
me
don't.
out.
I'm
Will you hear me
exhausted
out,
with that.
Katie? Will you
I
hear me
guess.
out? You're telling me
guess.
that I'm young, and that must mean that Dean can't know nothing, right? Here's the problem. I get it. I am young. And honestly, I bet as I get older, I will become much more mature, much more wise, much more intelligent, much more educated. All of those things are true, okay? But I don't think that discounts how informed I already am at the age of 20, and the level of knowledge in which I possess is definitely sufficient to be able to like counter some of the ideas propagated in like mainstream politics. You know, like I just want to like put it in perspective. Like countering like Trump, countering his policy, countering the efficacy of his administration, that's not something that requires much nuance, much intelligence, much information or knowledge. In fact, I'd say that like maybe like one advantage that I possess over most people is being able to like express my thoughts in words pretty well, not necessarily just being like incredibly knowledgeable or intelligent. You know, it doesn't take like a 45-year-old middle-aged individual with a doctorate in medicine and science to be able to discount fucking tariffs, right?
No, I'm not saying you don't. Like, I think you know a lot. Like, I'm not saying y'all don't know anything, but I'm saying, like, for some reason, Donald Trump appealed to, like, the middle class, or late to middle-aged and older people, like, you know, Gen Xers and older millennials, because for whatever reason, and I think it's because he had, like, the...
No, it's because
he just appealed to like those.
Oh, well, then how come
people
Kamala
for
Harris
whatever
literally appealed to people that were more educated? Explain that one.
I don't know. I'm just. I think.
Right. And you know,
a lot
obviously,
I mean, I know my dad.
obviously
voted for him.
conservatives are going to appeal more towards older generations. I mean, like just definitionally speaking, we should assume this to be true because conservatives want to conserve like what is like traditional, right? What has been the case historically speaking. And like it's more likely that like an older person that lived through that and benefited from it because boomers had it easy when they were growing up, are going to say I want to conserve that too, compared to saying I want to change it and bring something new. Right? They don't want progress. They don't want progress. And this is something that we don't just see in American politics, but also like in the workforce. Like I could give you an anecdotal experience. You were calling me young without experience. I'll give you an experience of this in like the workforce. So I was employed by this e-commerce company that produced a lot of dog treats and whatnot. And I basically came in there to do a creative overhaul of their front end website and redo and like maximize the efficiency of their production and fulfillment processes. And who did I get the most pushback from? The older employees that had been there for 20 years, not because what I was like saying was wrong or wouldn't make the processes more efficient, but just because they wanted to use the processes that they were used to, even if they were less efficient, right? And maybe that's true for a lot of older Americans. They want to stick with what they're used to, even if it's worse for the country.
Right. No, I agree with I agree with that. I mean, my dad was 80 and he was kind of stuck in his ways. I mean, but that's because he's 80 and he's been doing it, his whole life that way. So I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but I guess you gotta. I guess we'd have to find a way to help them see things a little bit different, and then they just see you guys and they're like, oh well, they're in their 20s and what do they know? I mean, I'm not saying you don't have some experiences. I mean, but
I'd say I'm probably more experienced than the average 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but regardless of the experience, I don't see how you're going to use that to dispute what we have to say.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying that's why I think
Like basically, if you
that's why
think that
people
our lack
voted
of
the way
experience
they
makes
did.
us dumber, then that should like be obvious in our arguments. They should have little holes that you could point out and defeat in a debate, but obviously you can't.
If I'm not old enough to speak my mind, why am I old enough to vote?
No, I don't. No, you can speak your mind. Like it's America. Say what you want. I mean, do what you want. But I think a lot of people see you guys as like, well, they don't have kids, they don't have a mortgage, they're not
Jennifer,
working.
thank you for the $10 over on.
True,
the
and
Marcus
through those types of experiences in our lives, we will learn more and become more knowledgeable human beings. Right?
Yeah.
And we'll grow as people. But again, like Dean said, that is not just what we are bringing up right now.
Also, let's
What-
not act like people.
What is that? How does that relate?
Let's not act like everyone with kids and a mortgage is an intellectual icon. Some of the dumbest
Well, no, they're
motherfuckers
not.
I've met in
They're
my life
not.
have been middle-aged Americans with kids and a mortgage. Okay.
They're not. I get it, but like when you're out, like me, when I'm out paying bills and I'm out buying groceries.
I pay bills. I buy groceries.
Eggs were, six, close to almost $6.
Gabrielle,
a
thank you for the
carton.
$20 over on
I'm trying
PayPal.
to,
Appreciate you for the love, Gabrielle. Everyone
feed-
show some love to Gabrielle down below in the comment section. Also,
feed 3 kids.
Me and Parker are.
Donald Trump's not making it more affordable for you.
Oh, I'm don't know. My grocery bills have not gone down. They're I'm looking at ways to save all kinds of money. I'm shopping at Aldi's, doing the whole 9 yards. Like grocery prices are not down. Like I feel it every time we go. So no, I'm just I don't mind listening to y'all and like trying to learn some things, because I feel like you're younger, so you do see things differently than I do. So I don't mind, reading articles and listening to some podcasts or whatever, that I think we can all.
Hey, Katie,
There's room for growth.
You're Katie, right?
Yeah.
Right, Katie. I've had many debates with you before. You are one of the most dense people I've ever debated, and I hope the fact that I remember your name based upon just the tone of your voice when the last time we talked was maybe 6 months ago, hopefully proves it, right? I talk to hundreds of people a day.
That's true.
And for whatever reason, I know your name based upon your voice and your voice alone, and we haven't spoken for half a year. All right?
I'm just passionate about a couple things.
Do you have kids and a mortgage?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't get kids and a mortgage then. Maybe it won't serve my intellectual abilities the best.
I think you should think long and hard before you have some kids. No, they're good. They're good. It's fun. It's all
And
it's
then
all
also,
fun.
Natalie, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Appreciate you for that, Natalie. Natalie says, as a 37-year-old with no kids and no mortgage, but a full adult, I wish 70 million people had the intellect you have, kiddo. Natalie, I love you. You've been hanging out forever. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. As well as Minnie. I didn't even see this. Minnie, thank you for the $50 over on Venmo. Minnie literally just says Liberty. Shout out Liberty and Natalie. Guys, shout out Minnie and Natalie. I really appreciate you guys so much for the love, guys. But is there anything else that you want to go over, Katie, before?
Can I thank a few people real quick?
Yeah.
Jennifer, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much. I did see that. I did see Sam Cedar's video on Danny and I. That was funny. Lucas, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Austin with the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That is horrible to hear. That is horrible to hear. His point was ridiculous. Thank you so much. As well as Elizabeth, thank you for the $1. I really appreciate it. And Kenny, thank you for the $5.
I'm just going to kick Katie. Megan, thank you for the 15 Canadian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat saying, adding on to my previous couple again because I never seem to send them at the right time. Here every day for a laugh. You're giving me hope in our generation. Megan, that is incredibly kind of you. And I apologize if I haven't gotten around to your prior donations. My apologies. Thank you so much for the love, Megan. And Sophia with the $5 on Venmo. Sophia says, thank you for everything that you're doing. Truly amazing. I always laugh when you're debating. I'm happy that these streams can bring happiness to people because it seriously makes my day. And we're not done yet because I also got to thank Erica for the $20. Erica says, I listen every day still. Thank you for being you. Erica, I see you in here quite frequently. Thank you so much for giving the stream some of your time. Thank you, Erica. That is incredibly kind of you. Hey, now for everybody watching, my stream has been going on for 4 hours and 5 minutes. What that means is it is time for me to get off. It's 5:22 over here in Colorado. I'm going to be spending the rest of my night making dinner for my girlfriend. She had a long and rough day at work. So I'm going to hop off here, go to the grocery store and make some dinner and treat her kindly. How about that? That sounds like a good plan for the night. Now, Parker, are you getting off?
You're getting off?
Yes.
No, I'm not getting off. I'm going to be on for a few more hours.
Cool. Where are you going to be going live on?
Here's my thoughts. I was going to ask you, should I go live on TikTok Studio on my girlfriend's account because I can use TikTok Studio for that? Or should I go live on my main account and risk possibly lagging?
Yeah, man, that lag glitch is terrible. Here's what I'd recommend. I'd say go to the main, and now if it lags, quickly switch over to Marge's account because you'll want to keep the momentum of like the raid. Because I'm guessing, there's 8.6 thousand people in here. I'm going to go ahead and assume that a lot of people in here are going to follow you over to your stream. If it lags once, you could expect people to leave, and the more it lags, only more people will leave. I'm not going to lie. When I'm watching your stream and it lags, I leave too.
I know, right? That's why I want to fix that. Recommend go to the YouTube, everyone. Parker, get a job. That's the place to go.
Yeah, I don't know why. But that's what I'd say. Or you could just do like a full fucking shoot off over to Marge's account with a full force of a raid. You haven't tried that one out before. Build up the algorithm over there. Bring your main account up as a guest. Honestly, if I was you, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Right, and then also for the background, consider doing like what I'm doing with like just the text over my head compared to like green screening something behind you.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to do that, but like I haven't set it up yet.
I'd say it's worth it. But you gonna do that?
Yes, I will.
Great. What is that? At Parker got a girlfriend? A GF?
Parker got a GF.
Okay, Haley, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Appreciate that. So everybody, go ahead and spam at Parker got a GF down below in that chat. And go show Parker some love. He's going to be picking up the torch and continuing the debates for the rest of the evening. Maybe on your way out before you leave, drop a follow button. And for all the, real quick, is there anybody in here that this is your first time ever seeing me? Put a me in the chat if this was your first time ever seeing me. Ever before.
That'd be
Let's see if there's
crazy.
many, like, first-time viewers that have stuck around until the end of the stream. Wow, look at that. There's a bit of them. For all the people spamming me down below, I would recommend maybe dropping a follow. We do these lives every single day like clockwork, and I love them so much. I love to have new people hanging out in here with us. So, yeah, drop a follow. But, guys, head over to Parker, at Parker Get a Job on YouTube, and at Parker Got a GF on TikTok. So
I'm starting the live right now.
sweet. I'm gonna go to and for everybody on YouTube, I love you as well. Love you all.
Go to my YouTube.
Head over to Parker's YouTube and at Parker Got a GF on TikTok. Peace and love. Bye, guys.
Peace and love, bro.